The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. It is a glorious April 20th, and today's vibes are going to be all-time highs here on this sports show. That begins now.
Yeah!
I can't thank you enough for joining us here on 420. I hope your laughs are fantastic. I hope the snacks are delicious. And I hope the vibes and conversation are all nothing but super positive today as we celebrate a plant that has been vilified by people that don't understand it at all. I hope you have an absolutely great Wednesday, April 20th. I hope you have good reminiscence, good stories, and just I hope you have a good time today. That's what we're going to try to do as we talk about all the things happening around the sports world. Rob Ninkovich, Super Bowl champion from the New England Patriots, will join us in about 17 minutes or so. Oh, yeah. I can't wait to chat with him about all the happenings around the NFL, including the draft. It's just 8 days away.
Wow.
8 days from now, dreams will come true. 8 days from now, everybody's work, or not everybody, but the people that get drafted, their work, the things that you don't see, the summers, the early mornings, the late nights, the anxiety, the drives, the work, all comes to a head on whether or not NFL dreams will come true. Obviously, the Draft Spectacular is just for round one on Thursday, April 28th, and we can't wait for you to join us. We have massive guests joining us.
Huge.
Locked in already. Big time guests. It will be a surprise. And some of them will be, I think people will be like, holy shit, how the hell did we book them?
Yeah, Absolutely. I think so.
I think we're diving into a couple war zones.
Whoa. Excuse me?
Sorry, no, war zones. Sorry. There's actually those happening. T's and P's, everybody. War rooms.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah, war rooms. The NFL war rooms. I believe we'll be FaceTiming directly into a couple of those.
Holy shit.
Hey. Yeah, while the draft's happening to see what they got cooking. And then in the second hour today, we got birthday boy, Peter Schrager.
Hey.
Peter Schrager, Emmy-nominated host of Good Morning Football, insider for Fox NFL. He will be breaking down his second mock draft. Remember, he only does 2 mock drafts, and he does them not because of how he scouts the players, but because of what his inside sources are telling him from around the league. Couple changes made from his last one to this one. And also today we have Mitz Mock 4.0.
What? Here we go.
A lot of changes on our office's mock drafter, and that would be Mitz Mock Draft. A lot of changes. What's he hearing? Who's he talking to?
Right.
Can't wait for today to begin. Let's go to the toxic table. Happy 420 at Ty Schmidt at Boston Connor. How you guys doing?
Pretty good, Pat. Happy 420 to you as well. You know, we're talking about these mock drafts. I don't know if it's, I wouldn't say it's news, but I have seen in like the Packers sphere a lot of people saying, hey, maybe Jordan Love gets moved on draft night. Maybe Jordan Love in a second round pick and then maybe another late round pick. Maybe it's not going to be DK Metcalf. Maybe they go get Tyler Lockett instead. So I'm kind of...
Where's this coming from? Is this 420 or is this...
No, well, it is 420, which is maybe why I'm kind of just buying into this 1,000%, and now I will be incredibly heartbroken if it doesn't happen. But I saw that, and I was like, you know what? That actually, that does make it
Well, Mark
sense.
Murphy said it's going to get interesting on draft night. Trading Jordan Love, admitting your mistake, and moving on, and bundling that with a couple other things to get a big-time prized weapon for Aaron Rodgers after losing Devontae Adams. I mean, that would definitely make a great 420 for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you could do that without giving up one of the 2 first-round picks you have as well, that I mean, this is bizarro world, so we're not going to go there yet. But I am now. My interest and my excitement for the draft just continues to rise as we get closer to it.
And this is what like every team does, right? And that's why before every single season, every single fan base has a little bit of optimism about something.
Yes.
And then as the weeks go on, some optimism slowly dwindles away, especially if you're in a town like Detroit.
Right,
absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, we're going to draft Aiden Hutchinson, hometown hero, and he's going to take us to the playoffs next year, 10-7 playoff win. Thank you, Aiden.
Okay, shout out to Aiden, shout out to MCDC, Deuce. Happy 420 to you as well, Foxy.
Right.
Okay, happy 420 to you as well, Evan Fox. But yeah, this is the time where people have high hopes. This is the time where people open their minds, broaden their horizons, and say, maybe my team will do something that it has never done before in hopes of winning a goddamn Lombardi. Because they're watching. Harbaugh even admitted to this from the Baltimore Ravens. He said, people are seeing what the Rams are doing. People are seeing what Tampa Bay did. People are seeing what the Chiefs did. If you have a plethora of awesome on your team, and you can do whatever you want to do on the offensive side of the ball, when people get hurt, you still got people ready to go that are better than everybody else, so you can make an actual playoff run. Imagine if they didn't bring in Leonard Fournette, right? Like, imagine if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers didn't bring in Leonard Fournette. Imagine if the LA Rams didn't bring in Von Miller. And towards the end of that thing, Matthew Stafford, the list goes on and on. And with the Chiefs, I mean, they re-signed Travis Kelce, keep him on the team while having Tyreek Hill and McCole Hardman and just drafting and picking up pieces and just making them, absolutely loaded. Maybe a team that would never act like that, the Green Bay Packers, will maybe start seeing that's what it takes to win a Lombardi these days in the NFL. The proof is literally in the Lombardi pudding that has been happening. Maybe the Packers make some changes this year.
Maybe. We'll see. I mean, the Rodgers stuff indicates like they realize the window is now. Like you really can't kick the can down the road. Like they need to do whatever they can do to try to win a Super Bowl within the next 3 years. And I think that finally has kind of set in. So we'll see. Maybe they do get a guy like Tyler Lockett on draft night.
Patriots fans care about the draft? You guys got Mac Jones last year. That had to be quite a surprise. It doesn't feel like the Patriots fans really buy into the draft nonsense.
No, not at all. I mean, the biggest news.
See, they're the only team.
When you said that was the first thing I thought. I was like, man, I guess I'm kind of on an island here because all I expect from the draft is to trade back, probably backload a couple third round, fourth round.
We need a
picks.
couple good teamers.
Exactly. We need a couple glue guys. The biggest news coming out of New England is Belichick's going to coach till he's 95 years old. Everyone's saying basically, this guy's not slowing down anytime soon. And Brady winning that Super Bowl actually kind of motivating Bill even more. Like, hey, now I have to prove that I can win without Brady because he already proved he can win without me.
I saw him playing pocket sticks with in public with his lady. Where were they at?
They were at the Vanderbilt baseball game. It was actually Bill's.
He was.
Hey,
they're in love.
For sure.
It was good to see Bill.
His 70th.
Enjoying himself.
They're in love because
it was a good slide in. He had a good grin on his face. I mean, they were having a time of their life. I was so happy for Bill.
Yeah, I'd never seen him actually with a baseball hat on, so that was very interesting to see a little flat brim Vandy. But, they get along so well because she knows, hey, when football season comes around, and that's right now, really. Until...
you don't know this.
No, I do. No, people inside, I believe it's Linda's camp. Maybe it's not Linda, but maybe it's Linda's camp have said, when football comes around, she just lets Bill do Bill. She doesn't see him typically for a couple weeks at a time unless we win. But if we lose, she ain't seeing him. That's why it works.
Hey, listen, Bill's going off to a tour. All right, he's got a tour of duty. Here you go. Look at how happy he is. Just having a good time taking in a ball game.
Smiling. She posted on his IG him with a cake, him candles. I didn't know he liked either of those, so awesome.
I can't believe he has time to watch a baseball game with draft coming around. He's got to find what the diamond in the D4 haystack, right? Isn't that what he normally is up to? What's this all about? You guys getting worse? Is he mailing it in?
Whoa.
Some people saying he's going to be able to coach longer because he's going to Vanderbilt. Look at Bill Belichick enjoying his life.
Yeah.
We have not seen that in a long, long time. I mean, look how happy this guy is.
Yeah, that makes me think that he knows, hey, the guys that we already got in our building are enough to take us all the way. And the draft is obviously great, but we are looking at probably 3 or 4 D3 quarterbacks who are going to make unbelievable slot receivers. And then we'll probably get 1 or 2 big linemen that'll come in and play their game. I'm not worried about anything. If Bill's happy, then I'm on cloud 9.
I believe Schrager's mock has the Pittsburgh Steelers taking Malik Willis, but that leads into a great conversation. At Tone Diggs, there's been a lot of movement on the picks, like for sports books, for mock drafters, for everything. It feels like every day that comes and goes, we learn a new team is interested in a new player. The quarterback one, fascinating. Everybody just assumes that the Carolina Panthers are going to take quarterback at 6. Albert Breer says, not so fast. Okay. Albert Breer, who been around the NFL a long time, I think he works for Sports Illustrated now.
I think so.
He runs what? Good Morning Football now, or not?
No,
Good
morning
football,
after football.
Monday
morning
quarterback.
There it is. Football Monday mornings.
Knew it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Knew it was wonderful.
It's 420.
Anyways, the legendary Monday Morning Quarterback
right.
Series that Albert Breer runs and has run and was handed over by Peter King because of how long he's been in there. He said, the Carolina Panthers might take one of these tackles that are available and then try to make a bundle package to either get a trade for a quarterback or something like that, whether it's Baker or someone else. The quarterback thing is fascinating because everybody assumes the Panthers are in on quarterback, Steelers are in on a quarterback. The Lions have visited with every single quarterback. They're at 2 at 32 and 34. Who is going to take a quarterback, or are these quarterbacks potentially going to have a draft night like, Aaron Rodgers, like a Johnny Manziel. Brady Quinn. Are we going to see that on draft night? Why are any of these guys going to the draft?
Good question.
Why are you going? What are we doing? I don't fully understand.
Very, very good question on why they're going. Malik Willis is one of them is going, I understand, because he's going to go in the first round, it feels like. Corral's going. Not so sure he's going to go in the first round. So that one's.
Yeah, but we don't know anything about anything.
What do you mean?
Remember, Matt Corral, he only needs one team to be interested.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's all he only needs one team to be interested. That's it. He needs the illusion of two teams, but one team just to be interested, and everything can change. I mean,
Correct.
there's always a pick that comes out of nowhere. But also, with that being said, we went into the draft smoke and mirror season thinking that all these dudes were not first-round quarterbacks. Now we're on the other side of it, free agency, and we're in the middle of smoke and mirror season. And now we're hearing like 3-4 of these guys could potentially go. I am so flustered and fascinated by this because if one goes, 3 are going to go because people are going to panic. But if that delays, like Albert Breer of Monday Morning Quarterback is obviously stating that they're going to take a tackle, not take a quarterback, that thing could just kind of wade into water. That quarterback buoy could kind of just keep on bouncing back, and every one of those picks all of a sudden gets a lot more expensive probably to the people in the back there thinking about maybe taking a quarterback in the second round. Oh, now we can get maybe a late teen. Maybe we can slide into the 20s here. Let's go ahead and make that happen. I'm just interested by that particular thing because the quarterback is the program. And everybody knows that.
Quarterback's program, balls program. Over-under is 3.5. It's minus 170 to the under for quarterbacks taken in the first round. So they're thinking that Pickett and Willis are going to go, and then Ritter's the third there to go in the first round. So, yeah, if you do get that over 3.5, then it is going to be someone like Corral. But, like, betting on the draft is the best because it's the one time of the year where you know pretty much the same amount as the books do, because if you just follow the news and stuff like that, now you got to sift through the smoke screen and stuff like that, and so do the books.
Well, they got to do it too.
So it's really the one time of the year where it's an even playing field to maybe make some money on the book.
We shook the book last.
Big deal.
We made some money on the book.
We shook the book on that number 3 overall. Shout out to our inside sources that told us something that, hey, it ain't what it's been said by everybody. And that odd one from like minus 170 to like for Mac Jones to be number 3 overall.
Yeah, he might have even been longer or shorter odds than minus. He might have been in the 200s at some point.
And then boom, that thing goes all the way up.
Trey was plus 300 at a point, and then fucking jumped all the way to like minus 300 or whatever by the time the draft.
Yeah, correct order completely bounced because it was Lawrence, Wilson, Mac, and then Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, because you can Kentucky Derby this thing too.
Exactly.
You can bet like you get trifectas.
Yeah, win, place, and show.
Yeah, absolutely. You can do that with the draft. We'll be live youtube.com/the Pat McAfee Show for our third ever draft spectacular. Last year, banana land. Absolute banana.
Insanity.
We are not expecting the same type of results as last draft spectacular. We would like, a couple people maybe to come hang out with us as we pass by the 7 hours that the first round takes.
Takes a long time.
This will be a 7-hour show, and it might seem as if we are begrudgingly doing this. We are, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Because this is always our biggest show. It makes no sense why it's our biggest show, but we have a great time for a certain amount of time. Then we kind of lull into what the fuck are we doing? We don't know. Because there's going to be 7-8 picks straight that are going to take 2 hours, and we're not going to know a single one of them. And they're not going to be like it's going to be like an offensive lineman, very important to the game, but I mean, how much are we going to be able to banter about that? And then the next one's going to come, this linebacker from, we don't know who this person is. This team also stinks. That's why they're picking it this time. So it just becomes quite an interesting evening to it's almost like a social experiment. Just watching us kind of try to fill 7 hours. Super mega guests, though, this year.
Huge.
Which I'm very excited about. And I can't wait to see how it all shakes up. Let's talk about some of the vets here on 420. Allegedly, the Niners would sign Deebo Samuel to a new contract. Remember, this is something that came out from the Baltimore Ravens camp whenever they would negotiate a deal extension with Lamar Jackson. If Lamar Jackson would just come in the door. John Harbaugh actually talked to Rich Eisen and he said, hey, like Lamar has always been different. When Lamar wants to do the negotiation and come in, we will make it happen. And then John Harbaugh actually said, if you want to, talk about Rich. If you want to talk about like you going to your boss and asking for a raise, we can have a full conversation about that as well. I think Harbaugh's pissed that everybody's kind of watching how contracts are going because the easy narrative would be able to say that Lamar Jackson isn't going into the Baltimore Ravens to get probably $200 million guaranteed at this point, at least maybe $250 because of what Deshaun Watson just signed with Cleveland Browns and everything going on there, because he doesn't want to be a Baltimore Raven. It's the easy narrative to say. In Harbaugh's like, that is not the case at all. Lamar just wants to play ball, and then he'll get his deal done when he gets his deal done because he represents himself alongside his mom. So now we move forward here to Deebo Samuel, and it's being reported via Schefter, who is plugged in, I believe, with the Niners. Now, you can think however you want about Schefter, and I assume a lot of people have kind of given up on the human that is Schefter.
Right.
But the Schefter Twitter account is a very important account to the NFL world, regardless of how you feel about him. He is reporting that San Francisco would pay Deebo Samuel today, tomorrow, the next day. It's not that hard to figure out what the contract would look like. This, I think, is Deebo not wanting to get a deal done. The 49ers are ready. Deebo's the one that put a halt to everything for right now, says Schefter on ESPN, reported by our guy, Akash Anavarathan.
Yep.
Boom.
Akash Anavarathan at Akash Avenal. Akashanav.
Yep.
AKASHANAV. We apologize, Akash Anavarathan.
Yep.
If we got that wrong.
I think it's pretty good.
I bet people pronounce me as McAfee all the time. I do not like it. I apologize for that. But whatever the case, Deebo's saying he doesn't want to do the deal. Is that the case? Was it nowhere near what Deebo was expecting? Because Schefter alludes to what the contract's probably going to look like with other contracts that have happened, with how good Deebo Samuel is. It is Lamar not doing it, Deebo not doing it. Is that because they want to go somewhere else? Is that because they want to wait for other deals to get done? Is that because they want the deals to be bigger? We have no idea. I guess we just got to sit and wait. Deebo Samuel would look fantastic in a Colts jersey, though. Dan Orlovsky actually said that the Colts are a team that needs weapons. Thanks, Orlovsky. Dan Orlovsky says the Colts' top two wide receivers have 146 career catches, the least amount of any NFL starting duo. Cooper Kupp had 145 catches last season all by himself. The number two wide receiver, Doolin, has 18 career catches. They need wide receivers in the worst possible way and more than any team in hashtag NFL draft. I hope this got into the hashtag NFL conversations, Dan.
Sure.
And I hope it got into the hashtag NFL draft conversation as well. Good tagging, good tweeting, good conversating. But yeah, this has been a problem for the last couple years. Maybe Deebo Samuel said, I don't want to play for the Niners. I want to play for the fucking Colts.
I don't know. I think he's saying I want to play for the Patriots, but I mean, he liked that Instagram, right? That was, we're not taking anything less than 25 mil, and that's probably why Schefter's saying they know what the number is. But there is kind of that thought, same with Lamar, like, hey, I can probably maximize my bag if I make this a bidding war, just go to free agency, and then it just highest bidder goes. Like, is that the thought process?
I don't know. I think the thought process is if because they had to dispel rumors that his brother put out a text that said that he was looking to get traded. He didn't want to be there. The Niners are a great team right now, great program. I assume it would have to be a financial difference, or it would have to be Deebo saying, I'll let a couple more deals happen, and then we'll see where we're at. Because these deals are jumping quickly. I mean, the market for the wide receivers has grown exponentially over the last 2 years. I mean, you're talking about this last offseason, the market has grown, I think, like 50 to 75% over what the highest paid wide receivers were before that. Devontae Adams moving, massive. Tyreek Hill, by the way, moving. Massive. Now, follow up, not that Deebo Samuel isn't. He's one of the most important pieces that he is. Him and George Kittle are literally the most important pieces of that entire puzzle over there for the Niners, who have been very successful, so he deserves that. Devontae, Tyreek Hill, in anybody's list, there's top three wide receivers in the NFL. So maybe their market is not, what teams are thinking about putting on Deebo. Not that I'm saying Deebo doesn't deserve that, but maybe that is why some of these markets are not getting cleaned up as quick, because it's like, well, if they wait out their contract, or if they wait just 2 more months, this whole fucking market might be another $10 million higher, because teams know that the salary cap is fugazi.
Yeah.
That's what the salary cap is.
That's very understandable, and I always get that. But like with him and Lamar, and maybe I'm just too simple of a human being, like money today is better than money tomorrow. And if I don't understand, like if you don't want to get the deal done, what are we doing?
Well, listen, there's a lot of, don't leave your for show money looking for mo money.
Yeah.
You might end up with no money. But then there's a lot of stories of people waiting for the market and then attacking at the right time and getting ridiculously wealthy. So I think there's a lot of, cliches and metaphors that contradict each other completely, not just in this particular world, but in, you're supposed to, patience is a virtue, but then you're supposed to live as if you're going to die tomorrow. So,
Right.
I mean, there is just a lot of life lessons and codes that kind of all go against each other. But if Lamar waits out another year, it might be worth $300 million guaranteed. Yeah. And is $250 million enough? I mean, we talked about this with Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott allegedly looked at a piece of paper that had like $100 million guaranteed and said, nah, that ain't enough for me. And I was like, that is awesome.
Yeah.
That is, I wish I had the ability to do so. By the way, I think I found it. But at the time, I wish I had the ability to do so. I think it's all a business play. It all has to be a business play. I would assume everything that's going on with some of these guys is all about money reasons. So maybe the Niners just don't view it as high as Deebo views it. And that's why Schefter said the contract is what the contract is.
And I'm sure part of Deebo is like, hey, outside of Cordero Patterson, like I was kind of the first guy who was doing this. Like I might get fucking 12 carries a game too. So like he probably views himself as like, those guys are the best receivers, but like, he is just, he's a weapon. Like, and he probably does like how Shanahan uses him, but you'd have to assume that no matter where he goes, now like the blueprint's out there for what you have to do to use him to be successful.
Shanahan's run game is always supposed to be like one of the greatest of all time.
Right.
And Deebo just fits it so perfectly. I would be bummed if Deebo wasn't in that offense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I agree.
that was fun to watch.
Well, unless he's in Indy or New England.
Oh, yeah.
Green
Wow,
Bay.
super bummed if he's in New England.
Well, yeah.
Super duper bummed.
Very likely.
Couldn't tell you how bummed I would be if he'd be up there because Bill Belichick, also pretty intelligent play designer.
Yeah. And he's running the offense now.
But if he was in there, you would just get upset because they wouldn't give him the ball when they should give him the ball.
Oh, you're right, because they're smarter than everybody. It's like, oh, Deebo would be able to do this, but not here. No, obviously we'll throw it to our second tackle who just declared eligible.
No, we're not the Seahawks. But, I mean, you talked about those top deals. One of them, and we've talked about the Jacksonville tax, but, like, Christian Kirk is another guy who got, like, a boatload of money. And
Deebo Samuel sitting there like, you've got to be fucking kidding.
Yeah.
Exactly. And, like, sure, the Jacksonville, like, you're getting more money from them. They're offering more because you're coming down to Duval and, they don't have the greatest.
It's been a rebuild 10, 15 years.
Yeah, exactly. They don't have the greatest
We almost had the
reputation.
rebuild completely finished, by the way. We made the AFC Championship. Then we traded away our best corner, and our quarterback now plays for his third team since then.
Yeah.
Fired the coach, and we had 25% of the complaints from the players to the NFLPA on how our business was operating out of all the complaints. Yeah. So, I mean, don't worry, though. We'll figure it out whenever you get here.
Yeah.
When you get here.
We're going to figure it out.
We won't fuck it up. No. We got Doug Peterson now. He wears a visor. He's super cool. He's won a Super Bowl before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, we had Urban Meyer as a mistake.
Who knew?
Hey, he's coming back TV, huh?
Hell yeah.
Man.
I can't wait. That's awesome. He was good on TV. I'm going to say it. He was good on TV. Felt like I learned a lot. But if they're going to be on location,
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say he can't leave the studio or his house.
they got eyes on the mind, dude.
Yeah.
They have eyes on the mind. Joining us now is a ESPN pundit, I believe, a Super Bowl champion, an absolute stud. Ladies and gentlemen, Rob Ninkovich.
Yeah!
What's up, dude?
What is the definition of pundit?
Well, I think you just speak about stuff in punditry.
Punditry. Sounds great. Hopefully I have great cell phone service. I want everything to be crystal clear on everything that I say. Okay?
No. Well, good punditry here. You actually look very good right now. The connection's fantastic. Good suit. Hey, happy 420. Happy 420, Rob. Oh, Skull's in there. You ready to take some souls? What? Yeah, man. All right. Hey, kind of creepy there with the soul of the skulls in there. Is that just kind of your thing? Rock, yeah.
I love rock. Big heavy metal guy.
Yeah, I know. And you got that car, the amount of cars you have where he's in there like Tim Allen in the garage.
Really?
Home Improvement.
Tool man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this guy. Yeah, he actually is, right?
Hey, Pat, guess what, though? The one thing I don't do is overpay like you did for that Hellcat.
That wasn't a... Yeah, all right.
Hold on.
Listen, can't pay for memories, right? You can't put a price on memories. That thing's probably going up for sale, by the way, when Meekum comes back then.
There you go.
Just in a couple weeks. Rob, let's dive into the NFL stories right now. You know Tom Brady very well. You were teammates with him for a long time. He's come back to Tampa Bay. That team's all the way back. You know, Bruce Arians is gone. This whole conversation about him maybe owning the Miami Dolphins, did that take take you by surprise? Was that ever something he ever chatted about? Because, for instance, I had overheard conversations and just assumed Peyton was going to own a team someday. Peyton Manning was going to try to own a team. Was that Tom Brady's goal, do you think? Did you ever hear him chat about that? And how awesome would that be if we had a fucking player owner in the NFL? I'd be so happy as a former player.
That would be amazing. But considering the cheapest organization is probably worth like $4 billion, it would be really hard for a player to purchase maybe just a small piece, maybe get a little small piece. But I really didn't hear anything about that until that news came out about him wanting to go down there, be the quarterback, and then have a piece of the organization. That was all news to me when I learned or read about it recently, actually. So that would have been sweet, but I guess that was all, put to bed after the whole lawsuit that came out. So I don't think that's just not going to happen anymore.
I wonder if it was how close it was to being real. Was it just being chatted about? Because Sean Payton retired too, out of nowhere. Tom retires, Sean Payton retires, and then all of a sudden everybody's kind of got to find their other side. Sean Payton's golfing an attorney with Frankie Borelli. Yep, sure. Congrats to Frankie, by the way. He's in the pro-ams nowadays. Yeah. Wow. I mean, let's go, Frankie. But Sean Payton's golfing, living his best life, probably coming back coaching. Tom Brady comes back just a few weeks later to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There had to be something. I'm excited to kind of see how it all unfolds. When you think about the Patriots, Nink, there's no offense coordinator. All right, Bill Belichick might be calling plays. He was having a blast at that Vanderbilt baseball game.
Oh, yeah.
Bill Belichick seemed to be getting ready for that baseball game and having the time of his life. What do you think about Bill coaching for another 30 years? And if he's the offense coordinator, you just assume they're going to be the best offense in the history of the NFL?
All right, let me just settle so we're nice and even here. You think about the Patriots right now. In the past, think about 2009. They didn't have a coordinator in 2009. So there's been points in the Patriots organization where they're kind of in a limbo.
For Christ's sake, yeah.
He had such a good answer, too. Did you hear the answer that was coming? Let's look back at 2008 when we didn't have an offense coordinator, and he was about to lay something out that we had never heard, which is probably going to ease the Patriots fans' minds who don't have any worry at all because it is Bill Belichick. Let's get to a break. We'll get to a break.
Okay. Yeah, that year, too. Hell of a draft Bill had when there wasn't any coordinator.
Tell him we'll call him back in for this thing's frozen. Let's go right back. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us back with good service, an absolute stud of a football player, ESPN pundit, Super Bowl champion, Rob Ninkovich.
Yeah, Robbie.
Hey, good to see you, Rob. How you doing?
I'm sorry about the service stuff. It's New York City, so maybe there's just a lot of people here using service up. But
poop probably on the streets.
Yeah.
You're
Rats.
back to what I was
Garbage.
saying about the Patriots. You're asking about offensive coordinator, not having an offensive coordinator. If you're a young quarterback going into your second year, I can't think of a better position to learn about going against other defenses than having Bill Belichick coach you on what defenses are trying to do to you, what they're trying to trick you into throwing, traps and all these different things. So Bill not naming an OC, that's something that he's done in the past. He's had times, 2009, I think back on, we didn't really have an offensive coordinator. 2011, we didn't have a defensive coordinator. So he was basically doing everything. And yes, I know he's 70 years old, but the dude just loves football that much. Look, he only has 7 candles up there because if there were 70 candles, they'd have to call the fire department.
I get it. It's a lot of candles.
I think that just he loves it. And now the only thing that I think could possibly be an issue with this is if they don't have a successful season and they do struggle a little bit, which in their division, the Buffalo Bills look pretty dang good right now.
Wagon.
Dolphins.
And then you think about, that little Tyreek guy going down to Miami.
Wagon.
Yeah.
He's pretty quick. So if things don't go
Jet steak.
the right way, who's going to have all the attention? It's going to be Bill because he is the OC, he's the head, and he's the DC, he's everything.
And
so
he's GM.
Mm-hmm.
It might be an issue, but it might not. We'll see.
Because Dan Orlovsky, your co-pundit over there at ESPN, said that the thing that worried him most going into the season was the fact that Mac Jones in his second year, has no stability in his ear if there's no offensive coordinator, blah, blah, blah. The way you laid that out there with Mac Jones getting to learn from Bill Belichick, with how smart, allegedly, Mac Jones is, I think it's pretty obvious at this point. That could make... Like, I hate hearing that. This is probably going to be for the better, for Mac Jones as a whole and for the Patriots as a whole. In your eyes, you see this working out as opposed to the negative that could potentially come and all the heat falling on the lead counsel, GM, head coach, D coordinator, and offense coordinator, by the way. That's going to be tough to avoid blame whenever you got all that. You feel like it's going to work out, though? You have high hopes in it working?
Well, I think of all the players that could have been drafted as a quarterback to go into New England, Mac Jones is the perfect fit considering he was with Saban for 5 years. He was with Billy O. He was with guys that were coaching with the Patriots, guys that have experience with Bill Belichick in his style of coaching. So I bet you Bill and Mac, they seem to have that like kind of odd type of personality where they would just like to break down film and talk about football. So Ernie Adams is retired. Bill Belichick goes and gets Mac Jones. Come on in, sit down with me. Let's be buddies and talk football. Like they might just sit down and talk shop on football for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the next, 10 years, whatever.
20.
But Bill loves that. And I think Mac Jones, the way his even his demeanor when he was drafted and he's walking up, he's got his weird walk up to the stage because he just wants to get it going. Like it's a perfect fit for Bill Belichick and Mac. I mean, I'm telling you, that two type of like mentality, the way that they are, from what I hear, he's all business, and that's what Bill is, all business.
Man, I cannot believe the NFL fucked up and let Mac Jones just fall right to him.
Fool!
We all saw it happen. We literally were watching it live happen in Draft Spectacular. All right, somebody's going to trade up to 8 here. Somebody's going to trade up to 8 and get Mac Jones, of course. Oh, somebody's going to go to, they did trade up for a quarterback. Oh, Justin Fields.
Okay.
Fields is going. Okay, so Mac Jones is still potentially falling right into the evil empire. And then all of a sudden you get the live shot of Bill Belichick looking around the room. Well, fuck, we got to take him. I mean, we have to. We got Tom Brady 2.0 here. Robert, you like it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Josh, you like it? Yeah. Final. Matt Patricia, you like it? Yeah. All right, fucking send it. And then now quarterback for fucking 10 years. And we all watched it happen.
Yeah.
We literally watched it happen right in front of our eyes. Everybody hates the New England Patriots' success. Every other team is like, the New England Patriots can't do it again. 20 years of greatness. Let's get them the fuck out of the way. And then we watched it live happen. Right, bam, 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 bam. And 5 to 10 years from now, what Mac does compared to the quarterbacks that won before him is going to be talked about how Bill Belichick, this super genius, didn't even have to trade or anything. He just sat there. And Mac Jones fell to him. He's supposed to go 3. Mac was supposed to go 3 overall.
For a while.
He literally changed that morning. Go ahead, Connor, your question for Nick.
Yeah, Rob, I mean, everything you're saying is making sense, and it doesn't, surprise me that Dan Orlovsky's backup quarterback brain couldn't handle, not having a offensive coordinator. But you're obviously a defensive guy. When you look at the Patriots defensively, they lose J.C. Jackson. Are you expecting them to take a corner right away in the first round, or probably trade back and grab a bunch of QBs who can play different positions?
They'll not knowing Bill and knowing how they do things, they'll like draft a punter or something. It's just that's what Bill does.
Jake Bailey.
So I do believe that they're they have some young pieces there that really haven't played a lot. There's young players on the roster right now that are going to have an opportunity to play. And I was just talking to Gerard Mayo yesterday. He's pretty confident that what they have on their roster is going to surprise a lot of people. So. They're going to go through this offseason, and I'm sure during the draft they're going to pick best available. Usually they have the board on who's left and who's gone, and they just have their rankings on best available talent based on their evaluations. And, yes, there might be a need. I personally think they should try and go get a big-time tackle because, what do young quarterbacks need for a long time? Well, they need a lot of protection. They need somebody to protect their blind side. So, a guard or a tackle, somebody in the offensive line that can kind of grow up with Mac Jones and protect him, I think is a good, it's a good thing. And then, Malcolm Butler comes back. I know he was off last year and didn't play, but he seems like a guy that's going to be very motivated. And if you can get the most out of Butler, Malcolm, they're going to be really good defensively in the corner position. I think they have a lot of talent. You bring back McCourty. He's a guy that's going to be your leader on defense.
This stinks. They're going to be
think
good.
they're going to
So
be fine.
awesome.
Don't worry about it.
This stinks, dude. Pundit, definition. You are, by the way, an expert in a particular subject or field who is frequently called on to give opinions about it to the public.
Wow.
You're a pundit, dude.
That's
boom. That is literally
Hey,
you.
funny story about Dan Orlovsky though, real quick.
Love
so
these.
we were on last week, and we were talking about Russell Wilson, and I had a picture of myself sacking Russell Wilson. So he said something, he's trying to be smart, and said something, and I just came back with, remember that time you had to play for the 0-11 Colts, and I sacked you. It was in the red zone, and he came back with, well, I threw for 340 yards, and then I responded with, but you still lost. You still lost.
I was on
right?
that team too. So why are you doing this again?
I'm sorry. Were you on that team, Pat?
Way to go. Oh, must have been fun. How fun was that game?
it was incredible.
Oh, they had a blast.
Yeah, bunch of sacks.
Oh, yeah, backed up. He said, geez.
I forgot.
Probably had to punt.
I mean, you could say the Super Bowl was played in Lucas Oil later that year. And
Yeah, but I lost. It's okay.
Boom!
exactly.
You lost in the Super Bowl, you fucking loser. Dude. Yeah, that year. Not that I've never done that.
That AFC Championship ring, stupid. Throw it away.
Man, it's so good, though. I got it at the house up in a Hall of Fame thing.
Yeah,
Nice.
I have no idea where that is. I couldn't even tell you where it is.
Man,
It's tough. Can never wear it. It's awesome.
we got any more tough questions, or what do we got?
Where's Baker Mayfield going? You think he's going to the Panthers?
No, because then they would have way too much money invested in two quarterbacks that they have question marks with. So if you think about it, Baker has a cap hit of $19 million.
He has an 18 and a half or 19, I think, whatever it is. Yeah.
He was the 26th ranked quarterback at third down passing the last 2 years. That ain't good.
His
Bum
shoulder.
shoulder.
He has broken humerus.
The left shoulder. It's not his throwing shoulder.
Oh, you don't get it. Have you ever thrown a football? Dude, you're pointing with that thing.
No.
Pointing with that thing.
It's perfectly fine. You tape the shoulder up. Put a brace on, you're fine. It's fine.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
He said it was hurt. You're saying no, though, huh? You don't think he's going there? Well, you think he's playing for the Browns? I guess Stefanski was just asked about it. I don't know where Stefanski's doing a press conference. And he said, how are you guys going to handle Baker Mayfield with him feeling disrespected? And he said, I'm not going to dive into that. That's a very unique situation. How do you think it unfolds here? What do you think, honestly?
I honestly don't think the Browns care anymore. I think they've got their guy, so they're just either if they can't find a trading person or trading partner that's willing to pay the difference, or they're not going to go and get a high pick, or somebody's not going to take that salary on. So we'll see if another team will pay the money towards it, or the Browns will pay off a little bit of that. But honestly, I think the best thing for Baker might be to take a year in a role that he can sit behind a starter, rehab his shoulder so he has no excuses, get the shoulder right, and then have another opportunity. Because if he does go somewhere else, say he goes to Seattle and he's the guy, right, and it looks just like it did the last couple of years, well, what does his future have in store for him if he doesn't go out and ball? So, I think where he goes is going to be vital for if he can stay in the league a long time and make a name, as far as not just being the number one overall pick. Because if you think about it, if he was a third or a fifth round pick, we wouldn't even be talking about him. He was the number one overall pick. That's why he's had so many opportunities. It's plain and simple. He took
the Browns to the playoffs for the first time in a long time.
That's right.
He was the quarterback for the team that finally started winning in Cleveland. Now, everything around the quarterback position seemed to get better in Cleveland as well, which is what Andrew Barry is probably thinking to himself, we also built a hell of a roster here and a good team. But that should be noted, right? He won. Do you think it's as easy as the guy to be the starter and then the next year he's just the backup in the locker room in Cleveland over there? Because obviously the Odell Beckham Sr. stuff, the Jarvis stuff, there's a lot of stuff that maybe he didn't have the locker room. I don't know. Do you think that would be awkward, though, him being starter than him backup in the same locker room?
No, no, he's not going to stay with the Browns. There ain't no way. So
you
he's
just
going to
said
go
him
somewhere
being
else.
Oh, you're saying he's going to be a backup somewhere else?
Yeah, so he should maybe look for another place where there's a quarterback there. Maybe Tampa, where that's not going to happen. But if you were somewhere where you could go behind Tom Brady or go behind a starting quarterback and just kind of
Green
not
Bay.
have the expectations.
Indianapolis.
He goes somewhere and has Indianapolis. Go to Indianapolis.
Come on.
You're,
Here we go.
you're behind a veteran quarterback who you can kind of get underneath and listen and watch and just observe how they do things. And then you have your opportunity as they move on or retire or do whatever. And then you go out and ball. Okay, then that's great. Then your career has resurrected as opposed to going to another place where you are supposed to be the guy that takes them back to their winning ways or resurrects their whole organization back to. You think about the Cleveland Browns. If they thought Baker could get them where they needed to be, they wouldn't have just gone out and paid another guy more money than anyone else in history.
Yeah, we get it, Nick.
I think Baker, it's a tough and a kind of a shitty situation for him to be in. Definitely shitty, but I mean, he's made a lot of money. He was number 1 overall pick. Now he has to make sure that the next place he goes, he has an opportunity to play well, because if he doesn't, then what are we going to be saying?
The Browns are going to have to pay a lot of that contract no matter where he goes. And I think the Browns probably know that. That's why they're just kind of holding off, waiting to see who's most desperate in the end. Go ahead, Tone.
Mr. Ninko, do you think in this day and age of NFL football that a team can win with just good coaching and good defense and maybe potentially a good running game? Do you think that's still possible in this day and age?
No, it's hard. That's like you have to be able to throw the football on third down. And if you can't convert third downs, 3rd and 10s, 3rd and 12, if you don't have a guy that can drop back and throw the ball accurately all over the field, you're going to be in trouble. And because the problem in that is, if you are a running team and you have the defense and you have all that stuff, but you don't have the quarterback position, you're going to come up against a team at some point. You hit the playoffs where it's going to be a shootout. And yeah, your defense can be great all year, but there's going to be a moment where you go up against a Josh Allen or a Patrick Mahomes or a Tom Brady where you have to throw the football and you have to complete longer down and distances. And I really think that now we're seeing the whole NFL mindset has turned into this 7-on-7 spread offenses, get the ball out of the quarterback's hand, catch and run. The running game, there's a reason why their fullback position is the dinosaur now. There isn't many teams with a fullback. It's because they're going away from that whole old school run the football mentality. And then you look at the Browns, for example. They were trying to be a run first team that had good defense that set up the play action pass, and that's what Baker was able to do. If you have a linebacking core that's running up into the line of scrimmage because they're running the football with dudes that are really good at running back, and then there's your 15 to 25 yard over route. But guess what? When you get down and you can't run the football anymore, you're in trouble. So I think that old mentality of run the football, that's old, man. I think it's tough nowadays.
Hey, we appreciate you stopping by, Ninko. You're the best. What are you on today on ESPN?
So I was just with your old buddy Greenberg there.
Hey, Greeny! He's working. It's good to see him on TV.
Greeny, yeah. So I was just with JJ. You saw JJ. I challenged him to a game of horse.
Smart.
He won't. He probably won't play me because he's afraid.
Maybe.
JJ Reddick.
Maybe.
JJ Reddick.
Yeah, but if he says yes to you, then he has to say yes to everybody that challenges him. That's like I get some internet stooges.
I got
that are
nothing to lose. So if he loses I got nothing. He beats me. Oh yeah, the best shooter of all time in college history is beat me in horse. Yeah. Okay.
I had some internet stooge challenge me to a punt, pass, and kick, and I didn't even acknowledge it because it's like, hey pal, just shut the fuck up. That's probably how JJ feels about you. Like, hey, listen.
Yeah, just shut up.
Just shut up, dude. All right, you need to just stop whatever you're talking about right there. But I'll take it as a win, though, if I were you. I'd take it as a win.
Perfect. Yeah. But so thanks for having me on. Congrats on all the success. Congrats on the backflipping and all the stuff that you do in wrestling. I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
The backflip to the feet was very impressive. The backflip to the feet was very impressive. One of the most impressive feats I've seen in a long time. So
thank you.
Congrats on all that. Congrats on the show. Big fan. Settle the feet in your driving. I saw some of your film on your driving and your golf technique. Let's just relax a little bit, okay? Just relax.
Yeah, the feet. He literally, as soon as I posted it on story, I get a DM from Nick. Can we settle the feet? I'm gonna try to make it happen. It's a work in progress. I got what, 10 weeks to get there.
Yeah, plenty of time
before Tahoe. But I appreciate the hell out of you, ladies and gentlemen. Super Bowl champion, ESPN pundit, Rob Ninkovich. Thank you, Ninko. We have some breaking news out of the NFL. This is huge. Love that conversation with Ninko. But let's move on. Jeff Darlington is reporting breaking news. Ooh. He just spoke to the wide receiver Deebo Samuel, and he told Jeff Darlington that Deebo has asked the Niners to trade him. He did not want to discuss the specific reasons behind his request, but he has indeed let the 49ers know his desire to leave the organization. More to come, says Jeff Darlington. Wow. One of the most talented football players on earth wants out of his home team. The same team that has been to the NFC Championship numerous times. A very successful team. A massive part of their offense is now requesting and desiring to leave the program. Ian Rappaport has an update. The trade request came in more than a week ago, and the 49ers have been aware of Deebo's feelings for a while. This is why there have been no talks. This all follows Schefter getting on ESPN and saying that the Niners would pay Deebo if Deebo would just come in and negotiate with them. We thought it was a Lamar Jackson, Baltimore Ravens situation where Lamar just said, it ain't time to do the contract yet. I'll do it whenever I want to do the contract, says Harbaugh. Now we're hearing Deebo Samuel rolling around Miami down there, liking some tweets, some other stuff happening, has told the 49ers, get me out of here. Come on to the Colts, Deebo. Wow. I wonder what it was. Was it a money thing? Was it a respect issue? He was obviously a large part of the offense, so it couldn't have been a part of the ball, I don't think. You would assume that's not the case. What is it about Deebo and the Niners that isn't working? Everybody from the outside looking in has to ask. Ian Rappaport, the 49ers have been looking to make offers for a long-term deal with wide receiver Deebo Samuel, but he's been unwilling to engage. This is why. Unclear where this goes from...
He's saying this is why he requested a trade?
I don't know, but Samuel wanting out is the latest in big-name wide receiver. Hey, what is the this is why? The 49ers have been looking to make offers for a long-term deal with wide receiver Deebo Samuel, but he's been unwilling to engage. This is why.
Because he wants to be traded, so he's told them he has no interest in signing a long-term deal with them.
Oh, this is why, because he wants to be traded. That's why he hasn't been interested in negotiating with them.
Yeah, I guess.
But that's not the why we want to know, Ian, is why the fuck does he want out of?
Sure.
Hey, Ian, come on. Find out why he doesn't want to make things happen
Please,
with the Niners. Is it because he doesn't want to be in Santa Clara anymore?
Maybe.
Is he done with the taxes?
Maybe.
They're a successful team. It seems like their locker room has a good time. Remember, we've seen Shanahan drunk thrown from one rooftop to another rooftop on the beach. We love George Kittle. Fucking love George Kittle. Here's another follow-up. Why does Deebo Samuel not want to be a Niner? Money is not at the root of the issues for Deebo Samuel. Otherwise, that could be fixed with a big offer. But there are also issues with how he's used.
Oh.
Wow.
Interesting.
Whoa.
What's going on?
Doesn't
Happy 420.
Yeah.
I was literally just saying that Deebo's half of the offense and he's got to be pumped about everything. And now there's issues with how he's being used. This could all be coming from the Niners too. Let's not let this distract us.
Well
okay.
But we would like to know, as people that have to talk about this every single day now until something happens, why Deebo does not want to continue his relationship with the Niners.
So if this is the case, then he is gone. Like
Sounds like it,
they're
yeah.
gonna trade. He'll be maybe traded by draft night or on draft night.
Let's hope he's traded by the end of this show.
I was going to say,
that'd be
even
great.
before then.
But the Niners, remember, the big thing on the Niners is they move at their own pace. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Juszczyk got paid when they wanted to pay him.
Took some time.
George Kittle got paid when they wanted to pay him.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody just assumed the Deebo Samuel. Actually, the reports were that the Deebo Samuel money would come when the Niners wanted it to come. That's what the Niners' MO is they'll pay whenever they want to pay.
Yeah.
That's what they do. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's what pissed off Deebo. Deebo's like, okay, you want to pay when you want to pay? How about this? I don't want to play when you want to pay. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Is that what happened? Was there a private conversation about, hey, the reason why we didn't win is because our star players didn't do enough, because him and Kittle were basically the only two that were doing anything for him last year, and maybe they took the blame. I have no idea. Like, why? It doesn't make much sense to me. From the outside, I'm excited to learn more.
No, none of it makes sense. But I do. There was already a team that already has a head coach who was on that Niners coaching staff who was already willing to pay a wide receiver and give up multiple first-round picks in the New York Jets. That could be a potential landing spot.
What if the Jets land Deebo Samuel? That'd be a shame for all of us because we never see him on TV again.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not they might not have anything to do with each other, but does this not bode well for like Trey Lance? Like if Trey Lance was unbelievable at football, do you think Deebo would want to leave that team?
Well, Tyreek
Maybe
Hill,
he loved Jimmy G.
Tyreek Hill, Devontae.
Yeah, but they didn't want to pay Tyreek that much money after the Devontae deal.
Yeah, but I'm saying Tyreek Hill was willing to leave Patrick Mahomes. You know, like I don't think one ties into the other, but interesting take.
Yeah, you never know.
We're back for hour 2 on the other side of this 10-minute break on Sirius XM Channel 18, Mad Dog Sports Radio. We'll see you with more news. Got it, I think. I don't know.
Nailed it.
You did.
I don't know.
Felt like the crack of the bat sounded like it was fucking on the screws.
The thing is, you can't see the clock, though. So.
It's a delay game clock, though.
I can feel the clock.
0 down 0.
It's Baltimore Ravens, Detroit Lions.
Big.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole thing. That was definitely called properly.
No doubt about it.
No doubt about it.
Change the rule.
Deebo Samuel.
Go get Deebo.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Come to Indy, dude.
It's got to be the.
Where's Deebo at? Deebo in this one right here?
Yep.
Come to Indy, you're going to love it. Hey, listen, you're going to love it. It's windy every day of the year.
Yep.
Okay, so that doesn't affect you, though. It's actually a nice breeze when you walk around. Matt Ryan, oh my God, your slant.
Perfect.
We got an offensive line. You want to continue to run. You don't want to run. Fuck it. We don't want to do anything. Deebo, come on to Indianapolis. Now, this would require a lot of money and a move from Chris Ballard, who has already done deals with the Niners for a first-round pick. And we don't have a first-round pick this year because Carson Wentz played through so many injuries.
Yeah.
That's right.
He had a total amount of plays played, would take a second-round draft pick into a first-round draft pick. And that guy with 2 sprained ankles, broken ribs, 4 shoulder surgeries, broken foot, 5 hand injuries, played fucking 95% of the snaps. Can't knock him for that, but it has become quite a pain in the ass in the entire negotiating thing. But still got Matt Ryan. Deebo, you're going to love being here. Come on over to the Indianapolis Colts. We need weapons like nobody else.
Yeah, but if anything, you should probably, trade with the team who gave you the quarterback that took you to a Super Bowl and another NFC championship. And, that team, the Patriots, happened to trade that quarterback pretty cheap. They didn't ask for much, just a second-round pick. So we'll take Deebo, and you know what? We'll give you a first. And how about N'Keal Harry? Does he fancy you? I think he does. Did you take a wide receiver right back?
Oh, now you're trying to get rid. Listen to this
trade.
guy.
Hey,
this guy.
N'Keal Harry's not at camp. He's not.
What are you doing?
Workout.
Be realistic. He's not going to New England.
It makes you never know. This reeks of Bill Belichick.
Why would he go to New England?
Why would he go to
He's got a young quarterback that loves football and he's all
coming
business.
to the fucking Colts.
I don't know.
Sirianni and the Eagles are going to be all over this. He can't wait to get his mitts on Deebo and game plan.
Deebo, don't go to Philly.
He ain't trading. They're not trading in the conference.
They got mask mandates in Philadelphia.
That's right. Don't go there. He was so happy carrying out the boombox for the playoff games and stuff like that. Seemed like he loved his team.
Can't wait to fucking watch him walk onto Lambeau with the
No,
boombox.
He just played in 1 degree there. You think he wants to go back? And he beat
He
him.
loved it, he said.
He's not going back to fucking Green Bay.
He said he loved it.
He's in Miami right now.
Yeah, he lost his boy McDaniel. This is what it's all about.
Oh,
Go to
no.
Miami.
He is down in Miami. Miami's been making a lot of moves. You ain't got enough money.
Yeah, and they pay him
chance.
$25 a year too, and they can make that happen. And the salary cap is completely fake.
Chiefs just placed Tyreek Hill.
Oh,
no.
Chiefs would be
He needs to get to the Colts.
Nah, it's Patriots.
Can we find out why he doesn't want to be a Niner?
That would
We'll
be
talk
great.
about that in hour 2.
We'll call rap.
Yeah, I'll call him right now, actually.
this is the pull.
Off air.
You have to pull the trigger at some point, Ballard. Like, this is it, dude.
Yeah.
The run game with him and
2 titles this decade.
Yeah, but that's the problem is they don't have that first.
The issue with all of this is
Time's run out.
I gave that whole speech about how, maybe your team will act differently than they have in the past because of everything. Ballard has actually traded first rounders before.
Yes.
But there is not a single part of my body that makes me believe that he's even going to pick up the phone on Deebo Samuel.
Yeah,
Because he's telling Chris Ballard's telling Jim Irsay, we're going to have to pay him fucking $90 million. Yeah. You want to pay him $90 million or you want fucking more guitars? That's what I thought. I'm not even calling. We brought Matt Ryan in here, paying him We have paid $150 million in quarterbacks over the last 5 years.
Yeah. Absurd.
So they spend money. Like Ballard spends money. He trades picks.
Mm-hmm.
He's traded 2 firsts in his entire. Everybody talks about how much he loves. He traded 2 firsts. One for Carson, one for DeForest Buckner. He spends money. He pays fucking everybody, it seems like. But there isn't even a single ounce of blood in my body that thinks Chris Ballard's on the phone right now trying to get Deebo. Probably the Bills.
Bills maybe. Jets make too much sense because if they trade that first, they can just pick one of the wide receivers in the top.
I'm only saying the Bills because Bean says he snoops around. If he senses there's a little bit of an issue, he'll go, hey, what's going on? Everything okay?
Yeah.
What do you want? You guys go all right? That's how he got Stephon Diggs, kept Stephon Diggs around.
It does stink, though, because the Packers aren't going to do anything. They definitely won't pay him. But I would like to amend what I said to open the show with the whole Tyler Lockett thing. Hey, maybe you send fucking Jordan Love to San Francisco. Let Trey Lance learn under
Trey
his
Lance
tutelage.
and Jordan Love.
Yeah, boom.
Okay.
They'll figure it
And
out.
then, we'll sweeten it up. Maybe you do throw in one of those first-round picks for Tebow. I don't know. We'll see.
Could you imagine having a guy named Deebo on your team? That'd be so sweet.
I can see Bill.
What happened with the Niners? He doesn't like the way he's being used?
Yeah. But that feels like that is more of
narrative
He
building.
doesn't like being a running back. To your point with teams doing like they're not going to change. Notice I have not even entertained the thought of him ever coming to Steelers.
And you guys are plus 850 to win AFC North.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good.
That's why it feels like Bill, this is something he would do.
Bro, this is wild to me, by the way. Mike Tomlin coaches this team. Plus 850.
Never had a losing season.
Well, they got the Super Bowl team at plus 220.
They were plus 1,300 last year.
Well, what I'm saying is these are banana odds, bananas odds. But that's because what was coming to our minds while we were talking to Ninko earlier. Deshaun Watson, obviously off the field. There's a lot of conversation. If he plays anything like he can play on the field, if he's 80% of what he was.
Oh, boy.
They're a onesie.
Oh, boy.
That's why Andrew Berry's smiling in that press conference next to him. We just took 45 minutes of very hard questions, but let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Hey, when you're throwing the ball, we know what's going to happen.
In week 1.
They got that play action. Somehow the Browns will get him. The Browns will get Deebo somehow.
Sure hope
There's
not.
so many teams he would fit perfectly.
Well, Titans.
Cowboys.
About 31 of them.
Yeah, that's why it feels like they'll just trade him to the AFC. That's why I'm only thinking AFC teams.
But also, remember, the Niners just don't care.
Yeah.
All right, we're back in hour 2. We'll talk to AJ Hawk about this. We can pontificate all we want. We will, because it's 4:20 and there's really nothing else to talk about. See you in about 5 minutes. Cheers.
We saw the animal of Scott Stevens on the ice. You get on the bus, he has his glasses on, he's reading a book, he's got the little light above him on, and it's like a different human being.
For some reason, though, that makes it even more intimidating.
It's more creepy, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was game 6. He hits Korea. Korea comes back, scores. We lose that game, forces game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. And Scotty's next to me, and I'm like, sitting there, and I'm just like, that was probably the biggest hit I've ever seen. I mean, honestly, I'm not joking. Like, for the fans that haven't seen it, he could have killed him. Like, it was like a great hit, but at the same time, you're like, you feel weird because I'm like, someone could have died. Like, that's how bad it was. So Korea's out cold. The video, when you look it up, he's got his visor down in his face. And all of a sudden, he just snaps and just goes like this, and like he just comes to, and then you see his breath fog up his face shield. He goes to the locker room, and nowadays this would never even happen because he'd be in concussion protocol.
Yeah.
Goes in the locker room. Like, I thought the guy was fucking dead. And he comes back, roofs one over Marty Berdore's shoulder. Place goes bananas. We're on the bus. Scotty's got his book open. He's reading his book. Like, just another day at the office, right? Shout out to Evgeny Malkin.
Another day at the office.
Just lean over him and I go, hey, Scotty, I'm like, you really got him, huh? And he puts his book down and he leans towards me and he goes, you know what, Rupper? He goes, I let up at the last second. And I go, and I'm like leaned over and I'm like, oh, okay. And I lean back. I'm like, holy fuck. He's like, I saw at the last second that he had no idea I was there. And he goes, I didn't like follow through with, like, I didn't I didn't like give him the extra boom. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy's scary.
Don't break the table, obviously.
I just break shit. Sorry, man.
Somebody came sprinting behind the barrier and tried to spear him.
I fucking dare somebody. I dare the next fool. Ass kicking. Saudi Arabia. Riyadh. Taking a jet plane. All the way there. All the way back. On the way back. WWE champion.
Like a shit.
Hell yeah!
Guys destroyed our shit.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat
What the fuck are
McAfee
you
Show
doing?
starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. Hour 2 on this glorious, high altitude, incredible vibes, 420 edition of the Pat McAfee Show begins now.
Yeah!
Can't thank you enough for joining us. The Toxic Table's here at Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor. One half of the Hammer,
Dahn!
Cowboys. Tone Diggs is here. Tone, how you doing?
Pretty good yourself.
Good. How you guys gambling? Good gambling? You
Yeah,
guys got championship
I'm really starting to
gambling?
feel it because MLB is more of a stats sport for me. So the more games they play, the better the stats are. So I'm good there.
Oh, you're accumulating more information as the days
Absolutely.
roll by. Bubba Campino, how are you doing? Are you a champion gambler right now or what?
All is well, my friend. We got league 20 footy games today, so we're locked in, my friend.
Oh, the one league.
Yeah, the French league. Sorry.
Oh, oui, oui.
Oui, oui.
Ça va, ça va en français, le foot?
The cream some would say.
That edition of the pod is available right now. The podcast that comes out of the studio once a week. It is all the boys tackling all of the things happening around the world, including the fact that American peanut butter is different than Canadian peanut butter.
Yeah.
But the Canadian peanut butter is made by an American company. So we could have access to the Canadian peanut butter named
Smooth creamoo.
Smooth Creamoo.
Yeah.
It is delicious.
Unbelievable.
Tried it yesterday on the pod live. The video is currently live. It is so good. Now, the Mancini cinnamon roll bread from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania could have made that Smooth Creamoo a little bit better than it might have been. But with that being said, a less peanut buttery peanut butter is what the Smooth Creamoo is. It was delightful.
Yeah, absolutely delicious. We talked about it. Wanted to hate it because it was a Canadian thing. It was a big deal, but it is the Smooth Creamoo never fails.
Yeah, and it'll cost you a good $40 to get it to you.
It will.
Don't sleep on the crunchy croquois either.
Yeah, hey, the croquois, speaking of French, the croquois really did it down there.
Delicious.
That's basically just the crunchy creamoo. They put a couple peanuts in the creamoo and call it crunchy croquois. And it's made in a company that's based in Chicago.
Yeah.
And it's shipped to Canada, but we can't get it here. It makes no sense.
No, none whatsoever. Craft. Yeah.
Bullshit.
Happy 420. If you find some Smooth Creamoo, put it on a roll or a bun. Oh, toasted. Oh. It was so good.
It was.
Good.
Joining us now is a man who certainly knows nothing about anything that tastes good because he eats grilled chicken and white rice every meal of every day of his life. Everything's so regimented that every morning he wakes up, does cardio and lifts literally for 2 hours.
Yep.
Then he runs all the kids to school. There's 10 of them. He comes back home. He works out again, finds some toxic stuff on the internet. Then he joins us for the last 2 hours of our show every Monday through Friday, and we are eternally grateful for it, aren't we?
We are.
yeah.
Always are.
This guy's college football national champion. Wow.
Holy shit.
And mountaintop college football. Then he got drafted number 5 overall to play linebacker.
What?
A lot of money, huge money. Did 0 medical examinations for any of the teams because his knees were terrible. Still got drafted drafted 5 overall, went on to become the all-time leading tackler for the team that he got drafted 5 overall, the Green Bay Packers. Whoa. Won a Super Bowl with them.
Oh, yeah.
Think about that.
Mountain
And
top.
while doing so, became the most toxic human to ever exist.
Bar none.
Won the Ryder Cup. He survived from COVID. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk. What's up, bub?
What's up? Thanks for the great long intro. Completely, all factual.
Hey, happy 420, pal. How you doing?
Yeah, pal. I see. Is that on top of the graphic? There's a little smoke rising.
Yeah. We've been celebrating. Thank you, sir. We've been celebrating the ability to adapt the date bug on a regular basis. If you've seen, it has celebrated a lot of different days. We've had a lot of different things. Today, you got a little smoky. And we don't know if everybody's chiefing or edibling or whatever you got to do, but today is a great day to enjoy a plant that brings a lot of positive to the world, a lot of good conversation, although it might have been painted as something bad long ago. It is certainly not, and science has proved that. Not that science has proved everything that we should necessarily believe. I think the last 2 years have shown us that, but science has said that the plant is magical, and today is the day to celebrate it, AJ. So we got a little smoke on the date bug, no big deal. 420, 22.
I mean, that's amazing what this show can do, and credit to everyone, all the boys back there that continue to come up with new things. But also, were you guys just talking about, as Ty likes to say, Deebo Samuel requesting a trade?
Yes, breaking news out of the NFL that has come in the last 20 minutes. Deebo Samuel, San Francisco 49ers stallion and stud, has formally requested a trade from the San Francisco 49ers. Ian Rappaport is reporting that request for a trade happened a week ago, although we heard reports from Adam Schefter via Akash Navarathan. Akash Navarathan reported that Schefter reported on ESPN that they would make a deal for Deebo if Deebo would come in and listen. That just came out like today or last night. The request was Akash and Navarathan. Did I get that right?
Yeah, I think you nailed it.
I think I did. I tried my best. Akash, we apologize if we did fuck that up. I don't like when people call me McAfee. But Schefter said San Francisco would pay Deebo Samuel. Go ahead and put that back up. Would pay Deebo. Happy 420, Foxy. San Francisco would pay Deebo Samuel today, tomorrow, the next day. It's not hard to figure out what the contract would look like. This, I think, is Deebo not wanting to get a deal done. The 49ers are ready. Deebo's the one that's put a halt to everything for right now. So that Schefter came out and said that on ESPN via Akash and Navarathan. He said that they said that. Now, that is interesting because did Schefter know that he had requested a trade and Schefter didn't want to break the news that he had requested a trade because of his relationship with the 49ers and didn't want to make it a big deal? Then how did it become breaking news today? Because Jeff Darlington of ESPN chatted personally with Deebo Samuel, and I believe Jeff Darlington is in Miami, and I think that's where Deebo is as well. He said that he just spoke to wide receiver Deebo Samuel, and he told Jeff Darlington he had asked the 49ers for a trade. He did not want to discuss specific reasons behind his request, but he has indeed let the 49ers know his desire to leave the organization. More to come, says Jeff Darlington. Then Adam Schefter said that actually happened a week ago. Then Ian Rappaport came out and talked about how money is not the reason, not the root of the issue. Otherwise, that could be fixed with a big offer. There is also issues with how he's used. Now, we don't know if that information's coming from the Niners and they're trying to, I don't want to say smear, but kind of debunk the entire story and make Deebo not look great, because we thought Deebo was a very pivotal point of the offense, getting the ball a lot, and he is massively important to them. We didn't know he would be upset about that. That doesn't sound like that's something that's real, but nonetheless, Deebo wants out of San Francisco, and none of us have a clue why, AJ.
Well, so they say now that he requested this trade a week ago, right?
About a week ago.
So it might have been, yeah. So I guess credit to Shefty and Rap Sheet if they did sit on it, if they didn't go with it, if they knew that this happened, I guess, right?
Well, the fascinating thing is, why would they not? Because the team told them not to announce it, or because their inside source told them not?
Did they think that maybe he would eventually just come in and get a deal done, and they didn't want to put that out there?
Yeah, but that doesn't matter, right, for the inside source game.
Yeah, I mean, has anyone gone back at any point during the season? Did anyone see anything like this that he was unhappy?
No.
Never.
No.
And he did. I think Diggs, didn't he say he's leading the team out with the boombox and everything? Like, they seem like everything was great over there.
Yeah, literally having the time of his life. And they're successful. It has to be money, right? It has to be money.
Do they want to? Are they trying to pay him as a running back and he wants to be paid as a receiver?
Well, they just listed him as a receiver in these tweets. So I was actually looking at that while it was being reported. Like,
it's a big deal then. Something is really off then if he could get a deal from them and give him a ton of money and he's saying, no, I'm good, I want to go somewhere else.
Is it as simple as he doesn't want to play for in Santa Clara anymore?
That's what it feels like.
I just don't want to be there.
You think? Because
team's really good.
Yeah.
Team's really good. He's a superstar on their team. If they're saying the money's not the problem, that means San Francisco 49ers are willing to pay him whatever the fuck he wants. Is that what that's saying? Or they're willing to pay him what they think?
Is he trying to follow Jimmy G wherever Jimmy goes?
Maybe he doesn't think Trey Lance is going to be good.
Well, that's what Connor said, but that would be wild to me that would be the reason why.
Before you've really seen him do anything in a game.
Well, you saw him a little bit.
But I guess you would. Yeah, you have seen him do something. But I guess, man, I don't know if that's part of it, which it absolutely could be.
Mitt just watched a clip. Oh, Nick just watched a clip. Sorry, Zito came in my ear and I thought he said Mitt just watched a clip, and I was like, what? All right. Nick just watched a clip. And Mitt, by the way, I thought Mitz Mock 4.0 coming out today.
Can't wait.
He's been so focused on that. I was very interested to see if he was diving into the depths of why Deebo wants to leave the San Francisco 49ers. Nick, you just watched a clip. Who's talking?
Rap Sheet was on NFL Network, and he just said that the 49ers they received the trade request a week ago, but they've tried to engage in contract talks, make him one of the highest paid receivers in the league. They're willing to do that, but Deebo simply wants to be elsewhere. He mentioned the usage thing, and he hinted that Deebo didn't maybe like carrying the ball so much because of the hits he was taking.
60 times last year he carried the ball.
60 rushes, that's 60 extra tackles that are happening in big bodies, I assume. It's a much different collision happening to his body. And if he's only going to get paid as one of the top wide receivers, how many times do they carry the ball, he's thinking to himself, and how many hits are they taking to extend their career? So he probably wanted a little bit of juice on top of that for being a running back as well. And when they said, no, we're not going to do that, then all of a sudden his body didn't want to take the hits of a running back anymore, which would make sense, AJ, right? That would make sense.
Especially, I'm sure he is supremely confident in his skills as a receiver. So I'm sure he knows he can do even more there.
Well, slant God, like he
top 5
when he sticks that
everything though, like everything, he creates matchup problems everywhere he goes.
So I wonder if he didn't like the running back role as a whole, or he didn't like the running back role when he wasn't going to be paid as a running back as well as being paid as the wide receiver that he is. I'd assume the latter.
Do you? Yeah, probably. It's just crazy to think that he wants out right now with how everything at least has looked from the outside. Like if he was unhappy during the season, he hit it pretty well because the dude played his ass off and he seemed to be one of the biggest leaders on the team too.
It had to happen in negotiations. Had to have happened in negotiations. Something had to have been said in negotiations, where maybe because him getting the ball as a running back was awesome. It was hyped up. It was talked about as a great thing, So I assume he heard all that noise. It had to come in the negotiation part where they're like, we are willing to pay you. Look, we know what the contract is. You saw that being reported. The Niners know what the contract is, and that's for the wide receiver thing.
Yeah.
And then Deebo, I don't know who represents Deebo. Deebo represents Deebo, or somebody else represents Deebo. I'm not sure. Said, yeah, but I'm not just also one of the top wide receivers in the league. I'm also one of the best running backs in the league. So I think there has to be some sort of tax for that. You're like, well, there's been no precedent. That's just part of your role as a wide receiver. And then he says, well, I'm not fucking taking 60 extra tackles as a running back a year.
No way.
If you're not going to pay me for that. That's probably just part of negotiation, I assume.
Yeah, and when has this all happened from the end of the season until now?
Yeah.
Probably within the last couple weeks.
Right.
Like these other deals getting done, definitely.
Devontae, Tyreek Hill happened. Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
If you're a stud player, you have more and more power now as the league goes, which I think can be a great thing.
Well, follow up to that, Baker Mayfield said he wanted to be traded. The Browns came out and said, we do not care. Okay. Then Adam Schefter just reported that although it is being reported that Deebo Samuel has requested a trade, in the end, the team could just choose not to trade him. Schefter was saying that. So it wasn't like the Browns Baker Mayfield thing, but we know Schefter's pretty plugged in over there as well. It wasn't like the Browns outright saying, nah, we ain't going to do it. But it was Schefter, who we think is pretty plugged in to the Niners operation, saying, hey, the team doesn't have to trade him. So we can take that with a grain of salt as well. So maybe this will be a good old-fashioned standoff between Deebo and the Niners. I like this.
His agent is Tory Dandy of CAA, and he also represents DK Metcalf and AJ Brown, who are also looking to get paid.
Oh. What's old Cuzzy's name again at CAA?
Tory
Dandy. Agent Nugget says Ari Mirov of My Sports Update Pro Football Focuses. Tory Dandy negotiated this deal for Denzel Ward. He's been one of the busiest agents this year, also negotiating big deals for Mike Williams, Chris Godwin, and Hassan Reddick. He also reps Deebo Samuel, DK Metcalf, and A.J. Brown, who are all waiting. Big money moves. Tory Dandy's batting 1,000 this offseason. Tory Dandy is in his fucking flu game right now. Tory Dandy is pounding the pavement, pounding the phones, and running the numbers. Tory Dandy's got a lot of shit going off. Good luck to Tory Dandy. Hopefully it all works out for everybody. Niners fans got to be pissed, though.
I mean, absolutely. You don't know what the quarterback position is going to look like. You don't know what is Jimmy G going to be there? Is he not? And now, like, one of the most electrifying guys in the league might not be on your team. He's also, not only is he so, like you said, slant God, how quick he is, how he can stop on a dime. The dude is so physical. That's what separates him from everybody else.
I'm fascinated because I would assume whatever team trades for him, if this happens, once again, Schefter is reporting that, the reality, the Niners do not have to trade Deebo, even though he has requested it. The team that gets him knows they're going to have to pay him, right?
Yep.
Yeah. They're going to have to give something up. They're going to have to pay him. And they're going to have to know, are we still allowed to use you as a running back? Or like, was that just something you were saying to them because they didn't want to pay? We'll pay. We'll give a little tax. Hey, we understand there's a little bit of
he's got to have an idea of where he wants to go.
Indianapolis. That's awesome.
Does that make sense? Well, I guess then he can be a full-time receiver.
A full-time receiver, get the ball every once in a while.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do. We got Jonathan Taylor, a great O-line. We got Matt Ryan.
Do you want to take Jonathan Taylor off the field, though?
No, what are you talking about?
Why would you have
to? Put them both in?
Yes. Split backfield. What are you talking about?
That would be sweet.
Yeah, you're damn right. With Matt Ryan, too, he has the ability to run. We saw him last year. He looked fast. He looked fast.
Let's do it. Does Ballard have $100 million laying around?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
Couple picks.
Not laying around for anybody.
He's given up. He's traded picks before. DeForest Buckner and Carson Wentz, right? Both number ones. He has paid a lot of money to a lot of people. So this narrative that Chris Ballard doesn't do stuff that I promote a lot because it does seem like he doesn't do shit whenever shit's happening. I don't think it's true. Maybe he could get into the game. But also, Ty, I don't know if you heard this, AJ. Here's some more draft rumors that are going on. Ty heard earlier today that maybe Jordan Love is in a bundle package on draft day for a trade, and the Packers make a big move. This is coming after Mark Murphy said draft night could be interesting. Is it going to be as interesting as you trading up to get another quarterback, Mark Murphy? I'm not 100% sure, but what do you think is going to take place on draft night, Ty?
Well, like I said, I mean, this completely hearsay. It was a Packers pundit that I came across. But, yeah, it was Jordan Love and I believe the second-round pick this year and then maybe like a fifth-round pick too. You trade it to Seattle, you get Tyler Lockett instead of DK Metcalf, which would be kind of tasty. But I don't think he's in line for a new contract, so they wouldn't have to pay him right away. I'd imagine Rodgers would love to have a guy like Tyler Lockett. And then you still have the 2 first-round picks that you can, I mean, if you need to make another move, hey, Deebo's available now. Maybe one of those picks is going to San Francisco, and you grab Deebo too, and then the Packers' offense looks completely different.
This is what's awesome about the NFL. That'll never happen.
Ever.
But we got to talk about it because it could.
And who knows? I would love to know, like, did Ty really see this from somebody, or did you just make this up, Ty?
Well, that's the thing. Some people can even create a burner to put something out there and then say, I seen it on the internet. Did you? Where? Well, Stinky 1704.
The Packers would do it, though. The Packers would love to do that, don't you think? No pun intended.
The Lockett one for sure, I think.
He's locked up for the next 4 years.
The pun. The Packers love.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, though. They would.
That was good.
Don't you think they would jump on that offer?
AJ's on fire today.
Yeah, he knows. He knows 420.
AJ's 420.
Greg's best birthday.
AJ's on fire today. Whose birthday?
Schrager's, right?
Oh, it is Schrager's birthday. Yeah, he's going to be joining us here in a couple moments, actually. I can't wait to chat with him in about 11 minutes on his birthday. I asked him, hey, happy birthday. Know it's your birthday. You want to stop by? You put out your mock draft yesterday. He said, I love it. Come on, 1 o'clock hour. Can't wait to get on.
Let's go.
Oh, hell yeah.
I can't wait to talk to Trace, dude. Let's bounce around the NFL a little bit more. Jarvis Landry is visiting with the Saints. He's still available. So all this conversation about Deebo Samuel being on the market, Jarvis Landry also on the market. He has changed his agent. Jeremy Fowler's reporting that he visited his hometown Saints this week. Ari Mirov accumulated that information at My Sports Update. This will be Landry's second known visit, as he also met with Atlanta earlier this offseason. He recently made an agent switch.
Ooh, here we go.
So that means he recently made a change of networks, potentially. That's what agents are, right? Who are they tight with? Who do they have good relationships with? Who are they best at doing business with, both on the field, off the field? He makes an agent change. Maybe this agent has different networks around the NFL, different lengths of relationships with GMs and people in different positions. Have him come in and meet. Oh, he's with me. Hey, good guy. Good guy. Come on. He's one of ours. You know, he's a friend of ours, dude. Come on in there. I'm intrigued about Jarvis Landry because I might be mistaken, but he's a fucking incredible football player, is he not? He was hurt last year, so I guess he didn't perform as well. Him and Baker maybe not on the same page, but Jarvis Landry's a dog. Is he still a dog or not?
He is a dog.
Yeah, definitely.
Just shows you that 1 year. Like last year, he's banged up a little bit. The Browns were obviously somewhat of a mess at times, and people just kind of like write him off, but they forget about how great he is. Like Landry's the guy though that not only has like the crazy intangibles, obviously with everything and speed and everything, but all like he brings the leadership and stuff you need to a receiver room. So if you have young dudes, he's your guy too. Like that Hard Knocks clip, I think made a lot of people a bigger fan of Jarvis Landry, where he stood up and talked to the whole receiver room, like held them accountable, and he was like a second coach to them. I thought it was awesome.
It didn't feel like that was staged for the camera either.
No, and I think we're pretty good at sniffing that out when it is.
Yeah, and there is that, by the way. People need
a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Yeah, and it's tough. It's tough when you're in the room, by the way. You know, when you're in the scene.
Really tough. My face gets warm.
Yeah, I get uncomfortable. Me too. I get uncomfortable. I start drifting to the back of the group. I start drifting to the back when people know that they're speaking to the camera, you know? And you can tell and sense it that they practiced it in the mirror. Their delivery, did they rush it? Maybe. Maybe didn't go as smoothly as planned in the mirror, but they really gave it a go. That one felt as if he just got to his tipping point and was like, I can't do this anymore. This is a bunch of bullshit. And I think that's why we all respect it. Or he should get in the movies. You know what I mean? He should get in the movies maybe and be a fucking, Oscar winner just like The Rock.
Like Will Smith.
Smart.
Will Smith did win.
Yeah, well, he's going to have to give it back. But
how's he doing?
Not great.
He's not giving it back.
I saw Jada was teasing a fucking explosive red table event.
Which, by the way, we shouldn't hate.
Did they do it?
Not yet.
We shouldn't hate that aspect, that they want to own their story on their platform. Okay?
Smart.
I don't think we should hate that aspect, but everything else we have heard about them, we should. There's so much. I did not know much about their relationship until the smack heard around the world.
Yeah.
And, then it just kind of gets thrusted into our world. And once again, if people are watching for the first time, I am sports stooge. I literally only care about this shit. Like, it's only blinders on, mostly NFL. I'll watch the NBA. Can't wait for another edition of T4. T4 coming today, third hour. I mean, it is the best one that we've ever had. But I stay in my world as much as possible because my job is to talk about this world. And then, there's a lot of negative shit and I don't understand it all. Will Smith came into my world. He came into my world after smacking people in the mouth for different reasons. And then all of a sudden their relationship came into my world. And he's turned full babyface at this point. Everybody feels terrible that he's in that relationship with that lady, I think, at this point.
Did you see the clip like a week ago? Of her filming him?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's the scary one.
I didn't see it.
It felt real. Felt very real.
I showed it to you. When she snuck up on him.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, though. It looked uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah. He was I don't like being filmed at my own house. And then there was the other clip that went where he was talking about planning Jada's 40th birthday party and how embarrassed she was. And this is what Will did for 3 months leading up to it.
3 years, he said.
3 years, excuse me.
3 years, Jesus Christ, do something else.
Yeah, I mean, he's a wacko too, for sure, but for everyone who was on the fuck Will Smith side before all this stuff came out, it's like, oh,
now asking for his freedom. Baby.
Yeah, he's married to one of the worst human beings on the face of the earth.
You need to get out of there, Will, yeah.
Right.
All right, well, hey, we're pulling for all parties there.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck, everybody.
I'll watch Red Table Talk.
Yeah, absolutely. I respect the fact that they want to own their story. With that being said, everything that's coming out sounds like they are.
Yeah.
I'll still download Jaden's music.
Smart. What about his water in a box?
Oh, he's got boxed water?
Yeah. He saved
I know a water guy that has his own water out on the shelves that I like to use. Not what I'm drinking here, but out in California, different areas. I saw it at Whole Foods.
What happened to his other son?
What was that stuff called?
I don't know.
What was that called?
You're bringing their competitor into the house, though.
No.
pH water?
Yeah. I think it was
like
pH water. Yeah. That was all. It did taste delicious. Made me feel better. I had a little bit more energy.
Hell yeah.
pH water. You're an idiot. Anyways, we don't know what happened to his other son. They're just like OJ's.
I just found it. It's not Jade.
It's not. What's that?
It's not Jada's. That's why.
She killed him.
Whoa. We don't know if that's true. It's 420. Let's have a little bit positive.
420.
What are we talking about?
Well, we weren't talking about the water that you were trying to shoehorn into the conversation from that day that we went over to a massive house and had a conversation with a group of people. We're talking about Will's other kid, and then it turned out that it wasn't Jada's kid, and then Connor made a terrible statement. You need to walk that back.
Poor taste.
Sorry, I retract that statement.
That's very nice of you. Way to go.
Well done.
That's white table talk over there. Let's move on. Ian Rappaport has listed 4 teams that could potentially be considering Deebo Samuel. Among the teams to consider as the trade market for Deebo Samuel as it heats up: the Jets, the Packers, the Chiefs, the Lions, and I assume most other teams who like really good players. This is a terrible tweet.
Yeah.
Let's get to a break. This is a
The
terrible.
Lions are in there, baby.
The Lions don't like really good players.
Come to Detroit.
Let's go to a break. We'll be back on the other side with birthday boy Schrager. What is that Mickey Mouse bullshit from
Going to Detroit,
Yes,
man.
that's
Can't
what it
have
means.
it.
Thank you, AJ.
Every team that has
Congrats,
2 first-round
Abby.
picks.
Thank you.
It seems like he did that strictly for this show.
Yeah.
Rap sheet.
Or because the 2 first-round draft picks, that's what it's going to take to get Debo, maybe? I don't know. That'd be interesting.
32-34. Take them. We get Debo.
see,
I
that's-
think 2 is probably going to
Yeah.
be
Easy deal.
That 34 is not a first-round pick.
Hey, Debo, go up to Detroit, all right? We'll never see you play football again. We'll hear about it, though.
Well, Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, we'll see you.
Super Bowl. That.
Debo loves Thanksgiving.
You think Debo has to okay this or no?
He's not going to the
I
fucking
would hope he has to
Lions.
okay it.
No way.
No, I know he's not going to Detroit.
Yeah.
What?
That's already been.
What?
Yeah,
Green
Ian,
Bay would be amazing.
Yeah.
Second-round pick. No way that he has a no-trade clause. Still on his rookie deal.
It's more likely the Lions trade for him than the Packers do, after what we know.
The Lions, dude. Imagine if Shanahan was like, oh, is that right? And Lynch, you want to get traded? Okay. MCDC. What do you guys got for this guy? Nothing? Got to give us one of those first-round picks. Good luck in fucking Detroit, Debo. Send him out of there. Just like Bill Belichick did to Jamie Collins when he traded him to Cleveland.
Everybody wanted more money, asking him in the TV.
That rumor of what happened in the New England building spread through every NFL room because everybody had a friend that was on New England that said, yo, listen to what just happened. Allegedly, Jamie had asked for more money in like a team meeting or in a public setting, and then he was traded to the Browns literally the next day.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, is that right? Okay, fucking off to Cleveland.
And he was very good, and it was for like a 4th-round pick.
Yes.
Like, it's just get him
Similar
off the
to,
board.
hey, that's pretty similar to releasing a player because he said, no, I would like a slice of pizza and not chicken salad.
Bingo. Can't play for the Maulers. Debo would not be a Pittsburgh Mauler.
No, we will not.
We're 100% sure of that. You know what I mean? You got to be a chicken salad eater, whether you like chicken salad or not,
Exactly.
to be a fucking Pittsburgh Mauler. Are you in or you not? Ooh, raw. That's the mentality we need here. This is the Pittsburgh Marine Maulers.
Line
yeah.
46.
Line 46. What if he would have started? What line 28 say?
That'd be awesome.
What line 32 say? What if it's like a
How many lines are there?
at least 46?
Yeah.
46, by the way, is just disrespecting people as a whole. What were the first 45?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Very important. And then what is post 50? It ain't easy making the USFL. Now that league probably gonna die in the next few weeks.
Probably.
But they have upstanding individuals. We're back in 4 minutes. Now, hey, listen, we hope it survives.
Yeah.
Yes.
We do.
We hope it survives.
Hell yeah.
We just got a bad feeling about it.
As a reality show.
We'd like to hammer that back
Yeah.
at some point because we talked about it more off air yesterday. The USFL being a reality show instead of a league is something they should legitimately think about. The games are going to happen, and it's like a tree falls in the woods type thing because nobody's going to be there, nobody's going to watch.
Right.
But you make the reality show about the teams and the actual games matter and the run and everything like that. I think that is actually what they should do.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
It is.
Have like
Spotlight a
open
couple
bars
players.
after practice every day for them and stuff like real reality shows.
Well, I don't know if they need to get all boozed up all the time, but definitely have people sneaking stuff into the hotel.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Last chance you, but with the USFL.
Hell yeah.
Sweet.
You're welcome. All right. We're back and forth with Schrager on his birthday. He had his second mock draft.
Yes.
His mock is from Talking to Everybody. What did he hear about Deebo Samuel, too? We're back with the Emmy-nominated host in 4. I have a surprise. Obviously, that's what this show is all about. We have boots on the ground in Cleveland, who I assume knew this was going to happen all along. Ladies and gentlemen, live from Cleveland, Mr. Jason Glazer. Your thoughts on Kyle Pitts to Atlanta, fine sir? Oh, there's a delay.
Well, first and foremost, Pat, I'd like to say, hey, listen, thanks for having me. Cleveland is beautiful this time of year. Granted, it does smell like a mixture of poop and diarrhea and sewage.
Jesus.
It doesn't smell great down here.
Jesus.
But I'll tell you what, 27 years in this thing, I fucking live for the draft. Love being down here. Love being into Cleveland. But yeah, Kyle Pitts, listen. What do you want me to say? I knew this 2 weeks ago.
Really?
I mean, do we need to do this whole fucking song and dance?
Okay.
I'll give you guys 1 through 32 if you want to know. You know, do you want to have fun?
That's nice.
Do you want to not know who's going? But yeah, I had this 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm wondering is if the guy you had in your studio, Mad Mel Kiper, I know that sorry son of a bitch didn't have this 2 weeks ago.
Mike's not plugged in.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I actually just explained it.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
No,
I
you
did.
didn't. No, you
Yes, I
didn't.
did.
No,
I
you
had
didn't.
this.
I did.
Yeah,
I
no,
did.
no, you
I
didn't.
did. You
I
didn't.
had this. I
I did.
had
You
it.
didn't.
Trust me. Can
You
I
didn't.
talk for Christ's sake?
Okay, fine, yeah.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
talk? Okay,
Go ahead.
yeah. Like I said, Kyle Pitts,
No, you didn't.
unbelievable talent.
No, you didn't. You didn't fucking
Yes,
have
I
it.
did.
You're a bad sack of shit,
Jason.
Kiper. I know it. I looked at your mock draft.
Jason, please relax. Oh my God. Had no idea it was going to get like that. Sorry about that, Mad Mel. Obviously, there's a little bit of content there. He's saying you don't know your ass for a fucking hole in the ground, though, Mad Mel. How do you feel about that from Jason Glazer live in Cleveland?
Well, classic move. You know, Glazer looks like he's getting ready to go to a goddamn titty bar or something like that. I mean, dress up, pal. It's the NFL draft. Look at me. I'm dressed to the nines. You know, you look like an asshole. I mean, get him out of here, can we? I mean, is he going to stick around? Can we get him the hell out of here?
I think is his microphone still on? Jay, can you hear us? Jay, is everything good back there?
Listen, fuck you guys. I'm out of here. I'm going over to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm going to hang out with Dee Snyder and Twisted Sister.
Are you serious? Okay, Jason, sorry. Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, Jason Glazer.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All audio. Welcome back to the show. To my left, your right, AJ Hawk, Super Bowl champion, college football national champion. Talks the table is here at Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor. One half of the hammer, Dahn. Cowboys. Tone Diggs is here, looking fantastic.
Thank you.
What's that, salmon?
A salmon.
It's a salmon hoodless.
Salmon pink hoodless.
Yeah, it looks good.
Thank you.
2 chains over there, too. Where's the horn?
The horn.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, Tony.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Unfortunately, I lost it at the Super Bowl. I haven't got a new one.
What?
Holy.
You're susceptible to the Maloik.
Yeah, that I also lost the Maloik as well.
Oh, my. Coach Diggs' birthday is this weekend?
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. You better figure it out.
Yeah,
You better figure it out over there. How's the family? Not good.
Not good right now.
Jeez
it was
Louise.
a family heirloom. The chain was so.
Oh, no.
You lost a family heirloom.
Wait, are you even at... No, I'm not going to say it.
No, definitely cursed now. You
Did
lose
it kill you
family
for that?
heirlooms.
Well, we're going to find out. He's going to see him this weekend. I mean, geez Louise.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Good luck.
He
Put it
doesn't
in
know.
some holy water. Let's change the vibes, okay? It is 420. It is a celebratory day for a lot of people. Okay, those who decide to inhale a plant that grows from the ground and has been growing from the ground for a long time, put here by whatever God you believe in to make people feel better, be happy, and have vibes higher. You can celebrate that, or you could be somebody who is lucky enough to be friends with the man that is about to join us. He is a two-time Emmy-nominated host of Good Morning Football. He's an insider for Fox. But ladies and gentlemen, he's friend of the show. And today, is his birthday. Happy birthday, Peter Schrager! Go Shrek! 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 Come back to the camera. Hey, what up, Shrek? Dude, happy birthday, dude. Well, vibe and feeling.
Good vibes.
Yeah.
Good vibes indeed. Thank you for those happy birthday wishes. Thought that little bit of the combine was like going to come back to haunt me. I got to be honest. I kind of like it. I'm glad I have that footage, and I hope that they run that every day on Good Morning Football.
Well, they should. Certainly when it's your birthday. At the end, you get a piece of thing in your mouth.
Right in the face.
And we cut that off before we got to that, but that's because it's your birthday, Positive vibes. That's the only bad part of the video. Other than that, you look fantastic. Happy birthday. Hope you enjoy. Congrats on another trip around the sun.
Feeling blessed.
Yeah, yesterday CFO Phil's birthday, today Schrager's birthday. 420 being your birthday had to be pretty awesome most of your life, yeah?
Pretty good. I was in college in Atlanta in the early 2000s. When I got there from Jersey, I didn't have any idea what 420 was, and I quickly learned on my birthday that everyone celebrates when it's my birthday.
Yes, we do. We're happy for you. We're pumped for you. Let's move along. Big news coming out of a camp that you know a lot about, the San Francisco 49ers. Allegedly, 1 week ago, Deebo Samuel had requested a trade from the San Francisco 49ers. Then there's conflicting reports coming out from numerous different insiders that the San Francisco 49ers would pay Deebo Samuel right now whatever the contract is. They're alluding to like it's already been set in stone. Then there's reports coming out from Ian Rappaport that says, well, Deebo Samuel, it's not about the money, it's about the usage. What is going on? How did we get here? We thought everything was hunky-dory. He's coming out with the boom box before the games. He's absolutely killing it. He's like 50% of their offense. How did we get here, Schrags, from what you know about the entire situation now that he's asking for a trade officially?
This has been brewing. I started hearing about this back at the Super Bowl, even before the Combine, that, hey, this is going to be the offseason where Deebo's going to want to get paid. And a lot of people are coming to me and say, well, how do you pay Deebo Samuel? Because he's not only a wide receiver, but he's a running back. And then do you hold that against him and say, well, yeah, but that means he's a running back and a wide receiver, and his usage rate is so high that where do you put him on the market? There's really no comp. Truth of the matter is this, and I've said it on your show before, this is an organization that wants to take care of their guys, but they also waited on paying Fred Warner. They waited on paying George Kittle. They waited on paying Trent Williams. Going back to Kittle, it got out that like the offer they made for Kittle back in February of the year they eventually paid him in August, like it was referred to around the league as like the Valentine's Day Massacre, like what they were trying to get Kittle to sign to. So this is going to be a process with the 49ers. They have as good a front office, starting with John Lynch, of course, but the guys who control the money, a lot of that stuff, like Parag Marate is their salary cap expert. He also deals with a lot of negotiations. Like they foresee these things not day to day, but like 18 months out, 6 months out. And I think Deebo, with some of this stuff, wants to push the timeline, and he might be able to. He might be that valuable player where they have to kind of get along and do this. And if not, you get stuff like a trade request. We'll see where that goes. We got 8 days before the draft, but I'll tell you, there will be multiple teams who will at least make the call to San Francisco to say, hey, is Deebo really on the block?
That's right, Ballard. Good call, Ballard. Way to go, dude.
So, Schrags, what really could be the issue, though? I know you said you going back to Super Bowl, you knew he wanted to get paid, and now we're hearing reports that the Niners are willing to pay him and make him almost the highest paid receiver in the NFL possibly, but he's not coming in. Like, what's the deal? Is it just too far gone?
No, I don't think so. Look, I think there's a lot of the stuff that you get now, 8 days out of the draft, is to say, hey, let's push the envelope. We had a Kyler Murray Instagram post that came out the Monday of the Combine saying, my client demands to be paid now. He hasn't been paid yet. And with the trade demand, that's like your line in the sand saying, I want out. I think all roads can be fixed and all bridges can be mended. But when you make that trade demand, you go specifically to, in this case, it's been Schefter and Rappaport, but today Jeff Darlington said, I spoke to Deebo directly. We had Deebo's brother posting things yesterday. Like, there's a lot of noise. And when there's a lot of noise, there seems to be an unhappy party, and that seems to be where Deebo's at. I think it could all be rectified if the dollar signs are right. That's the reading that I get, that this isn't simply, I don't like being used as a running back. I think Deebo knows that his value right now is pretty high because of the way they use him. I would add one thing. This is the inside baseball stuff to it. His agent's a very good agent, a guy named Torrey Dandy. Torrey's been doing this stuff for a long time. Torrey also represents Denzel Ward, who just got paid $100 million last week. But he also represents DK Metcalf and A.J. Brown, who are in similar boats going into that contract year where they're all second-round picks saying, hey, I want to get paid. Same agent, controlling all of them. Some puppet strings being done here, but, hey, it could all work out for his clients.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thing because you talked about how there isn't a market because of how good of a running back he is and then wide receiver thing, and that's coming out of how he's being used. Was that ever an issue for Deebo before he was told that he wouldn't be getting a little extra money for his running back services? And then once he was told, no, we're just going to pay you for your wide receiver services, he then came out alongside Torrey Danby and said, actually, if you're not going to pay us for it, then we're not running back anymore. Is that how that happened? Or is it actually like he's pissed off about the amount of touches he's getting at running back? Because he has become a one-of-one type player alongside Cordero Patterson. But the NFC, as the Niners have been running through the NFC, and he's been a part of it. Is that why? Because he's looking to shake up the entire market because he is Deebo Samuel and everybody. Davante Adams, great wide receiver, incredible wide receiver, gets the ball out of the backfield, never. Tyreek Hill does get the ball handed off to him every once in a while, but he's not considered a running back. Yeah, it's always out there. Deebo literally is high-end at both of them. So if you're just going to pay him for the highest in the market of what the top wide receivers are paying, then he probably views, well, you're not paying me at all for this other half of the game that I am. And you can see why he'd get pissed off, right? That would be...
I guess. Or you say, what other offensive coordinator and team is featuring you this way that you're getting the rock and we're getting the best use out of you and we're going to make sure that we can maximize your talents. I don't know if anyone would say Deebo Samuel is the route runner that Cooper Kupp or Davante Adams is. But the way the 49ers used him, and this is also an interesting wrinkle here, the way that Mike McDaniel, who's now the head coach of the Dolphins, helped draw up some of those run plays for him, really maximized not only what Deebo did, but he got the most out of that 49ers offense too. It was a mutually beneficial offensive scheme for both of them. I'd add this. When he got there as a rookie, they started giving him those carries. It was such a revelation that he could do with the ball in his hands that I remember going to the Combine in 2020, before the pandemic, after Deebo's first year, going to the Combine, or last year, whatever it was, after that first season, and everyone at the Combine, I guess it was 2020, it was February 2020.
All the years blend together.
I know everyone's saying like, "Hey, it's finding Nemo. It's finding Deebo." Like everyone's looking for the Deebo, and that means the guy who can run the ball. So this wasn't a surprise that like this is what their offensive game plan was. He missed a lot of time in 2020 because of the injury, and then 2021 became this revelation as far as what he does. He is truly a unicorn. So I don't know what the market price is for that if he was to be a pure free agent. I do know there's probably a team or two that'd be willing to give up a first-round pick in this draft for Deebo Samuel.
Well, but we don't have one of those. So that's not us, it sounds like. Ian Rappaport basically listed off all the teams that have more than one first-round draft pick this upcoming draft as teams that are potentially looking into them. Who do you think is a potential leader in that thing?
Look, I'd be curious about the Jets, and there's a natural connection because of Mike LaFleur and Robert Saleh. And we know that the Jets were very active in the Tyreek Hill engagement. They don't only have the 4th pick, they have the 10th pick. They also have the 34th pick. So if the Jets were to offer the Niners, I don't know, the 10th, I think that's Niners have to long and consider that. If the Jets can offer them the 34th, they have to consider that. It's a really interesting team because of the connections to the 49ers, both on the offensive and defensive side. Another team that I think would be someone that I would consider is the Saints, who have the 16th and the 19th pick. Those are two very good picks. And I don't know if you package those or you offer one of those, but gosh, it'd be an interesting thing to see him with Michael Thomas on one end and him on the other as far as powerful wide receivers go. And then you can go right down the list. I think the Niners were not expecting to have these conversations as recent as, the Combine, but here we are. And if he's demanding a trade, phones will be ringing.
So it's an interesting thing because of Deebo. Ed Werder just tweeted out, and there's a lot of Deebo information hitting the internet right now, obviously. But Ed Werder just tweeted out that from ESPN Stats Info, shout out Hembo and him.
Shout out.
Wide receiver Deebo Samuel accounted for 28% of the 49ers scrimmage yards in 2021, the 4th highest rate in the NFL after Jonathan Taylor, Najee Harris, and Cooper Kupp, right? So that is probably being a part of the entire thing, and that is also him being a part of the run game with 60 rushes last season. I would assume, with the way you're talking about old Darby, the CAA agent who's repping them all, I'd assume that he's like Tory Danby. Yeah, there it is. Tony Darby, Tory Danby. That's 420. I apologize, pal, but great name, great business. Whatever you do, I hope you make everybody all the money in the world. It sounds like that's what you're doing, but you could see how they would want to be paid for that because of the amount of hits and body that he's going to take as a running back. I'll be intrigued to see what the Niners want to do. Then there's obviously
and paid now. Like, here's why: because Deebo came in his prime physical shape in 2021 and delivered on every expectation. Like, I'm not saying he won't be as good next year, but we don't know what Trey Lance is going to be. We don't know what that offense looks like without McDaniel.
Could that be part of his Shregs?
I don't know. I just feel like this is like, I don't know if his value is ever going to be greater than at this moment, right now in time. And, you could say, well, watch, Deebo Samuel's going to tear it up again next year, and he's going to even be better next year, and they're going to rely on him more. But I do know this. On a hand, you could fit 4 players, maybe 5, that were as good as Deebo Samuel in the NFL in 2021. I don't know if that's the case in 2022 with all the changes to the 49ers offense.
Well, I think the other 3 that I just mentioned there probably the top 4 there. And then you had, Devontae and Tyreek Hill getting what they got. Mm-hmm. That has to reset the entire wide receiver market. Deebo sees that, sees what Christian Kirk made. Mm-hmm. And then he also sees Stephon Diggs get broken off. Then he also sees like some running back numbers. He's like, I'm better running back than that motherfucker. Mm-hmm. And that dude right there. And that dude right there. So this is what we're thinking. That'll be interesting to see how the Niners kind of, because you're going to have to sweeten the pot somehow if they want to make that deal because, it's being reported now by Spotrac and everybody else that understands the name of the game in the NFL. With the new CBA, Deebo can't hold out. Like, he has to show up. Like, he has to show up. That's the new thing. Like, hold in is what everybody's calling it because they have to go. Because a year can get lost from being accrued and that fucks up the entire contract. And the fines are so heavy in the new CBA, they wanted to get rid of holdouts. They hold all the leverage.
And they can't. The new CBA, just for your listeners and your viewers, it's like the new CBA. They used to do this deal where you hold out, we'll give you a deal under the table, we'll pay you that money back. The new CBA prohibits it. Like, if you hold out and you're fined X amount of dollars, like, it is against league rules now for the team to under the table say, all right, look, we'll pay you back tenfold. We'll give you that money. Like, don't worry about it. You missed a couple of days of training camp. We got you. We're all good. Like, they can't anymore. So, yeah.
It's fascinating because, like, Baker Mayfield says, I want to be traded. And the Browns go, nah. Nah. And there's nothing Baker can do. There's literally nothing Baker can do. There's nothing you can do. Deebo Samuel, hey, I want to be traded. And the Niners could. We're not saying they're going to say that. We don't think it's great for business, especially in the future if you plan on working with the person. But they could basically say, nah, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. But Deebo can continue to put the pressure on, which I assume is what he will do. And there's a lot. If he wants to come to Indianapolis, we would love it. I mean, we don't have a first-round pick for, because Carson Wentz was an Iron Man and played through a couple injuries that he probably shouldn't have played through. We don't have a first-round pick. But Deebo Samuel would be beloved in a lot of different places. And this is very different than what it used to be. If somebody comes out and says they want to be traded back in the day, prima donna, asshole, don't want him on our team. Nowadays, he wants traded, get him on our team.
Bring him.
Get him in Indianapolis. Right, it is vastly different than what it used to be, Shregs. I think it's because it's your birthday. I think it's because it's your birthday.
Yeah. It's my birthday. I get a lot of texts from old school NFL guys who are like, we're the freaking NBA now. These players, and the other part of me is like, good, let's go. The NFL makes a lot of money. These teams make a lot of money. The players have a voice, and let's see. Let's put ourselves out there. For Deebo Samuel to put out there what he's doing simultaneously, he's challenging the 49ers, but he's also putting himself in the crosshairs with some 49ers fans, which is something that players, you go on that limb. Like Cooper Kupp yesterday showed up to voluntary workouts, is like, here I am, I'm here. And like, it's like, oh, everyone's warm and cuddly. Deebo's doing the opposite. He's like, no, I want to get paid. And, 49ers fans who have been wearing his jersey and love him and all this stuff, you run the risk of those guys, being turn off to them. And that's just that's what this requires. You have to have the stomach for it. And a lot of these guys don't, and some of these guys do.
Well, as soon as you score a touchdown again, everybody's back. But follow up, this offseason's been the best of all time, by far. So you tell those old NFL heads that don't have to run a daily show to scram.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
This has been awesome. Shut up. Let's keep it going now. I'm happy I don't have to build a team. I'm happy I don't have to run a team. I'm happy that whole thing. But to cover it, it's been fantastic. And we are just 8 days away, Schrags, from the draft spectacular. From last year, magic happening. 2 years ago, magic happening. The draft day has become a, oh shit, something's going to happen day in the most recent future, in the most recent history, I mean. Now you've put out your second mock. What do you know? How good do you feel about it? And this will be the last mock you put out as a whole before next week, right?
Yeah, I'll put one out the day before just for accuracy's sake. Let me cover this.
Okay.
I went
Trayvon 3. Okay.
I went Trayvon Walker 1, and that's not because I know that the Jaguars are taking Trayvon Walker 1. It's because everyone around the league is telling me if it was Aiden Hutchinson, we'd probably know by now. Someone in that building would be like, yeah, it's the media pick, it's the Hutchinson. The fact that there have been so many winds blowing that it's not a sure thing on Hutchinson, I went with Walker. By next week, I might go back to Hutchinson, or I might even put offensive tackle. That is why this draft, Pat, is so good. It's not a quarterback draft, and there's no Micah Parsons, and there's no Jamar Chase. But the intrigue at the top is really good. It makes it hard for someone doing mock drafts and someone who's got to report on it and try to project who's going where. But gosh, if you're in for just like a reality show and not knowing the answers until you get to the test, this is it. Like Ben McAdoo said that, Sam Darnold's our starting quarterback and had to quickly put his shoe in his mouth. And then we started our show with all that because we don't have a place for any of the quarterbacks right now.
That?
And Carolina might be a place. That's how good this draft is from an intrigue level. So, yeah, I went Trayvon, but like the big one I like is 4 Thibodeaux to the Jets. I'll tell you, I know the Jets guys, obviously, and he had a great meeting with them Friday, and I think they came away really liking him. And that's the one that's making a lot of noise here in New York because there's a lot of teams who take Thibodeaux and some of the comments he's made in the past might not gel with. I think the Jets felt comfortable with him. So Thibodeaux going to the Jets as high as 4 when I've seen some mock drafts with him falling out of the top 10, which I think is ludicrous.
Yeah, so Diggs was talking to me about this earlier because he was putting in bets in like January about the draft because Diggs is a guy that actually enjoys the draft, and we're very thankful for him. Thibodeaux was like plus 105 in January to go number 1 overall. All season, he was supposed to be number 1 overall. And then something happened where he ended up not being number 1, and that's the only like Thibodeaux that I've heard of, and I apologize to him. I don't watch enough college football at the time to really understand how great he is. Why was it? Is this all smoke and mirrors? And some people have him going like 2 or 1 even. They have Thibodeaux potentially going. What are you hearing, and why did this all start to happen when he was initially supposed to be the guy for like the last 2 years, I guess?
Because he's a different cat in what he says, and none of it's bad. Like none of it's illegal. None of it's something off the field. But he's the kind of guy that has said on record, like there's nothing a coach can teach me. Like that's something he said. He's said on record he chose to go to Oregon over Alabama because he's not so concerned about national championships in college football. He's concerned that, in a post-playing career, there's going to be an amazing job waiting for him at Nike in the corporate world. And that's what Oregon's all about.
But certainly alarming a little bit.
No, I don't know. For an old school football guy, you hear that he's really into NFTs and all that stuff. And again, this is one of those deals where there's nothing wrong off the field as far as any of this stuff. He's talking honestly, and he might be representative of a new generation, and that might turn some other people off. That said, best player in the Pac-12, amazing pass rusher, number 1 high school recruit, and has been through some shit, in his life. He has overcome a lot to get where he is right now. I know the Jets guys had a great
What is that? What is that? What is that, Schrags? What do you have to go? Because we met Najee Harris. Najee Harris was like homeless, and he was also different, right? Najee Harris was also different, had a personality, talked his shit, did his stuff. We enjoyed him. We thought he was electrifying, but it was being said that some OGs or old heads did not enjoy their meetings with him or whatever. Is it similar to that? Because Najee was a deep thinker. Like when we talked to him, it was like, oh, this guy's a deep thinker, actually. He's just a little bit different. I wonder if Thibodeau's the same thing. Is that a similar situation?
Similar. He will talk to you. He will look you in the eyes. He will have a real conversation with you. It is not robotic. It is not scripted. And, he hurt his ankle this year, and everyone was like, oh, he's done for the season. He came back and played those final few games. And, I almost take more value in that than a guy saying that comments about, he said I'm Jadeveon Clowney 2.0, and people freaked out. They're like, well, Jadeveon Clowney didn't have a good NFL career. Why is he making that analogy? Who cares? Who cares? It's just stuff that he said. He's a great quote. He's very interested in
What did he overcome though? What did he overcome? Was he
I think he had a rough childhood in Southern California, like a rough childhood. And he often speaks about it. And I don't know all the specifics, but he has been through a lot in his life.
Give me that
he
fucking
has still been the number one high school recruit in the country, and is nothing but excellent at Oregon. And the coach likes him there. The players who we've had on Good Morning Football who played with him love him. And then the brief interactions that I know teams have had with him at the combine and then in these visits have been outstanding. So look, again, we've had guys with a lot worse off the field that maybe doesn't make the press, or some things that do, or we've got failed drug tests at the combine, and all these things that are genuine red flags. Talking about NFTs, is that a red flag? I don't know.
He's different. I've never, has anybody that's acted like this before ever won a Super Bowl? Hour 2 wrapping up on Sirius. We continue with Schrager on YouTube. See you in 6. Bye. Go ahead, AJ. Sorry about it.
Schrags, last thing for me do you get a sense from any other head coaches or front office people around the league that they're kind of worried about what these players are doing, these superstars kind of forcing their way out? Are they thinking, hey, we got to find a way to keep these guys happy and make sure everybody gets enough touches?
We've created a salary cap situation where a guy on his first year contract is going to be paid next to nothing, and yet when you're not a first-round pick, when you get to that fourth year, you can break the bank and make $20 million. And there's a cross in the roads that in the past, the player would beat down the drum and say, hey, can I get paid? What are we doing to it? Now you're seeing teams actually decide not to pay those mega contracts, the Packers, the Chiefs, and that's the second contracts for those guys. But when you've got players like McLaurin, who's been nothing but an absolute stud and Mr. Team, and he wears the C on the jersey, and Terry McLaurin comes out and he's kind of biting his lip and he's just playing, and he should probably get paid. He should probably get paid. And you get guys like AJ and DK and Deebo. But then there's the teams who are like, I'm looking at this draft and gosh, I'm seeing guys in the second and third round who are maybe going to make $1 million base salary next year, who we're going to get the production from also. So it's this really interesting decision on what you do. When the Packers traded Devontae Adams, they not only got the picks and everything, but they saved themselves close to $100 million on the salary cap that they can spend elsewhere. And that's a risk that they're willing to take.
Yeah. Hey, Ty heard something. Go ahead, Ty. Will you ask Schrags if you heard the same thing?
Yeah, Schrags. I heard, I think it was just maybe Packers blogosphere, but that there was a possibility that the Packers package Jordan Love and a second-round pick and a fifth-round pick and maybe go after someone like or Tyler Lockett on draft night. Have you heard anything about either Jordan Love or Tyler Lockett?
The Jordan Love one was something I was trying to push at the combine to a lot of folks at Packers. They haven't talked publicly about it, but I'm not sure the market on Jordan Love, because hey, Jordan Love is going into his third year, and say he has this outstanding season, you're going to have to pay him too. So haven't heard anything about Lock anything, but you're always going to hear Seattle.
You got to pay to win, Shreg. I mean, what are we even talking about? These owners are making billions of $9 billion net. I just heard from somebody yesterday, told me maybe on this show how much you have to pay. Yeah, that's a part of it. You got to pay good players. What do we even?
I get it, but is Jordan Love a good player? What have you seen? I don't know.
He did start hitting the net. He started hitting the net.
Yeah, he looked good in the Chiefs game.
So he scored 7 points against the Chiefs. And
good D.
Better QBR than Mahomes.
The thing with the Seattle, with Lockett or Metcalf, John Schneider for years was raised in the Green Bay organization, knows all those guys. Goody and Schneider work together. There's all these connections between Schneider and Green Bay based on his time with the organization. AJ, I assume Schneider was with him when you were there. I feel like he goes back a long time, not to date you at all, but he was raised in that Green Bay organization, and now he's in Seattle.
How old are you today, Shregs? Not to date you.
This is crazy. I turned 40 today.
Wow, big one. So on April 20th, 1982, we dated you just now. We literally just dated you.
Yeah.
That's when Shregs came into the world. Man, it was a better place, wasn't it?
Unbelievable.
As soon as you came in, it was great. Let's get back to your mock, though, before we got to let you get out of here, and we appreciate you for joining us. You have a couple in the top 10 that have changed, obviously. You got Cross and Sauce going to the Giants, which I assume in New York is a big deal. Pickett going to the Carolina Panthers. Albert Breer reported this morning. He's obviously the author of the Monday Morning Quarterback, formerly of Peter King's writing. He said that maybe the Panthers actually get a tackle and then they try to trade for a quarterback. Are you hearing that type of thing, or what do you think on this?
What I'm hearing out of Carolina is it's a possibility at quarterback, and I give them Pickett here, but they're also the thought process here that people have around Carolina is that there are 3 really good offensive tackles in this draft: Ickey, Charles Cross, and of course Evan Neal. And even if they don't have a quarterback situation settled right now, those 3 guys can be left tackles that they could rely on, and that might just be the safe pick. And then they don't have a pick again until 137. So they'd have to get really creative if they wanted one of those top quarterbacks. But gosh, even 6 for Pickett, and that's not a top pick, that seems so rich. So a lot of the thought around the league is that Carolina is going to do something called the Pickett Plus, which is you trade back and you get something if someone wants to trade up for 6, and you still get Pickett, but maybe you get a 2nd or 3rd round pick if you trade out of that 6th pick.
All right, well, we hope to catch up with you next Wednesday when you put out your 3rd and final mock draft. We appreciate you. Keep crushing it on Good Morning Football. Cooper Rush this morning was awesome.
Oh, hell yeah.
Cooper Rogers. Sorry about that. For Bleacher Report.
Connor Rogers. Bleacher
Connor.
Report analyst. Came in with a denim jacket. I thought it was a pretty cool look.
He looked awesome. We literally, all eyes in the office were like, denim jacket guy's pretty cool looking. And then we listened to him. You guys got a lot of up-and-coming great analysts joining
We're trying. I think we've seen the same faces talk about the draft for years. So one of our initiatives this year is to try to give some platform to some of the folks on Twitter, on YouTube, and maybe who don't have the TV gigs and the cozy hair and makeup that I get to maybe be able to show their stuff too. So
yeah, but to be clear, the people that have come on have great hair.
Oh, yeah.
And look good. Those guys have been killing it. We appreciate you every morning, and happy birthday, ladies and gentlemen, Peter Schrager. We appreciate you, buddy. All right, hour 3 starts in about 1 minute. We can't thank you enough for joining us. Good on Schrags giving us that information. He's the man. See you in a minute.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show on this glorious 4th month of the year, 20th day of that month. A celebration for all to be had. Hour 3 begins right now.
Yeah.
Fox Tables here at Ty Schmidt at Boston Connor. One half of the Hammer, Dahn Cowboys at Tone Diggs is here. And this hour will bring us another glorious edition of T4.
Hell yeah.
And I can't wait for that because this is season 3, episode 5 coming up. And this one's the most important one because tonight, Kyrie Irving is back in the Garden.
Hell yeah.
Taking on the Boston Celtics for game 2 of that incredible rivalry that has developed into one that has seen a $50,000 fine. We looked into this a little bit deeper in the Kyrie Irving fine. I guess $20,000 to $25,000 is the fine for like misconduct, I guess.
Okay.
So he had to have gotten 2 of those, one for the game and then one for the press conference, we assume, with our ear to the ground what we had. So we were talking about, can he get multiple, like if he does it again, is it more of a fine? I think there is a rule that the max can be 25, and then it was at different events, though, that he got fined for. That's why he got like 2 of them, I guess, for $50,000.
Yeah.
That's what we learned. We don't know if that's 100% right, though. You need to know that that is not our sport, and we do not know enough people in there. But that is kind of what we were told when we asked around on the $50,000 fine. If he gets back in there and he's back in the batter's box and he's fucking you, every fucking person in Boston. Hey, you, Bland White, fuck you. You seem to be racist. Sounds like there's no time. Fuck you, too. Hey, you, fuck off, little kid. You're from Boston. You're a piece of shit. Fuck you. Hey, if he does that tonight, I believe, because we were wondering how much I could multiply the fine from the NBA, we believe what we were told is that there is a max that it's allowed to be punished, and it's like $25,000.
Yeah, it's absolute bullshit. I don't think Boston wanted any like Kyrie to get fined at all, but you have to assume, he wasn't allowed to eat or drink on Sunday. Tonight he will probably be, able to drink water on the bench.
Oh, you think he was a little hangry?
A little hangry, but I'd also take him to score 55 points plus tonight. I mean, the guy is very good at basketball.
Yeah, and I like the way he competes.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I just like the way he competes. I like that he shit talks. I like that he's confident. I like that he just operates in his own world, it feels like. But all his teammates seem to enjoy playing basketball with him because they say he does stuff that nobody else can do.
Yeah, he may have the best handles ever.
In the history of the game.
Oh, yeah.
He can just stroll into any court, by the way, and just cross up anybody.
Yeah, he's hilarious. I mean, that whole thing where he couldn't play in Brooklyn, but then he showed up to the game and sat in the floor seats, that was awesome too.
I'm a big Kyrie guy.
Yeah.
Big Kyrie Irving guy. One to the top of my
Pantheon?
Oh, your Pantheon of greats.
Of course.
Pantheon of favorites in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Durant, obviously.
Sure. Right. He's in there.
Absolute dog.
Dog.
Jimmy Butler.
Dog. You do like dogs?
I like dogs, yeah.
John Morant.
Dog. Zion, love him.
Uh-huh.
Dog. You just
Is
need
he
to
a
let him.
dog?
Need to let him be a dog.
He's got the
They
bump
need
his
to let
hounds,
him
but
be.
is he
Might be a
big
puppy.
They
dog?
need to let him be a dog.
Puppy might be a dog someday.
Kyrie Irving's dog.
Oh, yeah.
Dog.
I love Kyrie Irving.
Jason Tatum too.
What's that?
Jason Tatum, of course.
Oh yeah. He's the young guy from Celtics. He's not a dog,
Well,
but I do
yet.
enjoy the way he plays basketball. I do enjoy. Jimmy Butler was very nice when I met him in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
He had 45 points, 0 penalties, and 0 turnovers. Only the second player in NBA history to ever accomplish that feat.
Yeah.
He had that coffee shop going on in the bubble, hustling
Yep.
people at $9 coffees.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love it. Dog. Joining us now, a football dog. All-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk. Yeah. AJ, you've been watching the NBA?
Yeah, I was hoping you were going to talk about Jimmy Butler because that dude put on a clinic last night. That was amazing.
It was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. I think he's the 5th player since 1978 to have 45-plus points and no turnovers or something like that. There are a couple other players that have done it. Somebody in the bubble did it.
Yes, Jamal Murray in the bubble did it. Paul Pierce did it. Dominique Wilkins did it. And Kevin Durant did it with Golden State.
Boom. Only 5 players in the history, or since 1970, but only 2 people have 45, 0, and 0 when it comes to penalties and turnovers. That's unbelievable. How do you not get a foul? They just call fouls in basketball. That's something that just happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I would like, because I watch the NBA, in spurts. Now that I don't have a team in the race, I watch them in spurts, and it's only in the playoffs. And there's some things that happen where I'm like, can't have it. I mean, I can't. Not in a sport that we're investing this much time into, right?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Not with these great athletes.
Like what? What do you mean? What's an example?
Well, just like when, Correnti fucking backed that ass up on Cuz and then threw the penalty for making contact.
How did he not have any consequences for that?
Well, that's what he was celebrating because it was his last season, okay? I mean, that's
It was
just
so obvious.
It was, but there's some refs too that get petty, I think, in basketball.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
It is very clear that some of these refs get pretty petty towards some of the players, and I understand it's human nature to do so, and I get that. But when you're watching the NBA, it's like, come on, what the fuck are we doing?
Father Pat situation.
Scott Foster,
Bingo.
NBA ref. Chris Paul is now 0-14 in games that he refs.
In the playoffs, last 14 games. I seen that, and it's like, that has to be something. And then as you watch it, Woj, who's never actually been to a game or sporting event before, okay, never been, covers the game well, okay?
Are you serious?
Plugged in.
Never.
Seems like it.
I'm just assuming he's never been a part of any competitive anything.
Okay.
He's saying that now, it's much worse because sports gambling's around. That's why fans are being so mean. Has he ever been to Boston? Has he ever been to Boston in his life?
Never.
Has he ever experienced, maybe in the last, 30, 40 years?
Hold on, wait. He really said that's why fans are being rude in the stands more now than ever?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the exact take. Yes, he was
alluding
alluding.
pretty much that.
He was alluding to that. Yes, that's basically what he was alluding to. Yeah, and it's like
Interesting theory.
it is an interesting theory because Then you're questioning fanhoods, right? People don't care as much unless there's money on the line. Then you're also not really understanding the amount of people that knew about sports gambling in the past or are gambling now. Both of those being at the different ends of the spectrum of your expectation, I believe. Because if you think every single person in that TD Garden is gambling on that game, that is awesome that you think that. And on the flip side, if you don't think they would act like that with no money on the line, you don't have a clue about Boston people and their sports teams. Because even if they aren't diehard, they have to publicly act diehard so that their neighbors don't fucking bury them for being the wicked worst, dude. Like, that is real in New England. That is like, they take a lot of pride.
Think, though, Pat, sorry to cut you off, but does Woj think like, okay, everybody in there has money on this game. They're all actively doing it on their phone. Like some 75-year-old grandma normally sits there on her hands and doesn't say a word, but all of a sudden she puts $6 on one team, and so she's got to yell terrible things to the other team?
Yeah, I believe that is. Now, to further his point, though, and I don't want to necessarily do that because I do believe this is a bit of an ignorant take. If I'm watching a game, it doesn't matter, and I got a little bit of more money on it. It does hurt a lot more at the end when somebody does something bad.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
no.
But that's not going to make you sit there courtside and yell directly into that person's face and say terrible things to them.
Well.
Because you know there's consequences usually for those things.
Well, that's my big thing is talk shit knowing that there's a chance that you could get buried on the way back, though. Like, I think...
And then respect the banter.
Boom. Then you move on. Like, hey, you're in the competition world. It's the people that, it happens on Twitter a lot. They say something terrible about somebody, then somebody responds, and then they're, oh, bully. You're a bully. It's like, hey, if you want to talk shit to a guy like Kyrie Irving, and then Kyrie Irving buries you verbally in front of your friends, like, then whenever, and on the flip side, players that tell people to get ejected because of something that they said or something like that, that's a whole nother conversation that has to happen as well.
That gets weird.
Yeah, I think it's...
In golf and basketball, I think both.
I think you and I both think of the exact same thing in golf whenever, I think we were live on air when we both found out about it, and we said, that fucking guy stinks. The golfer that forced somebody out of a golf tournament, like, the golf tournaments are the most miserable, boring things of all time. And, like, they should be expecting a little bit better atmosphere over there. They don't. The guy said something not something very, like, harsh, I think.
DeChambeau, someone called him Brooksy. Wasn't that one of them?
I don't remember.
That was part of, that was a thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and you got that guy kicked out?
That was
okay, you guys are the worst. What? You live in a world where nobody busts any balls anywhere? Like, what are we
I think a lot of golfers, I think there's a lot of golfers that have had people kicked out over the years.
Bro, the golfer life, okay? So we were in a house in Texas and also a house in Arizona and a house in California. They were very nice houses. They were Airbnb'd, right? And they're in neighborhoods that are very nice. And in every one of those neighborhoods, there was some sort of professional golfer, right? Like the professional golfer who had that. The lives that these professional golfers have lived, they live on the nicest golf course in the city that they live in. The house that is on the golf course is
immaculate.
And it's so nice. There's just Bentleys rolling around everywhere. When you're a little kid, like 10 years old, 11 years old, and you're a sniper on that golf course, the amount of uncles that you have all of a sudden that are all in that area, like, think about their life. Literally, we talk about quarterbacks being fluffed up their entire lives, which they have been at every single age level. Basically, quarterbacks are like, hey, you're the best, you're the best, you're the best, you're the best, you're the best. So it's probably hard to remain humble, to be honest, throughout your entire life. Golfers, I think the exact same thing. There's probably some outliers, so I'm sorry for painting a broad brush here, but I feel like that golf life, they have been told that they are awesome in how hard what they do and impossible that what they do, which it is golf, their entire lives, I think,
It's an individual, I think it's an individual sport. And their team is like, okay, here's this golfer, and then there's just a team. This isn't everybody, but at certain kids, like they start at 2 years old, and the dude's going to the country club every single day, and they probably have like a physio coach when they're 5 years old, and a chiropractor, and a swing
coach when they're 7.
So, like, think about if you grow up with that, all those people that just cater to everything that you do, that you need, like, that'd be pretty tough, I guess, for that person to actually have a relatable opinion on anything, unless his parents were very, very good at kind of putting them out there.
Yeah, being a human. Like, that's not a life, like what you're living there. That is a completely different life. And as you were mentioning, like, the way they act mentally, I was just thinking to myself, this is why you're so certain I'm never going to make the Champions Club, the Champions Tour, because of what you just said. Because all these kids start when they're like 3 years old.
Yeah.
They get these swing coaches when they're 7. They've experienced things by
None
the
of
time.
them, or not, I shouldn't say none of them. A lot of them, they're swinging by the time they're like 3 years old.
And that's why you're saying what you were saying to me. Oh no!
Yeah, but none of them played in the NFL.
Well, you have the classic,
similar-
like athlete thing. Well, I think I'm going to make the Champions Tour. Like that's what so many players have said. Like athletes of different sports, and then like, okay,
Oh, cool.
Are you?
I'm pumped to be the one that goes. Okay.
There
I'm
you
pumped
go.
to be
There
that
you go.
guy.
I am excited to watch your journey.
I'm pumped to be that guy. But goddamn, they got quite a head start on me. It sounds like, man.
They just keep gaining ground too.
All right. Let's get to a break. Jeez Louise. We didn't take a break in the middle of the hour. On the way home, here on this 420 show,
Yes, sir.
let's bring nothing but good vibes.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Love it.
Let's bring nothing but positive energy, into the golf game,
Yep.
into the world,
Hell
into
yeah.
the sports world. Let's dive into some news topics. Let's answer some phone calls on the 5 Energy phone line.
Hell yeah.
Let's get another episode of T4.
T4.
Hey, let's wrap this day up in a true holiday fashion.
Let's do it.
Because today is a holiday, AJ.
I love it. I love the positivity. I'm glad you guys are coming around. I've been trying to do this for 2 years.
Oh, fuck off. We're back in 4. We're going to take this show home. What?
It's a prime example. I'm trying to be positive, and you're just throwing vulgar comments my way.
We're back in 4. I apologize for that, AJ. Thank you.
It's not going to faze me. I'm going to just keep being positive, bud.
Well, that's the thing. Because I think everybody says toxicity, but really it's positivity that's radiating from you, isn't it?
Always.
He's a sack of shit. Though.
Yeah, absolute dirtbag.
And I think he would say that's what he's talking about, though, with the vulgar slurs, what you guys just said to him.
Well, maybe.
Well, it's true.
Call a spade
Stop
a
being
spade.
such a prick.
Well,
Okay.
a lot of things are being said about you right now. And I want to let you know, they all back you up in this side.
I don't need you. I don't need a backup.
I'm on your side, dude.
I like it. I like 1 against 9.
Oh, bunker mentality.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, it's
We're all on your team, dude, okay? Fuck it.
Yeah,
We're back in 4
jeez.
minutes. We'll answer some
That's
phone
right.
calls.
One big team. You're right, guys.
One team, one dream.
well. Then why don't you tell Pat he can fucking win the championship?
Team on 3. Yeah.
Oh, I'm
bye.
not on the team, and I'm not on his team for that one, no.
What's that all
But
about?
in life, in the show, and everything about it, I am 100%. I have your back.
That's
Hey,
life.
big team, little me, okay? And right now you're focusing on a lot of me instead of the team,
Bingo.
okay? Even though we'll get past it, though. Hands in, please. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Team.
Back in 4. See you then. Bye. Why is football the greatest sport on earth? And do you think football is the greatest sport on earth? And why do you like football?
That's a really deep question there, Pat.
I know. I think I'd get a good answer out of you, though. Like, I think you'd be able to talk about it in a way that I think a lot of people haven't because you've been at the pinnacle of it for so damn long and inside of it, and your brain is a pretty fantastic one. We've learned here over the last few weeks, obviously. Last few weeks, that's it. That's all the time we've learned that.
I think it's the greatest sport in the world for one main reason. It is a true team sport where it is damn near impossible for one person to dominate an entire game. And if you look at other team sports, basketball with 5 guys on the court, I think you've seen multiple players over the years. Maybe one player, or maybe 1 or 2 players on a squad be able to dominate and win championships. Baseball, you can have a dominant pitcher and win championships. Soccer, you can have a dominant forward and or goalie. That seems to be a little more of a team sport, but you don't have 11 players engaged at the same time on every play. It is truly a sport reliant on every player on the field to do their job in order to be successful. And I think that's why at times, certain star players can get maybe too much credit and maybe too much blame on the flip side, because it does take so many players at the same time in 3 phases to win football games. And I think that's the beauty and the draw of our sport, is that something new happens all the time, because you are literally dealing with 11 humans on the field at one time who all have lives outside of football, and there's distractions, there's a reliance on coaching, there's a reliance on preparation, there's a reliance on diet and performance. I just think there's so many facets to it that you see something new every single week, and I think that's the beauty in our game. When it comes to the love that I have for it, it's rooted, and I think like any player who's played for a long time, the love is not just about our sport, it's about competition. And I think there's nothing in the world for me that fills that need and that hole I have like competition. I think players who played for a long time at a high level, you have that need to be satiated competitively, and it's a love of going out there and going against guys and being in an environment where you know that nothing is guaranteed. And that's why I, at times, I've taken umbrage to people saying that it's easy, because it's not easy. It's never easy. And I think that's the beauty in our game, is that you see things new every single week. It's never easy. And your only thing you're guaranteed is the ability to compete. I love that aspect of it. I love competing. I love going out there and harnessing the fear of failure, where I think so many people who maybe don't love football as much, the root of that is a deep fear of failure, that you might go out there and your best might not be good enough, and that's not okay with you.
Welcome back. Hey, this is going to be a good one. I was excited about what we're about to do here as we're coming back onto air. Not only do we have Mitz Mock 4.0, AJ Hawk.
Yes.
Can't wait.
We got another episode of T4 coming up.
Come on.
We got phone calls on the 5-hour NG phone line, 1-833-4 McAfee. And also, hey, I'm up to something, dude.
I saw this start back up. I'm curious as to what this may be.
I know. A lot of people guessing, you know? What are the gifts all about on the tweets, dude? What are the gifts all about? What do those mean?
Are those breadcrumbs?
Are they? Are they little blues clues, as Steve would say?
Love little niblets.
Yeah,
yeah, and things you said on the show. Yeah, I'm piecing some things together.
Ooh. Oh, what's
Trying
that?
to throw people off.
You're doing a podcast
Well, that's the thing.
with David Pollock.
I had somebody from the media text me a prediction of what they thought maybe was happening and asked me if I could confirm it. And I was like, is that journalism? I don't know. I don't know if that's
What's going on
journalism.
here?
I don't know if that's journalism. You know what? You're right. You get to break all the news. Go ahead. Go ahead and give it a go, pal.
Run with it.
And this is interesting because I literally am the one who is the one doing all of the conversating. So everything would have to be just speculatory at this particular point of time.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that people are trying to guess, I am so incredibly honored, AJ. Hey, I am so incredibly honored. It is awesome right now. We are having a good time.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not, I'm very lucky to be in the position to make the decisions. And someday we'll look back on all the decisions that get made, and they will be judged accordingly, as they should be, by the way. Please, I would like the resume to state what the resume states and judge it however it goes in time. And I have to think about that with all of it. But any of this happens without this toxic guy right here, AJ Hawk, without that cowboy right there, Tone Diggs, Boston Connor, goddamn you electrifying son of a bitch, Ty Schmidt, hysterical human being, Frankie Moraldo, who is absolutely wonderful on the ones and twos, Viva Lazito juggling plates back there. Evan Foxy, not only being an H&M model on the Instagram, but also cutting cameras and editing stuff. Bubba Gimp, Pino back there, cutting clips to put onto the Twitter whenever we're live. Billy, Bruce, Brian, everybody that we get a chance to work with on a daily basis has been a part of all of this. And I'm very lucky to be in the position that I'm in because of all of your incredible hard work. But we have some fucking cool things coming down the pipe right now, AJ.
Hell yeah!
Thank you, Pat.
I thought you were about to announce something.
No.
It would have been a good start to.
I'm up to something.
No, come on, dude.
I am up to something.
Hey, some of these
You're
predictions,
always technically up to something.
some of these predictions you get are pretty incredible too. I like to see what people think that you will be doing.
Yeah, it's interesting. You can tell the people that are kind of newer to the show
Sure.
when they give their predictions. Like, oh, you don't know yet. Yeah, there's no way I would do that. Come on.
If you don't deny what these reporters tell you, then it's true. Then they can run with it.
I know, it's interesting. It's like a couple years ago whenever I was up to something. You know, it is up to something season.
It is up to something season.
It is up to something season. It seems to be a trend here over the last couple of years, up to something happens around this time, which is great for the offseason, by the way.
Hell yeah.
And I would assume something's happened for more people like year-round. But for us, hey, when it's football season, you might as well. You might as well just not even try to even extend a hand for conversation.
Yeah.
Nope.
That is 100 miles an hour every single day. And that's the drawback to me being the decision maker and everything like that. But with that being said, the off seasons are a great time having conversations.
You're like the Pittsburgh Steelers. When the seasons come, it's football season. We'll negotiate in the offseason.
Yeah,
okay?
excuse me. That's up to something season?
Yeah,
exactly. You need to reserve this conversation for up to something season because that falls around draft season, sir.
Well, and this year we have a brand new season, which is going to be new office season, which is
Oh,
also
my God.
going to be unbelievable, too.
Oh, my God. That's coming together, too. What's the name of it? Oh, we don't know.
TBD.
We don't know. TBD.
Wait, you changing it again?
I don't know if I've gone all the way to Thunderdome yet. You know, Dirty's back there working, putting together his incredible. He has added so much to the show, but his
What's wrong with the igloo?
Thunderdome,
Thunderdome,
yeah,
dude.
Thunderdome.
You're not
Hey,
allowed
welcome to the Thunderdome, dude.
You're not allowed to say igloo anymore either. So
Why not?
No, that's a different word. I almost just said it, but I didn't. I stopped myself.
What are you even talking about? I don't even know what you guys are referring
These guys.
to.
Happening.
Whoa.
Inuit, the people who live in igloos, is what he's referring to. Is that you can't refer to them.
I believe the proper term is Inuit.
Correct.
Exactly.
I believe. Thank you. Let's have a little respect. Igloos are very much a thing that has existed.
okay.
Yeah,
people
igloo
build them.
coolers, dude. Come on, you
igloos are
kidding
cool,
me?
Yeah.
dude. Igloos are cool.
Civic Arena.
Boom, the igloo, which is probably the main inspo if we're doing internet for the igloo, and it's being cool. But every time somebody sits down, we literally say, "Welcome to the Thunderdome, dude." You know, as right before we go live. Right before we go live, they sit in here, "Hey, welcome to the Thunderdome, dude," and they have to look at everybody just kind of sitting around them. Like that has to be so intimidating. The way we set this up is terrible. Like we have to do this differently at the next studio, and we'll do that. But the Thunderdome just sounds good.
The igloos they're generally a cold atmosphere,
Yeah,
and
it's
we're
cold.
a very warm and welcoming atmosphere.
Oh,
Because it
electric
doesn't. I mean, there is winter thunder, but not very often. It's normally a warm atmosphere when there's thunder.
in the thunder roll,
Heat thunder, more likely.
in the lightning strikes.
You should get Garth to cut the ribbon when you open it up.
No, I want the other guy. I want the
Chris Gaines. Absolutely.
Yeah, give me Gaines in there.
I think Garth killed Chris, though.
What?
Oh, 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. That's perfect.
That's the thunder.
Garth and Chris, or the Thunderdome?
Both.
When
Garth
did Garth?
fought Chris
What
in
if Chris
Thunderdome.
opens for Garth?
It'd be awesome, dude. Garth sold Lucas Oil Stadium 45 times straight in one weekend.
Yeah.
Garth
Still does it.
Garth just sells out every single stadium in every single place, all by himself, just with his fucking guitar.
Yeah.
What a showman that guy is. I don't think he's as good of a showman as goddamn Joe Walsh.
Oh, Joe Walsh, of course.
Because I seen him front row. He was really the only one I could see from where I was sitting at. Because, front row at a concert, only did it one time. It was for that legendary evening.
The Eagles.
Yes, obviously. And the only person I could see was Joe Walsh. And I watched him, and boy, he was a fucking showman. I don't know if Garth got Joe
He's
Walsh.
not coming to Indianapolis. He's going to Cincy and South Bend.
Who, Garth?
Yeah.
He's selling out the Bengals jungle, and then he's selling out the Notre Dame Stadium.
Notre Dame Stadium and Paul Brown Stadium, yeah.
He did Notre Dame Stadium on NBC a couple years ago. Did you ever see that?
No, he does Notre Dame all the time, though, I know.
He's got his own station on Sirius now. He was telling a story about it. I'm listening to the radio. I'm like, damn, I love these songs. And his wife said, well, honey, you programmed it. All your favorite songs.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Let's go to the phones.
I like that.
We'll
Yearwood, right? Yeah, she's a singer.
We'll go to the phones.
I like that.
What about
He's
Chris
got a good
Angel?
Facebook page,
I
I
like
think,
that
too.
about Garth.
What does Chris Angel have to do with the Thunderdome?
Well, all this year talk about Chris. I was like, well, what if Chris Angel came off the roof of the Thunderdome
Has
and cut
to.
the ribbon?
In football pads.
What if he lives on top of the dome?
Wow, I don't think we can afford that at this stage of the game with Chris Angel where he's at.
Could get David Blaine to do that.
Well, he would have to then take off in those balloons. Anyways, let's get back to the show, okay? And I am up to something. I'm very thankful for everybody. And there's a rather large announcement coming at some point that's in the future.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Near future or future?
Well, that's the thing. I was thinking about while I was laying out that answer there. I was trying to figure out when it would come. Anyways, it's time for the show that's been sweeping the sports globe. Ladies and gentlemen, there's only one man that can break down any type of competition that is taking place, and that is the host of T4, which stands for Tony Bucket's Tournament Tasty Tournament Talk.
Hell yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tone Day. Season 3, Episode 5. You do not deserve that lackluster intro. This is Tone's Tasty Tournament Talk, and I can't wait for this one.
Thank you, friends, for coming. Okay, there's a couple series we don't have to worry about anymore. Miami's up 2-0 on the Hawks. Jimmy Bucket's 45. We talked about it. Hawks are dead.
Dead.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Philly's up 2-0 on Toronto Raptors.
These are best of sevens?
Best of sevens.
Okay.
They play tonight. Philly's only a 1.5 favorite, even though they have dominated. Matthias Thybulle, though, cannot play in Canada because he's unvaccinated. But I'm pretty sure we can rule that series fucking dead.
Yikes.
Dead.
What's wrong?
Well, the vaccine's coming into play.
Okay.
Yeah. COVID. This means COVID still happens. When we, just the other day.
Yeah.
We're the face of that.
That's Canada. It's a different state. We're fine. The new favorites on FanDuel Sportsbook to win the NBA championship and hoist the Larry O'Brien trophy. Golden State is up 2-0 on Denver. That one's dead.
Golden State's the favorites?
They are now the favorites. The Suns were, but last night Devin Booker got a hammy.
No, why are you saying it like that? That's devastating.
I love Devin Booker. I love Devin Booker.
He showed up on like 24s in a cutlass, I believe.
Yeah, Kendall Jenner. Love Devin Booker. Big Devin Booker guy.
He gave a pound to a baby.
That was really cool.
Unlikely for game 3 and 4.
Unlikely for game 3 and 4. So they are no longer fans.
Why do the Phoenix Suns always get cursed?
Always.
Why is this like they're snake bitten?
Always.
It's unbelievable.
Normally it's Chris Paul gets hurt. This time it's Devin Booker, which is not good. They are going against Pelicans. Hopefully they're still all right.
Is Zion playing?
No.
What?
Hey, AJ, what's the deal with that?
I have no clue. It makes zero sense to me. Why is he doing these dunks if he's not playing?
He wants to play allegedly. Why is he not playing?
Mm-hmm.
What's the deal? Well, maybe the team says we're good. We don't need him.
What if are they saying, hey, we're worried about your long-term future here with us? And he's like, there is no long-term. I'm not going to be here.
Yeah, they should play him.
Yeah, you play me now because I'm bouncing. Okay? I'm bouncing right after this fucking tournament run. When I put a triple-double. Isn't he like a triple-double king, that guy? Yes.
He shot like 65% from the field.
Yeah.
And he broke a bunch of records when he was like 20.
And now he's been called a bust by everybody. And it's like he wants to play. They won't play him. Is he not good enough to play for the Pelicans? Are the Pelicans going to beat the Suns?
That'd be Brandon Ingram went for 36 or 37 last night. I mean,
CJ McCollum, dog.
CJ McCollum, dog. The Suns are still very good. I mean, they did make it to the championship last year. Hopefully, they'll be all right. Speaking of injuries, Luka just came out and he said, "I'll play through the pain as long as there's no risk of re-injuring it." He'll probably be back for game 3. That's Mavs in Utah.
Is he the calf?
Fuck yeah, he does have a calf. Not the cow, but he's got a calf injury.
Oh, I get it. No, there's always a risk, right?
There's always if you pull a muscle, there's definitely a risk that you're going to pull it worse or again.
We must be misunderstanding.
Maybe he might be misunderstanding because he's not. English, I don't think, is his first language.
Different doctors.
Bucks are up 1-0. They play the Bulls tonight. They're 10-point favorites. I can't remember if the Bulls are your team or the Bucks are your team.
Bulls are my team, but if they lose, then Bucks are going to come.
So that might be done tonight.
Crusoe show, baby.
The Sixers we talked about tonight. And the final one. The Nets go into the Garden. 3.5-point puppies. You talked about a couple dogs on that team. They're dogs tonight going into Boston. 1-point victory in the first game. It was tight. It was back and forth. The boys go again tonight. Probably the most watched first-round game probably in the last decade is probably going to be tonight. Nets, Celtics, pump for it.
What time is it?
That's tonight.
7 o'clock.
Nailed it. 7 o'clock.
That's the game there.
On what? Is this ESPN or TNT?
Finding it.
Probably TNT.
Calculating.
TNT.
I have one of those smart TVs. It's difficult to. I mean, come on. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Tuesdays
it's
are the
TNT.
Left
Okay,
TNT. Here we go.
Left go.
Here we go.
Bulls in Milwaukee also at TNT. Toronto Sixers are on NBA TV. Take it, Canada.
I like that. I like it that it's. Hey, great T4.
Yeah,
by the way.
hey, baby Tony.
That was really good work. I learned a lot there. I like that they have games on at the same time. They're like now live on NBA TV. It feels a little March Madness-y.
It does, doesn't it?
I can flip over if I want to. I can go over that other game. Oh, Memphis is fucking killing them.
What is NBA TV?
It's just like NHL Network. I believe it's actually in partnership with the
It's an
MLB.
app? Is it just a streaming app?
It's also on your TV as well.
Yeah, I think it's on most TVs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like if you buy the
TV.
sports package, it will probably be on.
What, you don't support? You don't support former players that are on NBA TV, dude? You don't want?
What's that
I
about?
definitely support any former player. I just haven't stumbled across NBA TV.
Me neither, but I've thought about it the last couple of days because it says on the upper right corner, now on NBA TV, and it was Memphis, I believe, and John Morant's on that team. So I actually thought about going over there. I found out that I did have it, decided to stay on the game that I was watching.
Okay. Okay, but you had the option.
Yeah, but I have not been there yet, but I would like to let everybody know. I thought about it. I was very close. Probably going to dabble in the next couple of days.
They have this cool thing on the Oculus too. You can sit courtside and watch the game from there.
No way.
In
What?
the Oculus, yeah.
Are you on the wood?
Yeah, you're on the wood.
Wow.
That's pretty sweet.
AJ, that could be you, dude.
I might have to do that. Can I dial that up on my Oculus, Connor?
Yeah, absolutely. Although you don't really support former players doing anything, so I don't think you probably will.
But he does love going into virtual reality and sitting on the
Yeah,
wall.
front row seat.
Watch him in the corner of the hotel room.
You're on the wood, dude. What's going on, Ted?
I forgot. Can I do post credits for the T4? I forgot.
Oh, I love like what Jackie Chan used to do for his movies.
Speaking of movies and speaking of former players, what Adam McKay is doing to Jerry West is fucking despicable. I've heard from many other people who covered the game in that era, as I did, that it was not an accurate representation, and it's kind of glorified to make the show better. But Jerry West is not having it anymore. He's given Adam McKay 2 weeks to apologize.
Okay, so that was big time news. Shout out to
Did he really give him 2 weeks?
Legion Hoops. I do not know about the 2 weeks, but T4 has probably dove into that because he knew that was a part of Tasty
Thought I heard
Tournament
that
Talk.
somewhere.
He thought he heard that somewhere, so probably not. Okay, Jerry West, though, has demanded an apology and retraction for the way he has been depicted in HBO's Winning Time about the Lakers. Oh my, says Legion Hoops. A great follow, by the way, Legion Hoops.
Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm. A great follow. This is awesome because if you do watch Winning Time, which my wife and I have watched this, it is actually pretty fascinating. Jerry West does come off as a little bit of an aggressive hayseed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
big time.
He seems miserable in this show.
Yes, and also he comes back with like a fishing hat at one point, like, hey, like obviously he just got done fishing. And to be honest, Jerry West is a legend at West Virginia, where I went to school. Jerry West is the logo. I knew his son, Johnny West, at West Virginia. Cool dude, cool kid, very cool guy. So I didn't really know who Jerry West was, though. So Winning Time was my introduction to Jerry West. I don't necessarily I didn't hate him. I understood. I thought like super competitive coach guy. This is what this would be. Player. This is exactly what it would be. But I like the fact that Jerry West said, no, that ain't me. That ain't deep enough. And then also, Abdul-Jabbar also came out pissed off because he does come off as a little bit of a standoffish person that doesn't like people. And he gave his judgment and assessment in a Yelp review style. I'll start with the bland characterizations. The characters are crude stick figure representations that resemble real people the way Lego Han Solo resembles Harrison Ford, Abdul-Jabbar wrote. Each character is reduced to a single bold trait as if the writers were afraid anything more complex would tax the viewer's comprehension. Jerry Buss is an egomaniac entrepreneur. Jerry West is a crazed coach. Magic Johnson is sexual simpleton. I'm the pompous prick. They are caricatures, not characters. Abdul-Jabbar also derived the show for lacking humor and did not find the frequent convention of characters breaking the fourth wall to be insightful or funny, concluding, it never held my interest enough for me to care, let alone be outraged. This is via SportsIllustrated.com. Incredible deep review. By the way, I learned that from watching Winning Time. Abdul-Jabbar is a very deep thinking person. Mm-hmm. I learned that from that. So I would assume that would be his response. But anytime something like this happens, we always wonder how the other characters feel about it. In this case, they're like, this is fucking terrible. And we would like to be at least acknowledged for that.
That's the first thing I thought of with all of it. When I see Jerry West, I'm like, all right, Jerry West has to despise this representation of himself. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as well. And then some of the other players on the team, too, who we may not know as well. They're representing real people. Those guys are probably pissed, too. But also, Kareem, do we have 3,000 hours of a show to try to create every backstory and every single aspect of every character. I don't think we have the time.
Well, yeah, we don't have the time, and we would
Try
like
to be entertaining.
Hey, we would like to learn about the story a little bit more, and it's not cool that you are on the receiving end of it. We do apologize, but we appreciate for being a part of it because the pompous prick, actually a pretty good character.
Yeah.
Need that character in the entire story, Hollywood-wise, real person. They Hollywoodized it, I assume, is what he's saying.
That would suck, though, Pat. Think about it. If for a lot of those guys, like Jerry West and Kareem, at least, people that watch the show, that is who that person is to them. To the majority of people that watch it, like, oh, it's basically a documentary to them watching.
1,000,000%. That's what I'm saying. Like, I knew of Jerry West for a long time. After watching Winning Time, I just completely matched everything I knew about him with that attitude.
Yeah.
And that was who Jerry West was in my head. It was like, okay, that's a fascinating thing as we roll forward with more stories and more content and more things coming out. What would be portrayed as documentary? What would be portrayed as based off of?
Well, yeah, at this point, like, at any time there's like a biopic about someone famous as a movie, like the family's estate of the person is always like, this is bullshit. Like, this isn't what it was like. I mean, it just always happens now. So it's damn entertaining, though.
I enjoy the Winning Time.
Yeah. Except Kurt Warner. They nailed that one.
Because he made it himself.
What's everybody? Happy 420.
Yeah, happy 420.
John C. Reilly's awesome.
Hey, Orlovsky actually, he is, by the way. And
Is that the one that Will Ferrell had a falling out because he wanted to play Jerry Buss?
Yeah.
Bingo.
Got it. So he and Adam McKay now are not partners or friends?
Not friends.
Dead.
Just think about this, though. Like, Will Ferrell, Southern California guy, went to USC, basketball fan.
Oh, massive
Loves the
Lakers.
McKay is like his writing guy. It's like playing Jerry Buss is awesome. That is an awesome character to be playing, especially the way they had it written. Who knows what's real and what is it nowadays? You know, with the way Jerry West is acting. I don't know if that's what Doc Jerry Buss was like or not, but it seems like people who wrote that wanted people to know Jerry Buss, one of the biggest outlaws in history.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he is a wild man out there living his life.
He's like the best character on the show, I'd say.
Superstar making character.
Yeah, and Kareem, they probably like humanize him more than anybody else on the show because they show him like how he changed his name to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with his family and how like he's had that sit down with Magic Johnson's dad, and I think the most recent episode, like Kareem's probably the last one that should be upset about it.
Hey, it's worth watching though.
Yeah.
I think if you're not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Right?
Yeah,
you know, or Jerry West,
or
Imagine how mad Jerry gets.
how mad he actually.
Jerry probably throws bowling balls at the TV because he's already a little bit on edge, it seems like, from the show, and then he watches the show.
See, now you're judging him off of the show.
He's exactly right.
Yeah, see, that's what you just did. We're talking about that's the problem.
I know. I'm trying to teach people not to do this. As soon as I say not as I do.
Kareem also might need to relax a little bit. He just did an episode of Dave Little Dicky's show last season, so I don't know if
he did
a
celebrity
little bit of
diving
double
too.
standard here.
Kareem's an incredible actor.
Yeah, he did Dave though, and he's a massive prick in the episode. So he's almost feeding into his depiction on Winning Time.
I didn't see the Dave episode. I watched season 1, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of cheeks.
Yeah.
A lot of cheeks.
About
Way too much
45
butt
cheeks.
minutes too much of butt cheeks.
Yeah.
in
What
there.
is Dave?
And they doubled down on season 2.
What? Dude, welcome to the modern world, dude.
Oh, AJ
Dicky,
will love it.
dude.
Little Dicky, you
Oh,
would
yeah.
love it.
You would
You
love
would
it.
love
Yeah.
it.
Oh.
There's less cheeks in season 2, but instead of putting them like consistently in every episode, there's just one episode where it's just 30 minutes of cheeks.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna have that.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of cheeks,
That's Hulu.
Did you watch Jackass yet? Speaking of cheeks,
I seen Steve-O's penis on JB's Twitter.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I can't believe
Did he
JB.
smash it down or something?
He had a bunch of bees on it, and it was
oh
like
yeah, they did. Yeah.
they still got their fastball, I guess. But JB posted.
good.
I was just scrolling.
You haven't seen any scenes with Poopies in it?
Who's that?
Poopies steals the show.
I don't know who Poopies is. I have not
You will.
seen it.
You will. We all will soon. Poopies is on his way up, man. I'm telling you.
Hold on. I got an email yesterday that I have to forward.
Oh, we got to get Poopies on here. Is he
No,
trying to get
speaking of
on the show?
poopies. No. Speaking of poopies, we have to.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. I gotta forward this to you.
To me?
No, to Zito to play. Copy link. Here we go. Have to do this. Speaking of poopies, have to. Zito, I'm sending you a link right now.
You don't know who Poopies is.
I don't know who Poopies is. But this is 2 days in a row now where you've brought up toilets and pooping and everything like that. Yesterday we learned of the toilet bowl cleansers.
That's right.
Originally, the toilet seat boys in AJ's mind was actually the toilet bowl.
It's probably a better name now that I think about it.
Toilet seat boys or the toilet bowl cleansers?
Toilet seat boys sounds much cooler.
I mean, TSB. Really,
Yeah, that's sweet.
It does roll. But anyways, they were the TBC, okay? The toilet bowl cleansers or cleaners, whatever they were.
Yeah.
And they made a song about poop and fingernails that had captivated the Hawk House. AJ actually, in his first thought of thinking of music as a whole, and whenever you hear the word music, a lot of people think of a lot of different things. AJ's first thought when he heard the music was "Poop in My Fingernails" by the Toilet Seat Boys. And that was because his whole family fell in love with this song. He listens to it in the car. He listens to it in the living room. It is now a song that he sings. It was from 2015, we had learned, and it was insane. Follow up, the person that wrote that song has written 22,999 other songs.
My God.
23,000 songs written. One of them, guess what, believe it or not, probably how this whole thing started, is about AJ Hawk.
What?
Shut up.
This is from the Toilet Seat Bowls, also our cleaners, the Toilet Seat Boys, also known as the
From today or yesterday or what?
Toilet Bowl Cleaners. This song is called AJ Hawk Will Stalk You or something like that. Please, can we play
Is
this?
this a response to yesterday?
No, this is old news. Is there a
real?
video with this or no? What's it called?
AJ Hawk is gonna stalk you. Is AJ Hawk
Who
is
made
gonna
this?
The Toilet Boys.
you. If you somehow manage to catch the ball, you won't pick up any yards after the catch.
I don't get it.
It's gonna stop
He's gonna bring you down right away.
Yep.
AJ
Okay,
Hawk
let's
is
pause.
gonna-
So you never heard that song before?
Okay, no. What is that's a song?
How did you
calling
never
it a
hear that song before? That was on the internet. You're the most toxic person of all time. That is a song. How did you?
From your favorite band.
That guy. Yeah. That guy had to have been in your Rolodex of life before. Were you the one that introduced your kids to the Toilet Seat Boys?
No, I learned of the Toilet Seat Boys. I told you about a week ago, and then 2 days ago
they
they
know
played
you.
it in the car for
Are
me.
you the
That's why it
actual
was fresh in my brain.
songwriter? Are you writing these songs?
Alongside Matt Farley?
I mean, as Pat said, they have bars. They're pretty legit, so maybe I am ghostwriting.
I guess the guy's a big Packers fan. I didn't know that. The poopy fingernails guy, massive Packers fan.
Yeah.
Sang a song about AJ. He has
Talented people everywhere, man.
he has 23,000 songs. I'm assuming a lot of them haven't been heard.
Was
which
released
is
in
a problem.
2011. Bill just sent it.
The AJ Hawk one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right after the Super Bowl.
So you, how you
That
had
doesn't really make sense, does it? I'll stalk you?
Well,
Yeah,
to-
on the field, dude.
On the
Yeah.
field, yeah, and it rhymes with Hawk, clearly. 23,000
Stock Hawk.
songs, dude. Come on. We got
Pretty
words.
simple. Right.
Sweet.
What do you, whoa.
Thank you.
Don't you take a shot at this guy.
I didn't.
Yeah, you kind of did
But
that.
I'm saying when you write 23,000, you gotta keep it simple.
You gotta sacrifice some things.
Mm-hmm.
Wordplay, it's gonna be tough.
Sure.
Hawk, what's the first word to rhyme?
Stock.
Gotta throw some rocks.
Jaw like raw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jocks. He's a big jock.
Yeah.
He is a big jock.
But he made it sound so good. Congrats to you having a song from the same guy that had poop in my fingernails, the banger, and the one that has
Thank you.
captivated your kids. I hope that makes you more popular. Speaking of kids that are more popular, this guy deserves a lot more praise because we're heading into just 8 days away from the draft spectacular and the NFL draft happening. And our office this year officially has a mock draft expert.
Oh, yeah.
This guy rose through the ranks quicker than the smoke on 420 or in his life every single day. This guy put his mind to work, not watching highlights, but watching film, transforming himself into somebody that is to be taken seriously in this entire mock draft game. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Mitz Mock 4.0. Way to go. Good celebration. Hey, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Great fade. You got a good fade.
Sweet haircut, too, man.
Yeah, he's got a good haircut. Just came through today. AJ said, great haircut. You couldn't hear him.
Thank you, AJ.
You're muted. You're muted.
no.
You're muted. Still muted. Nick wants to hold you back, man.
Schrager's had 3 offensive tackles in the top 10. I'm curious to see if Mitt has them.
Well, that's the thing. Like, Mitt respects, I think, Schrager's game. I
Yeah.
think,
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
After seeing what Schrager's did, I don't know if that's going to affect anything for Mitt. Do we have Mitt's mic on? Mitt?
Let's see. Yep, we're here.
Hey,
We're hot.
whenever you saw Schrager's mock today, did that affect your thoughts on your Mitz Mock 4.0 that you had already submitted? He had already submitted to be graphicked by Dirty.
So I did take Schrager's mock into account. Schrager's mock was released yesterday. I was right on that. It was released yesterday morning, so I had a lot of time to actually take that into account. I did pull some things from Schrager's. I'm not going to say what exactly. I do love Schrager's opinion on. I think he's very tapped in. I also looked at a couple other mocks. Daniel Jeremiah, Moose Sticks.
What?
And Zeus.
Yeah, CBS Sports. I was looking at them. I was looking all around, so I pulled some things from some people. But
so this is a game of who do you trust with what information?
Yeah, that's really what the draft is. It's all smokescreen.
Okay, and you know that because you just have been there, done that before.
Oh yeah. Grew up in the NFL locker room, basically.
So what are we even talking about?
Exactly.
Well, let's get right into it. It's the 4.0 version. Number 1 overall, Aiden Hutchinson. I believe this is a change from 3.0. You go back to Aiden Hutchinson at 1, Thibodeaux at 2, Evan Neal at 3, Sauce rounds out your top 4. Had some changes from last week, Mitt. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I don't know why I really ever put Hutchinson out of the top spot. He's been the clear-cut number 1. I know Schrager's came on and said that that's not really the case right now.
Oh, no.
And Schrager's didn't have him in there. But he was a Heisman candidate for most of the year. He was the best player for that position, rushing the passer. I mean, I just think it's a clear-cut one.
Yeah, and then Thibodeaux, he's been moving around on everybody's draft board. What's that all about? Well, you got him up at 2 with MCDC.
Whoa. Yeah. Well, I was reading some reports from his pro day, and MCDC was coming out and talking a bunch of noise about how he's looking good.
Oh, really?
He can ball, man. He can ball, man. He's a football guy.
AJ said might be a smokescreen. You just said it's smokescreen season.
Yeah, see, that's why I gotta trust the coaches here, I think. I can't really trust a lot of the insiders here because they're getting information from agents, and who knows who's playing games here. The coaches are the ones that you could probably trust the most.
So you think the coaches don't lie throughout the entire process, or at least lie the least through the entire process?
I think the coaches probably lie the least. I would not say they don't lie, though. They are definitely playing the game. We're playing some poker here.
Yes, but the coaches seem to be a little bit more forthcoming than others. So whenever they speak, it's a big fucking deal.
Yes, and because really their jobs aren't as much on the line as like scouts and GMs and stuff like that.
When it comes to the draft.
So when it comes to drafting players, yeah.
Yeah, and also coaches probably feel like you give us a worse player and we make him much better. Our value's actually going up. Interesting dynamic on trying to make a team better, especially for some places that don't even listen to the coach's opinions, which does happen in there. Now let's go to Sauce Gardner at 4. Travon Walker drops all the way to 5. Kenny Pickett still at 6 to the Panthers. A lot of people have that. Charles Cross, you and Schrager, same thing right there.
Yeah, I have. I started to watch a little offensive line film, and I did have a big switch. Yeah, I had a big switch here. The Houston Texans taking Evan Neal, best tackle in my opinion on the board, and then the Giants need to get a tackle. They also need a pass rusher, so that's why I gave him. I got him Walker falling to him, so they got lucky there, and then Cross. I liked the pick from Schrager's. He had him going. He got him going at 5. I was like, oh well, he's still here, so I might as well take him.
Okay, Matt Corral, top 10. Congratulations, wow. Matt Corral going to Atlanta.
Dude,
hey, that's the big one. Matt Corral just heard for the first time, I think, that he's going top 10. Good for him, and that's coming from Mitz Mock. Why is this, man?
Really, because the Marcus Mariota signing. I think they're going to run a lot of RPOs. Matt Corral ran only RPOs in college. Matt Corral looked really impressive, like running the RPOs. I mean, he had, I think, it's like 75% conversion rate on RPOs, which was some stat that I have no idea how they came up with. But I mean,
it tells the story a lot better. Yeah, it's absolutely a stat. Matt Corral, though, you're just because they run RPO offense, you think Matt Corral's going to go all the way up there above? Like Malik Willis, do you not? He's going above Malik in that style of offense, right? Isn't Malik an athlete? He's like the best pure. Why? You have to have inside information on why Matt Corral is all the way up in your top 8 here.
I've just been hearing a bunch of buzz about Matt Corral impressing people in the interviews. with his recall and all that stuff. I haven't heard the same thing about Malik Willis. I have not heard the recall word used with Malik Willis, so I know that's a big thing.
No, we've heard that. We've heard that. You're listening to different folks. Drake London, 10 overall to the Jets. Good for Drake London. Let's dive into the 11 through 16. Derek Stingley going to the Minnesota Vikings. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you like that as well.
That is one of my favorite picks, and that's one that I'm going to be locked in on. The Vikings DB coach was Derek Stingley's the defensive coordinator at LSU the year they won the national championship. So I am locked in on that.
They get along very well. The Ohio State wide receivers go 11 and 13 in your draft. How come?
There's been a lot of hype about them, and for some reason, I just think the Texans are going to stick with their pick here, go with a receiver, go with a playmaker. They have 2 picks inside the top 15, so let's just bump up that whole offense.
Jermaine Johnson goes to Baltimore in those exotics. He's going to be great in there. Jameson Williams coming off an ACL, and then Kyle Hamilton at 16.
This Jameson Williams pick is the big one. I think that with the Deebo news coming out, Deebo's getting traded. I think that he might be going to the Eagles. They might be selling out. They have 2 first rounders. They have one just right outside of this, actually, at 18. So 2 first rounders for Deebo. Get another offensive weapon in there.
Maybe. All right, thank you, Mitt. That was incredible.
Thank you.
Can't wait for next week. Obviously, there's a lot on the line for you and every other mock drafter. If you win, remember, what is it, $20,000?
Yeah.
Let's go, Mitt. Good luck out there. We got to get a scoring system. All right, this show's wrapping up. This glorious 420. Happy laugh day to everybody. Hope it was fantastic. I'm sorry the show was the show, but we'll probably do it again tomorrow. Thanks to everybody that stopped by. AJ, anything to say to the Sirius XM listeners before Chris Mad Dog Russo, who had a hell of a performance this morning on First Take?
Happy birthday, Shregs.
Happy
Connor
birthday.
yesterday and Phil yesterday.
And happy birthday. Happy
birthday, guys.
Happy birthday, Shregs. Happy birthday, everybody.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Everybody.
Happy birthday, Utah. Hey, Todd, what you learned today, you think?
You know what? I learned Packers are probably going to get either Deebo or Tyler Lockett, so I'm pretty jacked up.
Connor, what you learned today? Anything sweet?
Patriots are going back to the Super Bowl. Shout out Ninkovich.
No.
Yeah.
Is that what you heard?
1,000%, yeah.
Tone, what you learned today?
I learned the Patriots are not getting Deebo Samuel.
Wow. What? Who will get Deebo Samuel? We'll keep our ear to the ground and our eyes on the internet. We're back tomorrow in 21 hours. Chris Mad Dog Russo is next. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Too much time.
A lot of time.
It's like a 4-corner offense.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Let's get and pass this thing around, run down the shot clock.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Buzzer beater.
Boom. Like Kyrie's going to have tonight.
Like Tatum had game 1.
No, that was a layup. That was just a layup.
You going first bucket?
It was,
You got
it
first
did-
bucket in that game. You going first bucket? You going method of first
Kyrie,
bucket?
Kyrie.
Kyrie
Free throw, already locked it in.
Oh.
It's not going to be a free throw, dude.
What, you think he's just going to shake everybody, go to the hole, and get fouled really hard to set the tone?
Oh, what if it's an
I hope that happens
and
in his game 1. Yeah.
What if that is the first play of the game?
Might be.
They did win the tip in game 1. And
That's
then
huge.
KD missed a shot.
It was like plus
God,
9.
I had KD. Did he really?
got him
And then
Every play.
Jason Tatum got fouled, and it was Jason Tatum free
Oh, fuck. KD doesn't miss shots, dude. Well,
Right
I
off
guess
the
there's
bat.
a stat that he does.
That's a fun thing to bet on, though. That's a cool thing to have.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's good
Very
time.
fun.
I would take Jalen Brown tonight.
Okay, but what if they lose the tip?
Hey, you guys, did you guys watch the whole Lakers
Still possible.
program?
Winning time?
Like all of the episodes?
Yeah.
I haven't caught up. I missed the last one.
I'm not far enough, though. Old buddy, first off, how did he wreck his bike, and does he come through?
The head coach,
Yeah.
the brakes fell off.
Is that what happened?
whoa,
Look,
whoa,
he had a
whoa,
close-
whoa, whoa.
You said how?
Connor, I didn't understand.
Yeah,
he had a
but don't
close
ask.
call, and then all of a sudden he crashes 10 seconds later.
I know, like, by the way, I've stopped exactly where you're at.
He's an old man.
Yeah, but
He hit the front. He hit the front brake. Probably that's why he went over the front handle.
Yeah, had to have been if the bike was behind him. But that'll get you every single time. Just all you need is a little sticky on that left one.
Yeah.
And that was the old days. You know what I mean? A lot of hills in Pittsburgh.
I mean, he's riding his bike through L.A., right? Is there a lot of bike riding out there?
Well, he was right in the middle of the road.
AJ, the good news is he was a real guy, and that really happened. So you can find out.
I haven't looked at. Usually, I do look when I watch shows. I like to look them up and see what happened, but I have not with this one.
Well, good. That's how you're supposed to, do it. Why would you just?
No, I like knowing what happened sometimes before.
Okay. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get the
Why?
spoiler
I don't understand it. My wife does the same thing.
Zito does
Zito's-
that too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, read the last page.
It's usually as I'm watching.
Zito goes and looks at the spoilers before he goes to see the movie.
My wife just hates like surprise. Anything like she just wants to. You know what I mean?
I do it with
love
shows like this that are like somewhat based on historical events because I'd like to see how different they tell it from what's allegedly actually happened. I won't do it
you
with
wanna
like
judge, you wanna
yeah, I
judge.
won't do it with like a fiction story.
That's probably the right way to do it. By the way, that's like doing your own research and stuff like that. Because just like Jerry West, that was Jerry West.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I knew nothing about who he
Just
was.
like what Reinsdorf with the Bulls, how he, even though that was a docu-series, but
yeah, Larry Krause.
Sean Payton with his documentary that's out there. I don't know if he's
Larry Krause. Larry Krause is his brother.
His brother, yeah.
Who's Reinsdorf?
Assistant GM.
Reinsdorf's the owner.
Yeah.
That's
On the
right.
White Sox as well.
Hey, what's that Reinsdorf deal? That's what you would normally say there.
No, but do we know? Like I said, though, is Sean Payton happy with his depiction of in that documentary?
Yeah, he was in it. Of course, he's happy.
Yeah,
with
he was.
it.
We don't know spoilers, but he makes an appearance.
He didn't
He's
get
very
final
good.
editing though.
He needs an Emmy for that appearance.
He does.
He's really good. What's he doing? Just golfing, chilling, living for a year, and then coming back coaching? He says he's doing studio work, but he doesn't want to make the announcement. He wants the studio to do the announcement. Who's that for?
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome.
It better be Fox. They lost
Sports
freaking
Grid,
everybody
maybe.
this year.
Well, maybe sports.
Not in the
Grid-
studio, they didn't.
What's that?
Well, they lost.
Fox's studio people are still there.
Yeah, you're right. NFL Sunday still. Fox NFL
Yeah.
Sunday still there.
Yeah, those studios. My bad.
Is that what he's thinking?
They have not announced the number one sidekick for Burkhardt yet.
What are they doing? You think they're really?
Sean Payton or Greg Olson, isn't it?
Got to be Greg.
Hey, I heard Gus doing basketball the other day.
Great.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Who does he work? He works for Fox, so he could do TNT. How's that work?
They made an announcement. We looked into it. They made an announcement that they were agreeing on a deal or whatever, Fox and Turner, which was awesome.
Gus should announce the match with A-Rod and Tom Brady and all that.
Yes, if you're going to get him over there, get him over there.
Yeah.
He'd have some good questions for him.
Yes, I am in favor of more Gus Johnson.
Love Gus.
Love Gus. By the way, there's so many gifs of him just being like the coolest dude of all time.
I mean, not to mention last year, pick him up and put him down.
Yeah.
During the game.
Absolutely. Oh, what a life. Hey, let's go to some phone calls, huh?
Hell yeah.
Update from the internet. I'm getting breaking news on this 420. Okay. The internet has checked in with a situation that we have been monitoring from the beginning.
Here we go.
Poop in my fingernails. Poop in my fingernails led us down a road that we could have never imagined. We learned of the Hawk Haas enjoying this song so much that it's on in the car and in the living room, and it is what A.J. Hawk thinks of whenever the word music is even stated in his presence.
Yep.
In that one setting, yes, because it was fresh in my mind. But continue.
In a setting that happened that we literally just laid out.
Situations are situational.
In this situation, that is certainly situational to a degree, but there's mostly facts being presented. Whenever he heard the word music, the first thing he thought was Toilet Seat Boys, poop in my fingernail. And I know in your head, there's a lot of other music that you just thought of. Probably old concerts you've gone to, maybe your first CD, your first streamed, whatever it is. AJ's first thought was Toilet Seat Boys.
That's right.
Turns out Toilet Seat Boys actually named toilet bowl cleaners.
Okay.
Cleansers. And they have 23,000 songs. And one of those songs is about A.J. Hawk himself. And it was wrote, whichever one is accurate to be used in the English language there, in 2011.
That's right.
Wow.
A.J. Hawk denied that he had ever heard that song before. TJ Lang has updated us on Twitter that they played that song every day in the fucking locker room.
Wow.
And it definitely why A.J. Hawk has been uncomfortably talking about that song for the last 25 minutes.
Got him.
Wow. Woo. There's it. There it is.
Got me.
What a
got me.
scumbag.
Son of a bitch.
AJ.
What's your deal? Why'd
The
you want
reach
to...
of this show, I'm sorry, I forgot about how big this platform is. I should have known how to get called. Oh, sorry, I get called out.
Oh, look at him.
Oh,
He's moving on his heels.
Hey, It's okay, dude. It's all right, bro. It's a good song. It's an honor to have a song sang
I
about
should have known when you started that. Like it was going nowhere. Should have known.
What do you mean it's going
Nowhere.
nowhere?
Talk about
nowhere.
Now we know.
It's a massive step forward in an investigation, dude.
You're right.
Which went down
Exposed
Thunder
in your
Road.
web of lies.
Man,
I got five new PRs listening to that song.
Yeah, well, man.
Can't believe it.
Man, thank you for introducing us to the person that wrote 23,000 songs, Matt Farley.
Absolute legend.
Absolute champion in the songwriting game.
He's a champion.
Absolute champion.
He's a good gambler, too, when he goes in the studio.
Grand Slam gambler.
Gambler.
Grand Slam gambler.
All fun and games until Kanye samples some of it.
Whoa.
Well, how do
What
we
if he
know
did?
he has?
Sure he
already?
has, dude.
Hey, those lawsuits that happen all the time in music, very, very interesting and fascinating how it all plays out. You sampled my melody. I can hear it in your voice there. You go from come with me, a C, a D, an A, C, D, A. Okay, now let me run mine back. C, D, A. You hear that. And then you got Rob Van Winkle saying, theirs goes, dan, 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 dan. Ours goes, dan, 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 dan. You know, there's a difference there.
Yeah, come on.
Who decides that? Who decides that?
Is there a judge somewhere?
Is there one ear that gets to do it?
It could be Lord of the Toilets.
Toilet bowl, Matt Farley?
Goes to Matt Farley's desk.
Yeah.
All right.
King Cots.
I will settle this. There's a lot of people getting ripped off, I guess, but there's only so many sounds that can
How do they
happen.
do the songwriting process? Who all gets a writing credit? Like I would imagine some songs they're just hanging out, trying to figure it out. Like, oh, and then someone gives them one line or one word. Does that person get credit?
I don't know. Remember, we've talked about this a couple times, so I don't want to repeat it for the people that have heard it. I apologize, but it's good for this particular conversation. I was all in on Kenny Chesney. I listened to an album of his. I'm like, man, I fucking love the way where this guy's coming from. You know, I love where this guy's coming from, listening to the lyrics and stuff. And then, you know, he won like best album. 900 people walked out there as writers, and I'm like, well, whose brain? Who wrote? Well, this person wrote like the first line of that song, and then the next two bars were these people. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. It's literally like a machine kind of piecing it together.
A lot of country people do that. They don't write a lot of their songs.
Man, that's see,
massive bummer.
That's a big
But
bummer.
that's how a lot of them make it big, by writing songs for other people, and then all of a sudden they start singing.
Lady Gaga.
Did we mention Stapleton?
Yeah.
Kanye.
That's why Nashville's so big for country music.
Why?
Is because there's just a bunch of songwriters in Nashville, and they all just that's where they congregate.
That's where they go. That's why I enjoyed the
And Sweden.
What was that song? Sweden, big time. Is that
That's
where
for
they hang?
BPM.
Yeah, Sweden for EDM is like a
Max Martin, a legendary pop producer, wrote many songs for Britney Spears and many of the top pop hits of the past 20 or 30 years. Huge Swedish influence.
So was that a Swedish accent?
No.
Oh. What was that one there?
Blend of Canadian and
I thought it was Swedish. I was excited for that. So that's where a lot of like house and like DJs go. And
Zafidis.
Man, I bet you it's a good time over
They
there.
talked
huh?
about it in a documentary. I think you told us to watch.
Was it the Avicii one?
Probably.
That one was worth it. I
forget.
Anyways, down in Nashville, I feel like we got a piece of it with that show Songland. Then they canceled Songland. I don't know what's that.
That was devastating.
That was devastating. That was like my
That was a
favorite
good show, man.
I concur. I loved it. That Ryan Tedder dude got a fan out of me from that show.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they kind of pieced the song together, it was interesting listening to people that like actually know music. And like, oh, when this happens, this has to happen on the other side of it. And then they kind of piece it together like it's a recipe almost, like a formula. And they make bangers. Bangers on that show.
Yeah.
So how long, did you ever meet the Toilet Seat Boys?
Nope. Did not meet. I have not met them. Like I said, I've known about it for about 7 days.
That's not true.
Yeah,
TJ Lang's
full of shit.
Can we call TJ
Pull up
Lang,
the
please?
tweets.
Can we
Pull up
please
the
call
tweets.
TJ Lang? Hey, Teach, hope you have time to answer real quick. I don't know if you're watching, just clips are live, but like we need to get to the bottom of this. Is Teach lying, AJ?
Nope. I don't want to call TJ a liar.
He might be 4 IPAs deep, though.
Well,
that's
it's
even better.
April 20th.
That's nothing.
Yeah, that's only like the first 3 holes.
Yeah, true.
Poppy
For
IPA.
TJ Lang.
Just started.
We should definitely tell him we are live though before.
Yeah.
I used to live on the course where with TJ and some O linemen, if I wasn't playing with them and they were playing, they would come by my garage, and I had this alcohol deal going on. I'd have a ton of handles of booze, and I'd just give them handle of Crown or vodka or whatever when they'd come by.
Oh, you're like a pit stop in there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a nice spot.
That's a great thing to do.
cart
That's good.
guy.
He did not answer. He must be busy. When I was at the Greenbrier, there was no booze on like the first 8 holes or something like that. And they're like, hey, 9th hole, fairway, 3rd house on the right, doors open, and there's a bunch of beer or whatever. Remember that?
Raid the fridge.
Yeah, we did.
That's awesome.
Changed the game. I came alive in that back 9.
Hell of a comeback.
I came alive on the back 9.
Did you play in the Pro-Am?
Yeah, I did.
Is that cool? That'd be cool.
It was. I had a good time there. I was with John Daly, who the Dalys just signed a deal with Hooters, by the way. Yeah. Both of them. Congratulations on that NIL deal for golfing. Lil John, University of Arkansas. I'm about to burp up.
How old is Lil John?
He's, sophomore, probably? College, we think?
Think so.
Yeah. No. Is he in college already?
Yeah, he's University of Arkansas. He's a player.
Yeah.
He's a player.
Oh, he's a stud.
18, I believe.
He's a freshman. He's been going to school for golf for years.
He's only a freshman?
Hey, he's going to go.
Damn.
He's going to go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, got a Hooters deal. Good for him. But I was playing with him and a couple other people. It was a good time. AJ, what is this, as we get closer to Tahoe, and it's going to get a bit repetitive because I have a lot of questions because it's my first time, and I assume we're going to make a lot of content out of that because what an incredible opportunity to be invited to that. Hey, there's a lot of people that want to go to that, AJ. You know that. I got a lot of people telling me that.
What do you mean? People that want to play in it?
Yeah, congratulations on getting invited. I've been hoping and wanting to be a part of that for a long time, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, me too, by the way. I've been pretty excited about it. If it was me, I believe you deserve to be there. Like that's how every conversation seems to go almost. But I am incredibly honored to be a part of this thing.
It's tough. It's tough for them. They even say, I think they say like there's like 400 people in consideration, and then they invite like, or I guess the total field is usually like 85, 90 people maybe.
Look at that, boys.
Let's go.
Smooth.
I mean, you're gonna win.
No. Not this year. Not in season 1. What are we talking about?
Yeah, come on, dude.
Season 1 of Tahoe, dude. that we are definitely going to make.
Yeah.
Like we were going to do the USFL.
Of course.
Oh, boom. That is definitely what we need to do.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Not in season 1 of Tahoe, dude. Maybe season 3 of Tahoe.
Yeah, season 3, season 4.
Season 2, we just get into the conversation. Season 2, we start breaking into the conversation. Oh, might be a player. Can he stay sober enough night 1 to really show up tomorrow and do it again? We'll see.
But
Page Turner.
let's not rule out getting hot.
Yeah, that
going on a run.
Hey, 3 straight days though, Nick. I don't think that's going to happen. That ain't never happened in my life.
It could after the weekend before too, which I believe.
Have you ever played golf for
Money in the
3
Bank.
straight days?
Yeah, that's the thing. Me either. I've never done that before. And you're walking 4 days in a row if you play the Pro-Am.
Wow.
Don't get there till Thursday night.
You have to walk the Pro-Am.
What do you?
You can actually take a card for the Pro-Am if you want.
Oh, bingo. Okay.
There you go.
Gotcha.
I would like to be in that camp. Is there a lot of people that do that?
Yeah, like your Pro-Am group will have a cart or have carts.
Because if I do that, I'm so sore day 1.
Yeah, I can't.
I can be sore day 2.
Yes.
People are expecting me to fall off anyway.
Right.
Just need to start hot.
Yeah, need to be fresh at the beginning.
Being sore and tired might be good for you because sometimes you get out there
Slow it
and
down.
it's a different world when everything counts and there's people there and you get a little too fast. Like especially like I start playing bad, which happens every single time. Most shots I hit, you start walking really fast to that next shot. I'm gonna hit this thing. I'm putting this thing in the hole, and then that goes in the woods again.
Hey, I would like to say that I think that is where, and I think that is why kickers and punters get compared to golfers a lot, because it's like a repetitive motion, right? That you have to practice and then you have
Try and do the exact same thing over and over.
yeah, with like people and in moments and everything like that, I think. So I think that is actually something that I'll be able to, like, I think real round will be like practice round. Like, I think I just have to get enough practice rounds in to be acceptable to be on a course, if that makes sense.
You're already more than acceptable. Trust me. There's
No.
all walks of life out there.
No, because, I mean, you can't be the worst golfer in a tournament.
No,
You're not. You don't have you have no chance of being the worst golfer.
Yeah, I mean, he sucks at golf.
No, he doesn't. Look,
Yeah,
he's a good golfer. He
he's
told me
so
he was going to
bad.
win Tahoe last year.
Yeah, but he knew he was
Probably win this year, too.
Nope, exactly.
I mean, Larry the Cable Guy will be there. You're definitely going to beat his ass.
Yep.
I don't know. Larry plays like every day.
Don't a lot of people take this like super serious though? Like people are training for this thing, right?
Legit. Like I said, last year was the first year I went out to the range and hit some balls. And you talk to people like, oh, you've been playing a lot? And like, nah, not really. Like 5-6 times a week. And like, how much you play? I was like, I played in 2.5 scrambles this year. That's usually the case. Like I don't hit them. Like any time I play is for an outing usually, and so I'm playing scrambles.
I gotta start walking courses.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
I have
You don't
to.
need to train for this.
You don't
Yeah, I do.
You don't have
Call
to,
yourself an athlete.
you don't have to train to walk.
You have to walk courses.
I do. I got to get myself in a mentality.
Al Michaels was
7
in
miles
last
a
last
day.
year, by the way.
What's that?
Al Michaels was in last year.
Is Al Michaels going back? That guy's the man.
He was minus 85, which you would normally think is pretty
You're
good.
saying you want him there, so you're not last, aren't you?
No. I want to see Al
You have no
Michaels.
chance of being last. I think you're going to play great. Really, really do.
In comparison, Chuck was minus 28, Barkley.
Chuck played much better last year.
I've been very hit or miss in these golf tournaments that matter.
Braves was also minus 28.
Yeah, but you're also 1-for-1 with the belt.
Yeah, I won championships.
AJ was minus 10. It's pretty good.
What was Braves?
Minus 28.
Dang, Braves is much better player than that. It happens out there, though.
I can get you. Hey, Tahoe can get you.
That's right. One round.
That'll be episode 2.
Yeah.
Tahoe can get you. What happened at night in Tahoe? I can't wait to just dial it in, focus in. I'm sending a hyperbaric chamber out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Smart.
Keep the legs fresh.
Hey, you know they have like next to the range, they have like a trailer that's like their physio deal, and there's like a couple chiropractors and people stretching, getting their back cracked.
Here we go.
That's what I'm talking about, because that's what I'm doing on daily. I didn't know if it was going to have to change for the big game, if I was going to have to fly out my own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you still probably fly out your own crew wearing gis as well, but you could use them.
Imagine if I had the gi
That'd be awesome.
body gurus flanking me.
You got to wear pants though for Friday, Saturday, Sunday when you play.
Really?
That's the one rule, yeah.
PGA Tour rules.
What is the fucking deal?
These rules suck.
I saw Jordan
It's all
Speed's
right.
caddy with shorts on when he won the other day.
Michael?
Yeah.
Caddies can wear whatever they want.
Oh, isn't that just nice? You guys deserve it, though, by the way. And I do believe we're going to go with a rotating bullpen. Is that okay? Like, if a couple bad shots happen, all right, see you. I'll see you in a couple holes, probably, depending on how quick this thing goes. We're going to try to do – we got to do everything we got to do out there. You know what I mean, AJ?
I mean, you believe me, you could use 12 caddies around if you wanted to.
Oh, here we go.
Is that real?
Like, say you hit a double bogey, you're done, you're fired, and bring somebody else in.
No, I don't want to. You're not fired. You're just, hey, for right now, we got to get hot somewhere else.
Back of the line.
Yeah, this is just
put
we
you
got to
on the
get
bench.
we got to get hot somewhere else.
Sit on the bench, yeah.
Oh, jeez, can't do that. That's a weird situation.
Hard thing is trying to get caught like sneaking extra weight in your bag for whoever's carrying. I've been doing that to my brother forever, trying to sneak different weights in there every year.
That's fine.
Oh yes. Well, they're allowed to wear shorts, so
Deal with it.
how many? Man,
If Zeke carries your bag, you get they wear like a vest. You know what I'm talking about? Whatever the little coverall thing with their name on it. That's what the caddies wear. Zeke should wear that with no shirt underneath.
I already have an outfit.
Zeke's got one for the Masters. Ever heard of it?
Oh yes, you have to wear that.
Has anyone here ever caddied before?
Yeah.
Once.
How many golf bags you allowed to bring?
That's what. And what is
20?
it? Is it the walking bag? Obviously, just a tiny little one.
No, you bring
No,
whatever
you
bag
should carry a
want.
tour bag.
No. But I'm saying like that. I don't
Normal
know.
bag.
As someone who caddied at Oakmont for a summer, I got you.
I fucking caddy for Pat when he won the goddamn belt.
That's
Yeah,
right.
here we
Today,
go.
Championship. Ty was blacked out there every single day.
That's right.
Weren't you, Ty?
He wins.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
It's that hot, Bahamian sun down there. It'll get you.
Bro, your shins.
Bahamian.
His shins got kissed by the actual sun.
Yeah.
The sun actually just spray painted them.
Oh,
The reddest of red. Those are 3rd, 4th degree
The
burns.
sun is
yeah.
no joke out there, man. In that altitude too. Like I have to put suntan lotion on every hole and a half, pretty much.
Yeah,
I'm a pretty fair-skinned guy.
Forgot to reapply before the back nine.
We're out of Tahoe, you're saying?
Oh yeah, because it's always sunny. Like pretty much 99% of the time, it's sunny. It's awesome.
Okay. Well, I'm ready to come play.
can't wait.
I'm going to start walking the damn courses around here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to wake up every morning in that brisk, potentially winter breeze with the sun shining. It's fucking April 20th. Get it together, whoever is in charge. And I'm going to go hit that course, dude. And I'm going to get ready for Tahoe.
Hell yeah.
You gotta get out there this weekend.
It's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
82 degrees. That'll be good. That'll be good.
Practice.
Yeah.
That's good training.
Simulate it.
Yeah, here we go.
Which one of your 14 country club memberships do you use?
Well, to be honest, I do believe none of those are still going because I had to change my card.
Yep.
And it's a shame. I feel like they all hate me, because it's like the $500 a month spend. They're not just getting out of my account, and I never told them. But I hope bygones can be bygones, and at least one or two of them, depending upon who has an opening at the time that I need to fucking golf. And I guess I got to be a full-time fucking member to even golf here. Okay, thank you. You're the only place that has a tee time at this particular time. You sign up for a good 4 or 5 years here, no problem at all. You got down. Jeez Louise, dude. I'm just trying to golf. I fucking have to golf right now. It's an interesting game, the golf, the whole business of it. Because allegedly the golf shops are where they make all their money at. It's not actually on the golf. Feels like owning a golf course would be the dream come true. Foxy, you worked on a golf course.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't think so, AJ? You don't think owning a golf
I mean, some of them I'm sure make really good money, but I bet a lot of them are struggling a lot.
I'm with
COVID
AJ
definitely
on that
helped.
one.
I'd rather just be a member.
Really?
Go and have a fucking steak after a round. Nice little shot.
You are country club.
Imagine if,
Oh, yeah.
But imagine though, dealing with the country club people, the members who you don't want to deal with. I know people that tell me like how they'll email different. I emailed the GM and let him know this menu is unacceptable. I was like, who is the GM? What are you talking about?
Dude, I tried to make a tea time through they had an app or something like that, this one place I was a member at. And I tried to get on there. I'm like, me plus like 3, okay? And they're like, well, that's actually the men's time, the members' time. You can golf with a couple other members at this time. It'll be no problem at all. I was like, okay, well, I'm never golfing here again.
Yeah.
Well, not that they're bad people. I'm not.
That's
saying,
why I don't play, because when I need a time, if I ever have a chance to play, that kind of stuff happens.
I'm like, and no offense to those people, I'm sure they're great people, and I probably learn a lot from them. But also, like, I don't get to golf often, so when I golf, I'd like to golf with the people that are like, hey, this is who I golf.
Yeah.
Like that is just, it's a fascinating game, but I'm gonna fucking get back in there, Foxy.
Hell yeah.
Foxy, we making a reality TV show out of that whole
Yeah,
thing?
let's go. So what we need to do, Pat, is if you actually want to play golf, like seriously with our schedule and everything, we have to call a golf course, one that not a lot of people go to, one that's not very busy.
Oh, we know that one.
What's your last tee time? Give us your last tee time, and then you tell the pro shop guy, hey, we will take care of the cart. Wherever you put the cart, we will put it away for you. You don't have to wait for us. Let's say we get out there at 7 o'clock. We can be out there till 9:30, 10 o'clock with the Indiana sunlight, and we just sit there and we're spraying as many balls as possible on each
because
hole.
the people don't have to stay there and work it.
Exactly, because that's what I did in the pro shop. Like you get a guy come in at 7:30, it's like, come on, pal, I'm not getting.
This is going to happen 0 times, by the way.
What?
But this
What,
seriously,
AJ?
Ebby paints a great picture of what could happen, but guess what? It's not happening.
And that's the most realistic picture for Pat, don't you think, AJ?
Yeah, which means it's completely unrealistic and it's not going to happen.
What is that all about? What is your problem?
7 o'clock. When you're home at 7 o'clock, whenever you get out of the office, you go home, whatever, hanging out, okay, eating meatball subs. I'm sure who knows the CBD. Oh, hey, babe, 6:45. I got a 7 o'clock tea time with Evie. Got to go.
It won't happen during the weekday, that's for sure.
Yeah, so I'm going to get out there 5 a.m.
You might just have to start playing like 72 holes Saturday. Every Saturday.
Yep.
Those are
That's
3
impossible.
practices.
You got to walk 72.
Every
Walk
golf course is
72.
absolutely packed on Saturdays.
Yeah, if you did 9 with 2 balls, like you're getting in 18.
Just
So
buy
really
your own
just-
course.
Yeah, like seriously.
Just buy your own course.
That's more realistic, honestly.
No, at the new place, I don't know what we're calling it yet. We just need
Smart.
to.
Foxy, thank you
is
for
there a
not
driving
being
range?
all in on one or the other.
We
yet.
need to
there
hire
a driving
someone
range
to build a fucking green for you, and then we can just go back as far as we need to. 150 shots, 100 shots.
Neighbors aren't going to be
50
happy.
yards.
Neighbors aren't going to be
we
happy.
Is there
have to-
150
Be
yards?
quiet.
Is there 150 yards?
Oh, look at
think
three
there
golf
is.
balls.
Yes.
And you got to just sit there and dial it
Yeah.
in. Boom, boom, boom,
Get
boom.
synthetic greens made. Put like 4 synthetic greens around
got a
the
guy.
outside.
AJ, your $20 million is toast.
Yeah. So fucked.
Toast, dude.
You've been talking for how long about how you're going to do all this? You're going to be such a good golfer, and you haven't. Have you played around?
Yeah, I did. Thank you. Played it on Saturday.
Yeah, great round.
It was all right, but I mean, there's a lot of work to be done, but we at least have a foundation. I got these new clubs from.
You guys played a full 18?
You bet.
What's that?
You played a full 18?
I've never done that actually. I haven't really done that ever.
No, not enough time. We all got hungry.
Well,
you can
that's-
turn it on when it matters, though.
Well, that's
how
the
golf
thing.
works.
I'm really starting to worry about it because Clyde Christensen, quarterback coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, formerly
Rational human, yeah.
Okay, all right. Everybody needs to relax. He was one of the drivers behind me getting into golf back in the day when I got into golf for an off season. So I would golf with him a pretty regular basis. Man, he knew hole 12, hole 13. I'm gonna turn it off, and he would just like wait, and then he would press, press, and all of a sudden it's like, man, that is something I'm going to have to battle, and I've not been able to defeat in the past. That's a long time on a golf
I'm with you. Hey, believe me, I think it's the one time it won't. That's what playing in Tahoe makes me not want to play at home, because I'm bored playing at home, because out there it doesn't feel like that. I don't get that 12th hole. Hey, I want to go home.
Yeah, plus reality TV show. It's not like you're just doing this just to play. This is
this
is Tahoe.
And
this is Tahoe.
This is why MJ has his own golf courses, because he shows up. Him and his boys know we're playing speed golf. We're getting 18 in within 2.5 hours. Like, that's what the old guys at the golf course I used to work at did.
And he plays with 12 people too.
How do we get that? How do we get that set up?
We got to own a golf course, straight up.
No.
Or play the very,
purchasable.
very, very, very first tee time. So 7 a.m. between 7 and 7:30. That's what they do. You get that first one, and
That'll
you just
happen.
fucking go.
AJ, it's 420, dude. Positivity, please.
Golf
I'm
course
being
is
very
very
positive
affordable
here.
at the moment.
Not the way you're saying what you're saying. You hear me?
Am I lying?
There's a good chance none of this will be able to happen.
It's tough.
But we can lay it out there as nice as possible, so that maybe there is a little bit of drive and hope to do it.
Yeah, chance it could happen.
The nice thing about Tahoe is you also could talk to like 80 guys and be like, how do you play every day?
Yeah, how do they play every day? How do they?
I wonder the same thing. That's why every year, I've been there for like 9 years. Every year, when we get done, after I have a meltdown on Sunday like always, and I just hold off shooting a minus 35, my brother's like, you should probably play golf before this tournament next year. And I'm like, yeah, I will. And then 9 years running, I'm like, okay. I thought I was pretty good coming in here.
Who has the time? Let's go to the 5 Energy phone line here. Let's go to Mark in San Diego. Mark, what's going on as we wrap up this glorious 420?
Hey, Pat. Hey, thanks for taking my call, buddy.
Hey, no problem, man. Where you at? You at work right now? Yeah, you at work right now? Are you in the office?
Yeah, but sorry about that. Yeah, I am. Hey,
No. Hold on, Mark. What do you do? What do you do over there in San Diego, man?
I have my own insurance company.
Oh,
there you go.
Insurance guy, good sales guy.
Bum.
Oh, you State Farm?
No, man, I'm a broker. I'm independent.
Oh, congratulations on that, Mark.
Nice.
Congrats to you, man.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, good.
Thanks,
And, you know,
man.
insurance, they say, pays forever. Just
That's
keep
right.
showing up. Keep showing up.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about, buddy?
Yeah. Hey, man, you know, I've been trying to get in touch with you ever since I watched you on WrestleMania. I just think it was really inspiring, man. I mean, dude, I watched it even like 2 or 3 different times. When you came out and the cheerleaders were there, and just that look on your face as you sat there and the stadium was going nuts. The most impressive part about your match was not only the backflip, but how in the world did you jump up, land on the ropes, keep your balance,
Hey, Mark.
and then suplex that piece of junk?
Wait. Mark, I appreciate the hell out of you, man. Thank you for watching, and thanks for the love. Yeah, it was pretty cool. That was a fun little thing to walk back through right there. Walking out was insanity. It was insane. And I said this on the Foxy flick. There was a time where one of my gimmicks around friends that I was at the time is when I would walk into a room, it was me walking through the WWE curtain or whatever. And it was just like something I thought about. It was insane. I mean, it was fucking insane. Yeah. And then you got, obviously, Seven Nation Army playing and the whole thing. I mean, it was just, it was stupid, dude. It was absolutely dumb.
Awesome.
Place went bananas.
Oh, yeah. Pat, I ran into a guy today that watched you, that told me to compliment you on your, he actually works at a gas station that I go to, and he said, hey, man, Pat was awesome at WrestleMania. I was like, oh, thanks, man. I'll tell him. He said, yeah, make sure you tell him. And then he said, I used to do a little wrestling, actually in ECW. I was like, oh, he said, have you heard of that? I'm like, yeah, of course I know all about it. And then he told me he was going to some underground wrestling match where they're going to be breaking fluorescent lights over each other's back.
Oh, probably GCW or whatever, but it could be Superhuman too.
True.
Could be
Superhuman, who is all the way back. This is so dumb to even think about.
So why'd you wear a singlet underneath?
Well, because I knew it was going to pop up, and although I did keto, it was not the right time to show the gut. You know what I mean?
It's all right. Makes you feel more comfortable, I'm sure.
Well, no, the singlet was not exactly comfortable. First time I ever wore one. I should have tried that a little differently. You know, that wouldn't have been a great thing if I was a amateur wrestler. I do not believe.
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't have been good for the way my thighs are built. That was a cool moment. All right, enough of it. All right, Mark from San Diego, very nice. He's an insurance salesman. That guy does business.
Yeah, that's right.
Hell yeah.
Jumping up there was a moment that I thought about a lot, though. That was pretty pumped after that happened, that I got up there. Because that could have ended terribly. Yeah. Yeah.
All of it could end terribly. Yeah.
No.
The whole thing could.
No, that thing was supposed to end beautifully quick.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I'm saying if you slip or something happens, yeah, it could end bad. That's what makes it great.
No, it's awesome. It was a dream come true, and obviously I'm undefeated at WrestleMania because the other match wasn't sanctioned.
Unsanctioned.
It wasn't sanctioned. It wasn't a real match. It was
Next match, can you tell Vince that you want to come out like Goldberg used to with the cops and everything?
Listen, real quick. I don't know if that's how that goes. I don't know if that's how it works. But imagine if I headbutt the fucking door too when I come out.
Yeah.
Bill would probably, I would never be able to do Bill Goldberg any justice, though. The amount of intensity that was walking into the ring with him every single time. You knew it was ending in cuffs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This night was ending in handcuffs for old Bill Goldberg.
You could do it with Gilbert. Together.
Ooh, that'd be awesome.
How is
And
Gilbert?
what is Gilbert
couple
up
other
to?
guys I know.
I haven't heard from Gilbert in
Gilbert's got a cameo.
while now.
I think Gilbert's got a cameo.
Still,
I'm worried
I
about
hope so.
Gilbert.
Yeah, me too.
All right, let's wrap this thing up. Mick, great mock today, dude.
Boy, man, thank you.
Killed it. AJ, have a great 420, bub. All right?
You too.
All right, man.
Good luck at the course tonight.
7 o'clock.
I don't know if we're starting tonight.
No, it's a holiday.
It's raining.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Holiday.
cold.
National holiday. my bad.
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
cold, too.
Yeah.
It is cold.
Oh, yeah.
Weekend.
Perfect conditions.
Maybe
Yeah.
tomorrow or Friday or Saturday.
Well, that's why whenever we're in the Thunderdome Igloo, we got that golf simulator in there. We can just go play fucking whatever
Exactly.
right now.
Yeah.
Right now, we can literally say, all right, see you guys.
Sure.
Boom, we're going into play.
We go play
Like
Tahoe.
Dan
2
Patrick.
times now.
Do it during break.
Pebble Beach, Tahoe. Yeah. Bingo. DP Show had it in there. Do they still got it in their new studio? I think so. They have to.
I would imagine.
They moved into that massive.
Massive place. They have to have
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Where
I
is
think-
their new place?
Connecticut?
That's where the old one was.
Close to where he lives.
Thought.
I don't know. They need to win the damn sports.
Give him a
Emmy.
fucking
Yeah.
sports
Give him an
Emmy.
Emmy.
They're
Now.
awesome, man. All of them.
Rich Eisen also up for sports Emmy. Hey, Rich. I hope you win, but also, what about the DNX? Come on.
DPS time.
We're never going to be nominated, huh? Did you hear today's show?
I tagged him yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
Which one?
I think it was during the poopy song.
Yeah.
All right.
Poop
a lot of
in your
people are doing that. We don't
fingernails.
need that to happen.
Okay.
Especially now that we know there was an ulterior motive from
Yeah.
the
That's
man
right.
who
Oh, no,
brought
no,
it
I
up.
was wrong. It was Hey Arnold dick face.
Oh, okay.
Even better.
Keep that one.
Yeah.
Keep that one in the
That's a
check.
good segment.
Spreading
Proud of
awareness.
that. We are proud of that. We were proud of that. A lot
I
of
hope people can people find the other hidden dongs in cartoons and send them to us. 'Cause
Oh,
I
yeah,
would like
they
to
are.
know.
All right. So you can hashtag. No.
There's a poster. There's a poster with like, I think 8 or 9 examples of it from old Disney movies.
Text him to
and
AJ's number.
shows.
Speaking
It's,
of, AJ's number is what's Columbus's thing?
614.
1-800-AJ Hug.
Hey, you can get a
Your
hard
number
hit.
doesn't start with 614, dude. You're a liar.
What's his number start
I
with?
know it doesn't.
I'm not gonna. I can't.
Come
do that.
on.
614 is Columbus.
Oh, you don't like Columbus? You don't rep it? I thought you were the Ohio State Buckeye.
I got my number 15 years ago, and I'm not changing.
In Wisconsin.
That's
So
what
what's
Okay, so
Wisconsin?
Green Bay, what's Green Bay?
Kettering, Ohio.
Is that
it is.
what it is?
93. That's 937.
So there it is.
There it is, 937 number.
No, you know how people get their area code tattooed? I'm sure you have buddies who get area code tattooed on them. I always said,
412.
no, I'm getting my zip 45458. That's the zip I get. Wouldn't that be sweet if I made that a thing?
Yeah, 5 numbers right there instead of 3, dude.
On my neck.
Yeah,
What's that?
neck
My zip
tat.
code?
I was just,
Boom, put that right on there.
or on the back of your neck, like a barcode.
Do you know what 45458 stands for? It's so much deeper than just these 5 numbers. Okay? This is where I'm from. Not a phone line. No. The actual physical location. 45458. That's why I fucking put it right here on my neck so I don't forget.
And then on the other side of the neck, you could probably just do like the coordinates of like
Oh,
the house you
latitude,
grew up
longitude,
in.
latitude,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, send me the ordinance.
Well, you need to have co. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Because 1 is a lot.
True.
Yeah.
You need the coordinates.
Both of them.
Boom.
Shout out 15239.
Shout out.
I told you, it's going to become a thing.
Shout out to Shop 412 too, who didn't just tattoo it; they actually made an entire brand off it.
Hell yeah.
It's really cool.
Genius.
Smart.
They actually created that.
Great merch.
Hammer Don's in 15 minutes. Happy birthday, Peter Schrager. Big shout.
Hockey talk tonight.
Hockey, yeah. Big shout out to Ninkovich and massive announcement. Huge guest tonight on That's Hockey Talk.
Yeah.
Nick, tell the people this is a big fucking deal.
This is a big deal. Stanley Cup champion, one of the greatest defensemen to ever play the game, Chris Pronger, will be joining us.
Whoa.
Wow. Wow.
Whoa.
I can't wait to watch.
One of the meanest sons of bitches.
He's a monster. He used to smoke dudes, didn't he?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Who did you win it with? The Ducks?
He did win it
hit
with
them
the Ducks.
hard.
Yeah.
Last defenseman to win an MVP in the NHL.
I mean, the way you had to say it, huh?
Absolutely.
What are you guys doing?
What do you mean?
Cut it out, you scumbag.
Gump, that's hockey talk tonight. Chris Pronger.
Chris Pronger, Edmonton Oiler legend, Anaheim Duck legend, absolute legend.
Hey, what else happens on That's Hockey Talk other than just conversations with champion legends every single Wednesday night at 8 o'clock?
There's just chatter about the live game that's on, and then we get the trivia we haven't had in a couple weeks, but it'd be nice to see that again.
No, trivia would be nice where you give away shit. And Mike Rupp, Stanley Cup champion, gets in there. He drinks a bottle of whiskey?
What?
And just kind of goes to story time in there. He is fucking incredible every single week.
The absolute best. He's like the hockey version of AJ Hawk, but slightly less toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a great compliment, honestly. I don't feel like I have anything compared to Rupper. Rupper has 10,000 entertaining stories.
He's unbelievable. Rupper is unbelievable.
And he's entertaining how he tells them too. Like, yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah. And he's Stanley Cup champion. The resume's there.
Hell yeah.
Champion.
He is champion, isn't he?
Speaking of
first round
What happened?
Oh no, I'm blocked in the chat. Can you ask Pronger if he likes the cream move?
Oh yeah, good call.
Who blocked you?
He's
You got blocked?
Yeah, the comment section of That's Hockey Talk is a dangerous place.
What happened?
Tony, what'd you get blocked for? Who blocked you?
Public tubing?
Not so necessarily blocked, but I don't have a wrench, so I'm basically a nobody in there.
Oh, so you can get banned and suspended and put into the bin.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Gotta embrace it, Tony.
If I'm ignored for more than 45 seconds, I leave.
Really? So you send out a bird call?
Nothing.
If nothing comes back, all right, I'm done.
Try
with it.
next week.
I'm just gonna walk.
It's always the replies. That's not the real Tony. That's not the real Tony. And then
Yeah.
you stop talking to him.
Nothing makes me more happy than that.
Keep our eyes
Why
out.
don't you have a wrench?
Good question.
That's tough. You've been asking for a wrench for a while.
Oh, yeah.
This
Every
wrench,
week.
hey, this wrench has been a conversation for a long time.
Yeah.
Wrenches are only for what?
Good gamblers, apparently.
I didn't even have to ask for one. Mine just popped up. It was
Well, you're on
pretty
the show.
sweet.
You're the host of the show, so I think that is pick and choosable though. I got one. I like to go down there and kind of, use my whistle down there. I like to
You're a good
regulate.
moderator of the chat.
Yeah, I like to. Yeah, I like to let
He's not very fair.
Whoa.
I feel like I like to.
Can you
We
kick
don't
people
want a
out?
fucking wrench, all right?
Well, you're an outlaw down there.
You're so cool,
knock
bad
Biggest
boy.
goon.
Yeah, the
You
biggest.
just got
goon.
300 seconds, Fox.
Zito does hand them out too every once in a while. Blackhawks stink though.
Yeah,
We're back next year, baby.
That's right.
Hey, tomorrow night, big tilt too. Pens, Bruins again.
Doesn't
Thought
matter.
the Pens were
Playoffs
not.
is in.
I thought hockey was over.
When's that? When's Pens Bruins?
Tomorrow.
No,
Yeah.
I do not like that one bit.
Already back.
Do they have a new goalie?
I do. No, we do
No,
not.
they don't.
Well,
both
what's his
already
name?
playing
Johnny
some
Lasagna?
Louis
Son of a
Devone.
bitch.
Yeah,
Louis.
Big game James, dude.
Louis Domingue's the backup.
Big game Domingue.
He once won 10 straight games for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Let's go! That's who we need.
You win 10 straight, you win a cup.
Let's go, Louis. Let's go, dude. This guy saving the day in Pittsburgh. I'm all about Louis, dude.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, his name should be Joey Lasagna, but I guess Louis Domingue is gonna have to do. I'd be more scared if it was, but whatever.
You guys are dead.
Well, I don't know about
You're gonna
that.
come after his name. Pasta's your favorite fucking guy, dude.
Yeah, because Pasta fucking dangles and scores goals, Tony. Sorry. We don't need a fucking lasagna guy in net. We need a fucking Pasta dishing out Alfredo sauce up front by the net, okay? Jesus.
Bars, dude.
Come on.
Guy's never won 10 games in a row. I can tell you that.
Pasta? Yeah, he has.
No, he hasn't.
One time we went fucking 19-1. 12 fucking games in a row.
Really?
Yeah,
With Pasta?
with Pasta.
That's because Pasta's a player.
Pasta's a fucking champion.
He's going to come to the Penguins.
No, Pasta's never leaving.
Yes, he's coming to the Penguins.
Pasta actually said, I will never play for the fucking Penguins.
No, he did not. Why
Yeah,
did he
he
say
did.
that? Because the Fenway Group came and bought
Exactly.
Pens?
He said the only chance I play for the fucking Penguins is if they trade Crosby to the fucking Bruins.
Pasta hasn't played since beginning of April.
It's because fucking Pasta's just waiting in the weeds, all right? He's boiling Pasta right now. He'll be ready when the fucking playoffs come around, okay?
He's fucking al dente when he comes back.
Exactly. Fucking hot and ready.
Dude, Pasta's going to be ready.
Yeah.
Can't be overcooked though. Gets a little.
Yeah, that's right.
No, he does no cement in the skates because if he does get overcooked, that'll happen.
Don't worry, the boys will throw him against the glass to make sure he's done.
Bendy legs.
So what's going on in hockey, Nick? The Pens are dead. The Bruins are dead. The Golden Knights are dead. The Red Wings are dead. The Blackhawks are dead. The Kraken, they got Marchand, but they're dead. Colorado Avalanche.
It's the Avs versus the Panthers.
Man, fuck.
Texas hockey's going to beat Colorado in the first round.
Don't count out the Lightning. Go Bolts. You know, they're still.
Red Wings just kicked their ass last
Go
night.
Boats are going to win. It's basketball season anyways right now.
This show is the worst.
NHL's next month.
Bro, there was probably a time where hockey people were so excited we were talking about the NHL.
Yeah.
And then literally just because the Penguins are dead and the Bruins are nearly dead.
Well, no.
And the Golden Knights are dead.
I'll never watch a game again.
Never.
Ever.
And we won't talk about it.
Ever.
I mean, it
will not even come into the conversation.
No.
Yeah.
And it's good. Playoff hockey is unbelievable.
It wasn't even like Pasta getting hurt was one thing. When I saw Jari got hurt, I knew fucking hockey was over. I knew we were not talking about hockey
my friend
anymore.
as did I. That's why I tried to hide it from Pat as long as we could. Gumpy kept sending things in.
Yeah,
Shut up, Gump.
I didn't know. I was like, what is this? What is this? Because it came out of nowhere, AJ. This guy's playing.
Well,
standing on his head.
I'll be back when the laser puck comes back.
All right, with the blue trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to go back to Fox.
Let's go one last phone call here before we get out of here.
Pronger played with the laser puck. You probably find out more about that tonight.
What did that distract him on the ice?
He also smashed Justin Bieber into the boards in an All-Star game.
Hey, Biebs is in town tomorrow.
Yeah.
Here in Indy.
The guy puts on an
Is he playing Lucas Oil?
No, I think he's playing
Grangerfield
basketball arena.
Gainesfield. Gainesfield. What is it?
It might be that.
Gainbridge Field.
When is that area is an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, it's tough.
What is that?
There's no parking.
They've been building a parking lot for 2 fucking
who the
years.
fuck decides to knock down a parking lot in the middle of winter? I don't know how this hasn't
right
been
across
brought
the street
up.
from your favorite bar.
Yeah, but that's my fucking point,
Exactly.
Nick. Is that it's completely thrown a wrench in the entire
switch
city.
streets. They want to walk on the other side of the street.
Fuck!
City planning is interesting, I believe, is what everybody's saying, because it is impossible to get to one of our largest venues.
Yeah.
And if there's any weather at all, which there is in Indiana, it makes it a pretty miserable experience going to things. But once you get inside,
beautiful environment.
Beautiful.
Beeb starts playing those bangers.
Cambridge actually is kind of a fucking dump because the way it's set up is
What the fuck?
Seriously, it kind of is. The whole entire setup makes zero sense. I've been one time and I was like, all right, I'm never fucking coming back here. It stinks.
I'm with you.
that about?
Sorry.
Why? What is your deal?
I mean,
Is this where the Pacers play?
yeah,
45 minutes
first
to
and
get a beer.
foremost, the Pacers fucking blow.
It did take 45 minutes to get a beer if we wanted to.
Yep,
The
there's
lines
that.
don't seem to be ready.
If you're not sitting 10 rows from the floor, you're basically on a goddamn chairlift the way all the seats are set up. It's like trapezoids and shit. I hate that place.
Wow.
But with that being said, if they turn it around with a parking garage and maybe then tear down the stadium and build a new one, I could be back. I could be back. There's a
Aren't you
chance.
going to Bieber? You're going to Bieber
No,
tomorrow.
I'm not going to
You're
Bieber.
going to Bieber.
I wish
should go
I
to
was
Bieber.
going to Bieber. It's fucking
You see, you
sold out.
can go to Bieber. Somebody.
Oh,
Powell
we
should go.
we got people in the office going to Bieber.
yeah.
Brucey
Oh,
is
good. I
going
wanna
to
report.
Bieber.
Brucey's, yeah.
In Powell.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going.
Gosh,
Why
you're
not?
going to Bieber?
I thought you had
gotta
backstage
support one of
passes.
those.
Go
Oh,
by
you should
myself,
go.
dude.
By the
I
way,
grew up with fucking
Hey.
A couple
Biebs.
Canadian legends.
Bieber's an absolute
He'll probably
stallion.
see you and call you on stage.
Love Bieber.
Matt, could you imagine how good he's going to be?
Oh,
Is it too late now to say sorry?
Yeah. I see my boy Goompy over there. Come on up, Goomp.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be awesome.
What if he shouts out hockey talk? You know, big
that'd be awesome.
Man.
He's a big hockey guy.
Oh my God, big hockey guy. He loves
Great job.
And
What if he said that?
basketball.
Goomp, way to ask John Hamm about his big dong. What if he gave you specifics?
Well,
That'd be sweet, AJ.
but he wouldn't be paid because Nick asked him about his dong, didn't he?
yeah.
But if Nick's not there,
Oh, you're right. Right. You guys asked about John Hamm's big old dong. What if that's how Bieber delivered it too? What if that's what he did?
Wood, he's a showman.
Turn into a song.
Hey, Bieber's a stud, right? It feels like he's linked to almost everybody.
he writes his own stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he creates songs for people too.
Got a lot of bangers.
I think.
Plays the drums.
You can do it all.
His nasty fucking dangles too.
He's best friends with Austin Matthews, American captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Really?
He's not the captain, but he should be.
Best friends.
Best friends.
Boys. Who is the captain? Marlowe?
Tavares.
Oh, Johnny T is one of the best captains in the league.
Peter, people say that.
He's up there.
Schrager said that Kyle Hamilton in Notre Dame in his mock draft, I just remembered this. We should have asked him about it when he was on it. I think he said he could be a captain as a rookie. That would be very difficult in the NFL, I think. It would be pretty difficult to do.
Be a captain?
As a rookie in the NFL as a safety?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, certain personalities could definitely do it at the right team, you know.
You think so?
Huh?
You think so?
Yeah, because what does it really mean?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
What are the responsibilities?
Yeah, and is it... Yeah.
Like halfway through the season? Does he mean it like that? Like he could get...
Like earn it or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wasn't Levante David? I feel like he's the only one I've ever heard of. We interviewed him and we talked to him about it, I thought.
Oh, yeah, because he said, no, did he? He said he was captain since the first year?
I thought that could be wrong.
I don't know. That's a lot of responsibility. That would be tough, I think. You're just trying to learn everything.
I don't think Mac was a captain this year unless it was halfway through the season.
There's no way Bill would let that happen.
Trevor Lawrence?
No way. Maybe Trevor Lawrence,
Lawrence
right?
and
Zach Wilson.
Oh, so that's like, but that's the team.
Yeah.
Joe
this
Burrow.
guy needs to be a captain.
Yeah, this guy's our, you know what I mean?
Surprised Urban didn't wear the C on his coat.
I think it did.
All right, let's get out of here. That is a good ending. Yeah, I'm surprised. Hey, what's going on with Urban, AJ? We're here in Rumblings.
Yeah, your guy.
I have no idea. What's he doing?
My battery just died. Did he tell the truth or
No, he said I have no idea
What's he
what he's
doing?
doing.
Makes sense, though. I didn't even put it together. Fucking pooping my fingernails is probably about Urban.
That's the clue.
Holy shit.
Oh, my.
Man.
Thanks for piecing that together for us, AJ.
Jeez.
What will you tell us next?
And I'm the toxic one, and Ty somehow ties that together.
Boy,
and
that
I'm
was facts.
labeled as toxic.
Well, that's Ty's big
Well, Ty
brain.
is too, I guess.
Just put two Ohio fingers together. That was all.
And put those guns to the sky.
Hell yeah.
Don't let anything get in the way. Ty got accepted to Harvard. Don't you ever forget that. He
I
chose not
believe
to
it.
go. Because we
What?
want to play fucking baseball.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ty was going to play baseball at Harvard?
No.
No. Iowa, though, he was.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Walk on. Yeah.
And then he also became an angler, but missed every event.
Yeah. I tell you what, Lake McBride was a long way away from my dorm room.
You're a Jeopardy guy, though. He's got a Jeopardy brain, you know?
Yeah. Ty's, I say it all the time. I trust Ty's as a movie critic, 100%.
That means a lot, AJ. Thank you.
We're not just talking about movies.
Yeah.
This guy. Hey, I'm talking about everything. You got
I
good
appreciate
brain,
that.
pal.
Thank you.
And the way you piece together those poop and the fingernails. I mean, that's stuff that no other show has. We're lucky that you're here, pal.
Thank you. Lucky to be here.
What's going on with Urban now? He's going back to TV, AJ? Is that what's going on, pal?
Does he want to? I don't know.
You tell us, dude. Did you not stop down to Myers Chop House and Finger Gun Store and say, hey, what's going on next?
You're just with him.
I have not done that recently, no.
All right.
What'd you call it again?
What's that, pal?
What was the name?
What?
Of the restaurant.
Myers Chop House and Finger Gun Store.
I didn't see that addition, but I'll be on the lookout.
I worked at Rudy Subs and Pizza 286, you know. Not long, but anytime you get an and in the middle of the business, like Chop House and Finger Gun Store, you know, they have good depth. You know, like it's
like-
Lot to offer.
there's a lot going on.
Some of
Here.
my favorite, like cigar and smoke shop.
Boom.
Yes.
Like, oh, these places are cooking. They got hustlers' mentalities in there. Chop House is no different.
Yeah. Gas and Mini Mart.
Boom.
You know?
Hey, there was one taking Bitcoin. I don't think they were taking Bitcoin, though.
No,
Really?
Scam.
Seemed like that was a lie.
Different kind of Bitcoin, probably.
Poop on my.
AJ, that was fucked up what you did with the poop on the fingernail story because now we got to make fun of Urban Meyer for that. We didn't want to do that.
Right.
Didn't want to do that.
Hey, it's up to you where you take it. I'm just presenting information.
You're the best, pal.
My
We'll be back
truth.
tomorrow.
My
Big
truth.
show tomorrow. Ain't that right,
Huge.
Duncan?
Hell yeah.
Big show.
Hell yeah.
Hockey Talk tonight. Hammer Dahn in about 15 minutes. You all are the best. Download the pod. And we do have some big news probably coming soon, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
We are up to things.
Up to something season.
Up to something season.
Hell yeah.
We're in
All
it.
right. Cheers. See you guys. Mignana. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Are we live still?
Yeah, AJ's gone though.
Are we live right now?
We live, Bill? Yes. Yeah.
Oh, we have to. A giveaway. What are we even doing?
Oh, jeez.
It was 420.
420.
Yeah.
Winter Wednesday, too.
Jeez.
Winners
Louise,
were
Winter
announced.
Wednesday. Winners were just announced.
Yeah.
Congrats to all the winners. We have to do a giveaway of some sort.
Yeah.
Hashtag PMS Happy 420. Hashtag PMS 420. Hashtag
PMS 420 is pretty clean.
Hashtag PMS 420.
Yeah. Boom.
Say something nice to somebody. Put your cash tag in there on Cash App because that's the best finance app on the planet. It also helps us out with giveaways, makes everything much quicker because there used to be a hold up. Cash App makes everything much easier. So put your cash tag in there. Use the hashtag PMS420. Say something nice about somebody and take a picture right now. Nah, you're good.
The number's 420, right?
Yeah, 4
2
0. Just in case.
That'd be absurd to go FOU or.
That's what you never know. Sometimes you might get a couple of those.
You're right.
Some
They'll
more-
really add some
more literate people.
some length to it.
Yeah.
Which takes away from the compliment that's going
Correct.
to somebody else.
Exactly.
Picture your favorite smoking device as well.
Whoa.
Oh, maybe. Nah, you don't have to do that. We're going to get a lot of gas masks.
Yeah. A lot of
I don't want my thing mentioned to be.
No.
I don't want that to be happening. Just say something nice to somebody. Hashtag PMS420 and your cash tag, and you will win. You could potentially win or be one of the winners. We'll give away $420 to 50 people or something like that.
Wow. Boom.
Boom.
Happy
Maybe 100 people.
What?
What a screenshot of your favorite 420 song.
Boom.
There we go.
There we go.
Hell
Boom.
yeah.
I like where your head's at, Goomp.
There we go.
I'm excited to see what you put out there, Goomp.
I'll put out a banger.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's all you got to do. Maybe you'll win. 100?
100 winners.
$420 winners.
$42,000.
Is that what that is? Yeah. Well, we're all learning that at the same time, aren't we?
Maybe 10.
No, it's a good holiday.
Okay.
It's worthy. Have a good one. Be nice to people. See you later.